I'm Daniel. I'm going to be playing Orks War today. Um, yeah, so just a little bit of overview of my list here. I'm going to have Gaz with regard to knobs here. I'm going to have a War Boss with the new Banner Knob leading another group of 10 regular knobs here. The War Boss will have Cunning but Brutal. Give them a fallback, shoot, and charge. We're also going to have a Big Mech leading tank busters inside of a truck, and along with them is going to be a 5-man squad of burner voids. Also to go along with them, we'll have Moz running solo. We'll have a unit of Warbikers. We'll have Snick Rot, of course. Little once per game uppy downy in my movement phase shenanigans. 1 unit of Grots for the CP generation, and we'll have the unit of Commando split. Two units of 5, and then the units of Storm Boys, and that will be my entire list.
Absolutely. I'm playing Vanguard Onslaught, which gives my whole army advance and charge and fall back and charge. I have 2 Tranifexes with Rupture Cannons, a Biovore, 30 Gene Sealers with 3 Broodlords leading them. One of them having an enhancement called Hunting Grounds that when a enemy unit comes onto the table from reserve on a result of a 2 or higher on a die, that unit has to take a Battle Shock test as long as that Broodlord's on the table. Also, 3 Lictors starting the game in Deep Strike, 3 Neurolictors, a Death Leaper, 3 Von Ryan Leapers, and a unit of Hyper Adaptive Raveners with regular Raveners.
Yeah, hi, I am Eric. I'm a member of Grand Slam Gaming, as well as everyone else present on the stream tonight. My prediction for tonight, I think it's going to be an interesting game. We're playing with most of the 11th edition rules. Obviously, we're still missing a couple of the pieces of the puzzle, and unfortunately, we're missing that by a day for both of these armies. Although there'll still be points and whatnot to come after that. But what I see from this game is I believe that Daniel's Orks have the higher damage output if he's able to actually land it, but Ricardo has a lot of tricks, a lot of reactive moves, battle shocks, just basically the typical Tyranid way that might make it difficult for that damage to actually land. So I think that's basically where the game's going to come down to tonight. If Daniel mans up and just rolls good and makes all of his charges, that's one thing, but I think we might be in for a reactive move into a failed 7-inch charge that changes the game. So, but either way, I think it should be interesting to see these new armies in a new domain, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm Dustin. Going to be the second commentator here. My prediction is one that I think if Orks can control the tempo to their favor, I think kind of what Eric mentioned, they have the damage to chew through the horde style, I guess, Gene Stealer jail play style. But it's really just going to come down to, can he pilot this list to his favor? So it's really hard to say, but I think I'll give the edge to the Orks here. I think that's going to be my final prediction.
+1 or +2 and make an actual prediction. I guess just to make it interesting, I think I will go for the Tyranids basically on the back of so much of the Ork game plan, especially because Daniel is playing Warhorde, is that 1 Wa turn. And kind of all-inning off the back of having the advance and charge, having the more attacks, having the invuln. And I'm just worried that when he goes on that turn, that Ricardo has access to so many, like I said, reactive moves that can just really make a very obvious, easy charge into something that very quickly goes from a 3-inch charge, which we'll talk about during the game, but a 3-inch charge is actually failable now. But when you add that to a D3 plus 3 reactive or a flat 6 reactive move, it becomes a lot longer. So that is what I think the game is going to come down to. Yeah, so I will say my official prediction is the Tyranids, but I think it's going to be a good game.
All right.
You ready to roll off? See who deploys first, Ricardo?
Yep. I
Let's
got a
do it.
1.
I got a 5. I will definitely defend so I can get infiltrate priority here.
Gotcha.
First, gonna start with the first split unit of commandos here. Probably push them onto the objective here. Keep the hidden rule. This will be the one without the distraction grot and no special weapons here. No distraction grot, no bomb squig, just 5-man unit of commandos. They have stealth. Won't really matter too much, but yep, off to you.
3 Von Ryans here, touching the objective. So they're all within a terrain feature for hidden.
Do you have any other infiltrators, or is that it?
I have 4
wait.
more.
Yes, all your lictors.
Yeah.
Most of them. Okay. We'll go ahead and put the special weapons infiltrating commandos over here on this side. Let's see. How close do I want them to get to this?
Do you have any units in Deep Strike?
No, I'm not gonna have anybody in Deep Strike. I just have Snick Routes once per game. Downey.
Roger.
So unit of Mandos here. Hard to get here, but yeah, this is basically where they're gonna be going here.
Alright.
All touching, gain hidden. I'll put this guy back here.
Federally mandated Biovore.
Always need one. Sometimes even 2. Okay. Squad of Grots back here. Going to take a second here because of the new rules having to keep them within 9 inches. It's going to be a little bit different than how I would normally do this.
Alright. I will place a Nerlictor while you do that.
Make sure everybody's within 9. Yeah, we're good there. You can draw a line of sight right here, so I'm going to adjust these guys a little bit for any long distance shooting you got there. Go ahead and move this squad out a little bit more this way.
Okay.
And
Nerlictor will be placed on this expansion within 12 of the commandos.
Ew. Alright, let's see. So I'll get in here. For now, we'll place Snickrot. He has Lone Up. We'll put him in this back corner here. Yeah, I'll put him back here. Leave enough room in front just in case I want to put anything else in front of him.
I'll do the Death Leaper behind this
Real
wall,
quick,
protecting
while
the template.
our players are continuing to
Okay.
finish their deployment here, just answering a question that we got in chat.
Nerlictor
Yes,
fights
you
first,
just need to
right? Has a
touch
weapon roll.
any
No, the
terrain,
Nerlictor does not.
as long as the whole
It
unit
is
is
the only
touching that
lictor that
terrain,
does not have fights first.
they will
Okay.
be considered hidden. So those 3 Von Ryan's Leapers that Ricardo
here.
deployed
Nerlictor can
earlier,
be here,
they have
that's
2 touching the
fine.
objective, 1 touching that back
Beautiful,
terrain,
fine.
and they just have to be within,
Let's
not
put
wholly
some boys
within.
over here.
So those units will
Let's
be
get
hidden.
these
So the base
boys
rule
up in here.
is that they are not able to be shot within 15 inches.
Gonna go ahead and hide them under here in this little cubby. Get a little bit
That
here.
will also give them cover as well, which is now -1 to hit.
The only
not
thing they really got is
-1
advancing
AP.
charge outside the wall, so that's really
It's important to note that it's
decent
minus
amount of
1
movement, though.
ballistic skill in particular.
They are
Correct.
infantry, so they will benefit.
So
from
if they
it.
do have another -1 to hit, those
I'll
do
have
stack.
this,
Although the game has
Nerlictor
cut down
off
on a lot of
the
those -1 to
objective.
hits, I will say.
Okay.
behind the wall, within 12.
For example, stealth, which Ricardo has on many of his lictors, neurolictors, it is now just gives you the benefit of cover.
Let's see.
So it is just -1 ballistic skill. They don't
There's
get to
probably
double
a
it.
world here where bikes can stay on a line of sight. Turn 1 from.
So Eric, how are you
Advanced
feeling about
skills.
the deployments going on right now? Like,
Thinks
how do
we
you
can't fit
think
through here, so they're fine that
Daniel
way. Don't have any other position
infiltrates
for it, that's really it.
are as effective as you
Only
think
long
he's
range
trying to
shooting.
do here? Looks like he's
But
trying
you
to
can put it
form
here,
some sort of
touch here,
blockade,
see
if you will, or
here.
like a wall to stop the
Alright, let's
Alpha
put-
Strike.
clean
Yeah,
this
I
up
think
a little
obviously
bit.
his main concern is the Gene Stealer bricks, them having advance and charge in this detachment.
Turn
They
on
can
guarantee.
scout and then immediately just start hitting into targets that you don't want to lose. So that I think you are right that he is kind of using those commando infiltrates. He's not pushing them too far, in part because Ricardo kind of has them screened out a bit, but I do think that you are correct that although he has a lot of his assets in the battle wagons, which will help him,
Put this truck here.
a Gene Stealer killing,
Try to keep a line
war biker units
out
is
of
bad,
line
but
here.
it getting into any of the knob units or
Pretty
the Gaz
difficult
unit
to
would be
do.
terrible, so he can avoid that.
This line's a lot easier to hide from, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think also from our practice games and just
Everyone's
interacting with
there,
11th in
open, so
general,
it's
I
not getting
think
hung up on the
deploying is something that we've all
ones on
gotten so
there.
used to
Good guess
deploying
if you do
on
get
layout
this, you're
1,
not gonna
layout
be able to
8,
shoot through that. Okay, he looks
and
fairly
the
safe
layouts
right
that we've
there.
been playing on. Just all of these being new, I feel like it's players just kind of have to learn. You just don't
Gene
have that
Stealers
muscle
here on the
memory and
line. Do Scout 8.
the almost formulaic nature of deploying. So
Right. Well, it's interesting to me. He chose to deploy the commandos in a way where he's, hiding behind the walls and like kind of in like a half moon shape.
That will not fit.
But commandos innately have stealth built in. So like,
Don't
why
think he's
not
gonna
just
go there 'cause
build
he's very
a
easy
completely
target.
straight
We'll
wall
save that
and
off
utilize the
next.
full,
We'll put
9-inch
this first battle wagon here. This will be the one with
I
the war
guess
boss kind of
wall that you
We're
can
gonna
make
take
with
off
the
triplets
models,
here.
instead of making this tight knit half moon shape.
yeah, I think you're right. I think he's just trying to save his resources for as long as he can. But yeah, I mean that's kind of commandos are mostly there to just take some damage and fall over. So
Just as
that's
heads
a fair
up,
point.
this battle wagon,
And we
has
have,
kill
I don't know if
cannon.
we
It's
mentioned
my
this
only,
earlier, but
shooting
it
that's
will
above, like,
be,
it's strength
we don't
10,
know
so
the force
still on a
dispositions for
5 up,
these
but it's D6
detachments yet, but we are just taking our best guess and trying to play missions that we have the rules for. So we have
I'll throw a
Daniel's
second
Orks
battle
playing
wagon
Take and
here
Hold,
off
and
the
then
template as
Ricardo's Tyranids playing priority assets. So Ricardo has an action that he needs to complete to score his primary, whereas Daniel just needs to hold objectives. So he doesn't have to be as protective of his trash pieces, where Ricardo needs them throughout the game to do actions. Where for Daniel, they're really just OC and screening. So yeah, we'll just see. I mean, obviously, the going first roll-off is going to be very interesting here, with Ricardo just having that advance and charge threat.
It is Mazrog. Let's see.
So something
If I were the
to
Orks, I would
consider-
probably prefer to go
Oh,
first, which is interesting.
Compared
to
to
10th edition,
I
you
agree.
don't have the. If you go second, you're probably winning or in the driver's seat to do so. That kind of being lessened with the 11th edition primaries changing.
The only real safe place for us to go.
That is definitely something that I enjoy.
Back here.
Something that I was hoping Daniel would maybe considering the turn 1 Alpha Strike threat of the Gene Stealers, is keeping one of the knob bricks outside of the battle wagons and ready for a heroic, so that his battle wagons aren't
Sure.
behind
jailed.
this template, so he'll have cover if you shoot at him.
Yeah, yeah, the battle wagons getting jailed is definitely something that would be bad for him. They'll be a little hard to interact with where they're deployed, so I don't think that Alpha Strike's going to be too deadly. It's tough to get back there. It's tough to really wrap them. But yeah, that's definitely something that has to be in Daniel's mind at this point.
Okay.
And final Gene Stealers.
It looks like we're finishing up deployment here and gonna roll off here in just a minute to see who goes first.
That is.
Yes.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yes, I think Ricardo's list is something that plays very fast, and Ricardo, just as a player that we know, is somebody who
We're gonna have
is
them
here for
behind this
a fun
template.
time, not a long time most of the time. He tends to be a
Sounds
fairly aggressive player, and he has brought a list to match that aggression. And then, of course,
Alright,
Warhorde
I am fully
Orks
deployed.
are, in
Sure.
some ways, a one-turn
Um,
army that decides the
good.
game. So
Good to go then. Ready to roll.
how soon we get that one-turn
Yep.
army, or
Alright.
that one turn, is going to be interesting.
I got a 3.
I got a 1.
So we
Alright,
got Orcs going
good
first
luck.
here.
You wanna
Orcs going
take
first.
care- I do not have any scouts. So
I do have scouts.
over
Yeah.
to you.
This unit's gonna scout up 8. So they're just gonna be within this template.
Think he's going to turn 1 Wog here, or do you think that would be a big mistake? Generally, turn 1 Wog is quite the mistake, but knowing Ricardo's primary, if he feels like he can take out a lot of these lictors and whatnot turn 1, and maybe even 1 squad of Gene Stealers, would it really be the worst idea?
It might not be the worst idea. I'm not sure he has the
These
distance
Gene Stealers are gonna scout up 8.
on his units to be able to actually get there and make that connection, though. Maybe with
They're
that
gonna
one
be
Gene
behind
Stealer
this
unit,
template.
but that would be a very aggressive call, and then he's left the rest of the game with his army at a much lower power level. And also Ricardo knows he doesn't have to worry about the wall anymore. So I don't think we're going to get a turn 1 wall, but it's always on the table. But I would expect
to
more of a
remember.
staging.
Warhorde has a stratagem called Here We Go. It is +2 to your advance and charge. So, you get a battle wagon, you're going to move roughly 8 to 9 inches, +2 to your advance. So, on average, it's about a 5 or 6. And then a charge. I mean, you could really cover some ground here with that.
Yeah, I would say the most forward-facing
These
units
guys are gonna stay put.
for Ricardo are the Neuralichters, those Von Rhein's Leapers, and then what you would want to get to is the
Here's
Gene
one, right?
Stealers.
Cool.
Ricardo for a CP could
let's see.
reactive move up to 2
Uh,
Gene Stealer units,
here
and then the
do
Von
my
Rhein's
secondaries,
Leapers have
good to know.
an upgrade
I'm
because
gonna get a grievous
Ricardo
blow
is
behind
playing the
enemy
new
lines. This one I
Lichter,
can
Neuralichter,
shuffle.
Death Leaper detachment
So we're
that is called
exactly
Ambush
behind enemy lines,
Predators.
grievous blows.
So he could
Yeah.
react to move up to 3 of
Do you
those
have
units,
anything,
and now
13?
that's kind of what I
Okay,
was saying
so I'll
earlier.
just
That
step
charge
around,
is
get rid of the grievous blow.
something that seems fairly
new one.
trivial to make
So we have secure no
to
man's
something
land
that
and outflank.
is not the type of gamble that I personally would want to make. So
Primary that I have taken hold.
we'll find out shortly though, as he has to wall in the command phase. So
should be able to get some stuff here.
So he
Rolling.
pulled secure no man's land and
Let's
outflank
see,
as the
secure,
secondaries.
can hold. I
pretty
just
good secondaries for turn 1 here. I think outflank's a little difficult
Forward victory points there.
because he would need to
It
get
includes
one
a
of
no.
his units into
Um,
Ricardo's territory, which is
well,
basically
definitely not
over
one,
the
yes,
half
sir.
of the board, and it also
Start
needs to be
the, moving
within 6
phase.
inches of the board edge. Maybe the commando units can do it.
And
They don't have to do an
roll the
action when they
moving
get
phase, see
there.
if Grots give me CP, and they do. Hold up to 2.
We'll see.
Since they're on my home objective there.
We
And
did get
will
in a
start,
CP for the
getting
Orks.
on to moving.
Off of the Grots doing their digging on the home field.
For those listening that may or may not know, being that outflank is a difficult, arguably difficult
see.
secondary to score top of turn 1, you don't actually have to score it, and you will retain that secondary as long as you would like, and then eventually score it when the time is right. And your next turn, you would still draw 2 more
This
secondaries.
one is behind, yeah.
Okay.
This one's
Yeah,
behind.
huge change from 10th.
These are on. These are on. Behind.
And for outflank, to clarify, just either side of the board.
Couple
if
of
I get
quick
one
questions in
side
chat.
or
How do we
over
feel
2,
about the
you're
heroic
halfway
on
point,
non-charging
right?
units?
Past the halfway
I think
point.
that is a huge addition to the game.
It gives me full.
People that have played into
One or more friendly
Drakari
units,
or
excluding
Wrath of the
aircraft,
Rock
battleshock
Dark
within
Angels.
6 inches of one or
It's
more battlefield
extremely
edges and not within your territory. So
strong
your territory is your half the
to
table.
Gotcha.
Potentially
So you have to be here,
be
and
able to
then the opposite
charge a
table
unit,
would be here.
Here,
that
and 2
one.
inches outside
that did
of
make a
this
charge
would be
that is
difficult
just trying to
do.
contest your
Straightforward.
primary.
One model.
So yeah,
that
I think that's
doesn't
definitely
have
going to
any
be highly
more
impactful
12
this
in that.
edition. And then another question about the
And
hidden.
the Von Ryans are the only ones that have the
Hidden
reactive
and
move.
cover are both on a model by
Yes,
model basis,
for free.
meaning
That's
that
their
if you have
enhancement.
one
For 2 CP, I
uh,
can move 2 separate units of flat 6 inches.
one model
Gotcha.
within
So,
terrain, that model will
relevant
have
this turn,
cover
but
and be
good to
hidden.
know in the future.
But the opponent
Okay.
also just needs to see
Let's go
one
ahead
model
and what we're
that
gonna
does
do
not have
here
cover and does not have
is
hidden for all of the attacks to not
We're just going
be
to
impacted by
discard these
those
burner
rules.
boys out of the
So
turn.
Earlier we
ideally you want to have
mentioned,
everyone with them, and
Interrupter,
then
does he
you know
have
you'll be
anything
hidden,
in
you
my
know you'll
movement?
have
It's
cover.
just your movement, right?
earlier we
Document phase
mentioned
for the interrupters,
territory. The yellow line
Okay.
here on the
So
table
we'll go ahead
is
and pick these guys
depicting
up second floor.
the
only one that
divide
has
of the
is
two
scanners, since
territories.
he doesn't have a flamer.
The line isn't always this. I guess symmetrical is not the right word because it's always symmetrical, but it's not always completely horizontal across the
Left into the
table.
corner.
Some deployments and
Oop.
layouts it'll be more of a
Just wanted to tap out
diagonal, but in this case it is quite, in fact, just straight down the middle of the table.
Yeah, as we're playing hammer and
Ideally
anvil,
keeping
so
us back
just
as
cuts
far
the
as
middle in half,
possible, keeping
cuts the
anything
table in half.
and-
The So yeah, there are secondaries
We'll
and
also
primary
go ahead and
missions that now
kinda
require
keep
you to do
these
things
three up.
outside of your territory, which is not just your deployment zone, it's even
Looks like this
further. It's
commander
getting
here.
past the halfway
You can
line.
only battle shock one unit, correct?
Correct.
With so yeah, just two instant, just in case
And
you
it's
get this
within-
one.
And also,
Oh,
since
it
we
is.
were
Yeah.
talking a bit,
Okay, so that
at this
ideally
point, as Daniel is moving
we
models,
just do
we
this
did
here
not
so
get
they
the turn
don't
one wall,
ever
which
get,
I'm not surprised by. I think
um,
that would have been a
battle shocked.
quite an
turn
all-in
one.
that could have gone very badly for him, especially with all the
Where
tricks
else
that
do we
Ricardo
stay
has.
cruising?
So he will just spend the turn
Already
trying to
touching here,
get
I
better
don't have any
staged
actions that I
and
need
get
to be
ready
doing.
for Ricardo's push.
Storm
He
Boys
then will
could go up in this
potentially he
pocket.
could
What does that accomplish? It just
advance and
gets you
charge, go as
closer,
hard as he can, knowing that
pushes
Daniel will
out,
not wall
and you
on this
one
turn,
deep strike.
and
Is it
doesn't
one
have
CP
that
for your
5
turn,
up
deep strike?
invuln for his whole
Yes, I can bring
army.
2 units on my
Or
movement
he could
phase.
also play it a little
Your
bit
movement
slower
phase,
as well.
But if we look at the overall board
This
state
is
here,
just-
it
sorry,
really
we're
looks
gonna
like
move this,
Daniel's
boss
really
knob
favored
up
one
here.
side, and it kind of
No.
feels like Ricardo's favoring the opposite
Should we
side.
go to try to
He does
do
have
anything with
some
this?
backup for his
I don't think so,
Tranafexes
no.
here, but
finish up this
Daniel
this
recognizes
last
that those
command over here.
Tranafexes are
Just gonna move
arguably,
up
like,
closer.
clearly his biggest
We
threat
will
for his
sit
vehicles,
off the point
but,
here, just close as can be.
he's got to have an answer for him. So
Where can we
him
put
favoring this side of
boss
the table
here?
does
Where can
kind of make
boss
sense, but I'm
go?
just worried about his home objective, even turn 2, you know?
Boss would probably whack
Well,
us
yeah,
where
I
the
mean,
truck is,
Ricardo has access to
but that's
what's
fine.
known in
We'll move
the
up here. The
Warhammer
person
community as
can
uppy
shock
downy
us
units,
this
so he
way.
can pull up some of those units that he
Alright, cool.
has currently on the board and drop them next turn,
Okay.
or as a
Let's
rapid ingress.
see,
He has
can we
lictors
do-
that have
go
free
here?
rapid ingress.
Storm Boys.
He lictors
Try
in
to
this
get
detachment
on your
because he is
side
running the
or
new
with an advance and
lictor
charge.
detachment
You
as we
probably
spoke of
just-
earlier. Those
don't
also have
think you
deep
die.
strike, so they can kind of go anywhere
I would need,
on the
it's
table outside of
impossible
8
to- it's
inches.
just normal movement. I have to charge
So yeah,
them.
that is something that Daniel's going to have to keep in
And
mind,
then
that
they
there
just-
is...
I don't get it anyways. It's just throwing away
Ricardo has a
points.
lot of movement through pulling units off the table,
Could
deep striking
do
them, deep
is-
striking the lictors that he has left
It's not
off
an
the
action,
board.
so you can advance if you need to, or charge.
One thing we
That's
haven't
fine.
really talked about is,
it's just any kind of advance
Ricardo
would be
has,
what sending the commanders out
the
here,
Von
could
Rhine
screen some
Leapers,
movement, which
Death
might
Leaper,
be
and the
good,
3 Lictors that
just
all
to
have
prevent you
fights
from,
first.
like,
So
going too
how,
I would need
if
at
Daniel
least
were to charge
3 to
multiple
get
fights
over the
first
line
units
here for
versus just
commandos.
one
Do
fights
three
first unit,
commandos right
how would
here.
how is that different
They
from
do have
10th?
some guns and stuff, so
Yeah, that's a great question. So
Is
in
it
10th
just
edition,
for
fights
outflank?
first, the
no, this
defending
I was
player with
thinking
fights
maybe
first
Outflank
would
is
get the first go.
Lincoln.
Yeah,
So
the center.
I don't have anything to go over there.
if
Plus, this is
Daniel
the-
was to make a charge into just the
Yeah.
Von Ryan's Leapers, the Von Ryan's Leapers would
Better
start
put
when
some
we got to the
really
fight phase,
distracted
and then they would get to take
quick.
care of some of Daniel's models, potentially the whole unit,
No
depending on what he
real
charged, and then Daniel would get to go
anything
next.
there unless I
Now,
shoot you here.
Daniel gets to go
Go
first,
overthinking
as
it. We're just gonna
he is
leave
the
them
unit
here probably.
attacking, so any of his
The
units that
war
made a
bikers,
charge,
they don't really
he
need to
gets to
move,
pick one fights first
later.
unit to go first, and then if Ricardo has any left alive,
send
any
up
fights first
a
units that are
turn
engaged,
effects.
they then
You
get to go
can't
next,
get
and
there.
they
You can get there
alternate.
without moving
So essentially,
free, 'cause
fights
you
first is
can
just
just
more of a
pivot for
free
free.
interrupt,
You wouldn't
which
get
is
line of
still
sight.
strong because it
I
saves
moved
you
into
spending
this
2
pocket, so
CP,
they're just gonna move
but
over here,
it is not
off the
something
template,
that is just a
staying off of out of your line there.
hammer that the attacking
Put this last
player
one in
needs
here.
to work around. But you have a good point that because Ricardo has so many units with it, especially that's another thing that Daniel's going to have to look for on his wall turn. He he will not be able to make multiple attacks with multiple units in a row, because it's highly likely that some of those units that he's charging into has fights first.
Points. It's within 6 of the board edge, correct?
Yes.
Also, very
Yeah, and the whole
important to
unit has to
know
be, so it can't be
that
touching anything there.
the Death Leaper
Yeah,
and
so,
the Lictors
I mean,
also have
that's the point.
precision built
They
in.
only-
Just within, not wholly. So just
Daniel
one
does have
Absolutely.
characters, and those characters
Okay.
definitely buff his units.
Understood.
Very
we don't
important.
have any guns this way either, anyway,
So-
so it's not really a big deal if they're out there.
Why
Yeah.
is
I guess the only thing
precision
I would
so important now
Possibly be
in
an
11th?
issue is
Yeah, and
getting
then just
movement
one
and
follow-up on that.
taking
He
that
also
home
has access to a
from them.
stratagem in Vanguard Onslaught where he can get
And that's
precision on an
the-
entire
the
unit.
big issue here.
So that's something you
Move
could
8,
give
advance,
precision
like
to the
you
Gene
get 2 and
Stealers.
3, so
Um,
11 inches.
And yeah, another
and
change
charge
here in
roll.
11th from 10th is that
Yeah, so just
precision-
keep everything outside of that, and we'll be okay.
you
We
still
can
it still
react
essentially works the same way it
accordingly
did
after
in terms
that.
of
We can just save
how
that one
it works
later.
for the
We don't
attacking
need this for
player.
right now.
Where I
We're gonna keep these
charge in
Storm
with Gene
Boys,
Stealers, I give them a precision
on the
ability.
side,
When
still
I
touching the
allocate
hidden,
my attacks to you and allocate my
and
wounds to you,
keep
I get to
them
say
there.
you can start on your character,
We will
and
send
any saves on that character get made first until the character dies, and then it
still
goes onto the
200
bodyguard
strike,
unit.
so I
The
probably wanna
difference
send
from
these guys
10th
up
to
here
11th
just move
is
block
that
here.
when Ricardo does that, Daniel has to roll
That just
all of his
wastes them.
saves at once.
Oh well.
He doesn't get to slow roll
We
it
don't
and
really
see
need
how many of his saves his character, which
all.
presumably has a better invuln save than his
Wagon's
bodyguard
gonna
does,
stay.
is able to tank. He just
Doesn't
gets to
get
say
anything from moving us
Ricardo
down.
hits him with
Alright,
Gene
cool.
Stealers, very realistically could give him
moving
20
on to
wounds
Gene
on a
Base,
unit. He has to roll
not
all
going
20
to
dice at
anything.
once, and he says you start on the
And,
character.
we're not gonna be charging anything, we'll just
Very
pass
likely
that
that
over
character
here.
dies because the character takes the lowest
Where am
numbered
I?
dice that Daniel rolled.
Primary points. I do
Um,
control 3 in the center.
Yeah, so precision
Or,
is
sorry,
much
3
stronger,
total.
especially in
I'll hit this
volume.
one and this one,
So
we'll get the 4 points.
the Lictors
Bonus for 4.
will be more or less how they were
Um,
before. Still a little bit more
keep outflank,
powerful,
obviously,
but a
it's
unit like
zero
the
and
Gene
then
Stealers, when
5,
they make
so
attacks
kills
with precision,
will be
it's an
4.
entirely different ballgame. They will kill
And
your
then
your
second
characters. They could kill
phase.
Gaz very easily if they got to him
5.
first.
Score that one and
Looks like the
I'm
Orcs
gonna
pass the turn
spend
here to the
1 command point
Tyranids.
at the end of your turn.
Very
Just
passive,
put them into reserve,
kind of staging, setting up, kind of
and
turn,
get 2 units.
noticing a
Vanguards.
pretty decent gap over here in his home.
Yes, 2 Vanguard units. Okay.
Yes.
Them for
So we'll see
sure,
if Ricardo
and I
will
pick up-
capitalize on that.
Yep.
And it looks like Daniel did score the 5 points on Secure No Man's Land and chose to keep
Just
outflank.
those gentlemen.
Yeah, so he still could have tossed
Start my
that
command
card
phase.
for another
Start my
CP,
second
just
phase.
like he did in 10th edition, but since he already got a CP from his Grots earlier on in the turn, there's no reason not to hold
overwhelming
that card.
force and engage on all
and
fronts.
It's also just nice to hold on to cards, because scoring points
Presence
is
in
how you
full
win the
table
game after
quarters
all.
for max points. And
That
kill
is
stuff
true.
on
Something we
the
did not talk about, another change into 11th.
And
You
I
can only
kill my
redraw a secondary
primary
once
at the end
per
of my
game.
turn. If I
Yes.
kill one of your units as a
Unlike
servant,
before,
bonus
where you
hit
could
to
do
will
it
take
every single battle round if you chose
and
to.
if I do an action, one
It
of
is
your
now
units
just
will
once
take
per
it.
game. But I don't know, like,
Best way for you.
so Daniel does have fight on death. He does have -1
Start off
wound.
with
If he
these
felt
vertical boys
like
having huge
Ricardo
constructs
was
that
going
shoot liquid.
to full send here,
Nomads.
it wouldn't have been a bad idea to discard that.
I don't-
Oh wait, never
these
mind. He
commandos
can't
will
because
have 2
the
tests.
Grots gave him a CP. So, but he
Yep.
does have the 3 CP here already. So he can fight on death because Warhorde's fight on death is 2 CP.
Set
It is
2
guaranteed.
Yep, 2
And then the
CP,
-1
just fight on
wound
death.
is going to be nice here as well because it is a just flat -1 wound. It is not a if your strength's higher. or any other stipulation.
Easy.
So the fact that he did not wog
for that
and he
strat,
does Alpha
it's
Strike
up.
here, which
Do they have to come back to
I
this
wouldn't be
turn?
surprised if this is what Ricardo does. He just
Now they can
picks
stay
up all
straight.
the little action units he's got here in the
condition
front
of me
and
picking them up is they're outside of 3 inches.
just jails
on
Daniel.
units.
Yeah, I will say one thing that, in terms of
And
if
it's
Daniel wants
2
to wall
Vanguard
next
Invader
turn,
units
I
or
don't think
1
he
Tyranid
really
infantry, so I can't,
fundamentally
for example, pick up the
changed
T-Texes.
his range, like his effective, his ability to get those units
Going
into
to
deep into
movies.
Ricardo's lines. If Ricardo doesn't move up, those battle wagons are really in
I'm
the
gonna
same spot.
have
Some of those units moved
the
up, but as you
Neurolictor
said, we're
touch
expecting
this objective
Ricardo to
and perform my special
try and attack
secure
at
the
least some of
objective
them.
action,
Maybe he will take it,
which will complete at the end
more carefully,
of my turn,
but
I believe, yeah.
yeah, with those battle
is
wagons not
the-
moving, I assume he's just
we're gonna
worried about
have-
the threat of the T-Vexes and
Absolutely.
just the impact of losing one of those battle wagons early, and then also, and if we're continuing
I'm
on
gonna
and
advance this
talking about
Neurolictor.
changes from 10th to 11th, transports are a lot more dangerous to be killed out of than they are in 10th here in 11th.
That is true. So this is the power of the T-Fex here. It's
Von Ryan,
keeping
you're going to advance.
his opponents, quote unquote, honest, if you will,
You get to go.
and just threatening them without ever having to do anything. So these Tyrannofexes, they do have heavy, which that rule's changed. Where if he were to move 3 inches, or are under 3 inches, or 3,
Yep.
up
Three
to 3 inches,
3 or fewer.
right? He would maintain that bonus, which would still give him the +1 ballistic skill. But if he had to move farther than that to get a line on, say, a battle wagon that moved to this middle objective that his commandos are on, Daniel would have -1 ballistic skill. So then the Tyrannofex with 2 shots is hitting on 4s. You know,
Right.
it's very possible that that battle wagon maybe takes 1, you know, and just lives. And now he's in a arguably a better position than all the way back here for the clapback.
So that way only.
Yeah,
one
and
vertical
as
can
they're
go on.
continuing to
Top,
move on here,
one.
we mentioned that Secure No Man's Land was scored by Daniel. We should also note that Daniel controlled 3 or more objectives at the end of his turn, which is a scoring, a way that for him to score his take and hold primary that he can do turn 1. So pretty solid 9 points turn 1, but with the ability to hold cards and the way that primary scoring is changed, you can see very high scoring rounds in 11th edition compared to 10th.
They're all safe. Okay.
You're limited to 15 primary and 15 secondary per turn, but it's not impossible to
Let's see.
approach those numbers, where in
This Tyrannofex is going to move
10th
9.
edition you wouldn't really see that in 1 turn.
That is true. The scoreboard could be very deceiving as far as who's actually winning or who's behind. Someone who just immediately scores every card they get may look like they have a giant lead, but then the other player is just, you know, stashing a bunch of secondaries, has a plan to go ahead and score 30 points in 1 turn, and all of a sudden it's a ball game again. So it's got to pay attention to what secondaries are being held and what can be scored from your opponent and yourself.
Can't touch that template with a full 9 in a pivot.
Because
Just gonna touch this
in
one.
10th, you know, you'd hear all the time,
And play low
well, I'm going to
pick.
keep these scouts off this objective in case you pull overwhelming force or something like that. Although it's still a concern, maybe they already have it, and they have 3 other secondaries that are sitting there. So remembering what secondaries that your opponent can draw and what they still have access to is going to be another
They get to go.
like skill
They're
ceiling
going to be off this
for
template.
11th.
Yep. I think also it's going to be major knowing when to hold a card, when to ditch it for CP. Any CP generator in an army that's guaranteed, or even something like Grotz, where you'll average out to about, you know, half a CP per round, give or take. I think they're going to be extremely strong in this edition, because the power of not, like we saw with Daniel there, where he got a CP from his Grotz, he doesn't have to think about keeping out flank. He can just keep it because he already has a CP. But if you have an army that needs CP and doesn't have a good way to generate it, it's going to put a lot more pressure on your scoreboard in terms of, maybe I really need to discard this card because I need the CP, but then your opponent is scoring secondaries easier. So yeah, it's just going to be another list building concern that we are going to have to balance when we're building lists in 11.
Yeah, CP generation is going to be very, very useful. I mean, it was very useful in 10th, right? But it kind of felt bad to, you know, turn 1, I pulled no prisoners assassinate. Oh, and I gained a CP from my generation. Well, now I just have basically 2 fake cards because my opponent can just stage, because it's still turn 1, and then I'm not going to score either of those. And then if I decide to hang on to both of those, usually
you're not drawing cards next turn, you're still behind.
Right.
Yep,
usually
exactly.
It's bad to hold cards unless you know you're going to max them out.
What's
and score
inside
them.
this battle wagon?
Gaz's wagon.
Disembark 3, and then
I also, just to heads up, I have a strat that gives me +2 advance and +2 charge for 1 CP.
Also, to everyone watching, if you have any recommendations in terms of our audio, the player's audio, anything that you would like changed, be sure to shout it out there in chat and let us know. That's a mix we're trying to get down. We want Dustin and I to be able to to talk
Actually,
and
they're
kind
gonna
of
be behind this.
give you the
template.
thoughts behind what the players are thinking about, but you can also hear them and their discussions with each other. If it wasn't already obvious, they can't hear us, so they're just playing a game like they normally would. We're just here to kind of give you the background information, fill in the gaps, and just let them focus on playing the best game of 40k that they can.
Yeah, I think maybe not moving the battle wagon is allowing Ricardo to get an even better position with his Tranifexes here.
They're gonna be touching there.
Because
all with a
both
9.
of these will move
These two are
within 3
hidden. These guys
to
are off
touch the
template.
terrain template, which allows them to see through it and get shots with their full potential ballistic skill.
Okay.
essentially.
Going to shooting.
Right, because they'll be moving less than 3 inches. They get heavy.
This Snarlictor will
You can
perform
see
the
through
secure,
terrain
the center objective
in this
action.
edition, where
Yep.
compared to 10th, where you had to be wholly within. That is completely
And
game changing for something like a
mandated
Tyranid
Biovore will create
with
a
that big
spore
base.
mine.
They just can get so many more angles, and with only
It's still outside of 9 for the spore
heavy
mine
being
rules.
more real in terms of you actually get to use the rule, because you can move a little bit and get an angle that you couldn't previously get, still have heavy, get that better ballistic skill.
See if that gets them there.
And I agree. I think
No, this banner is.
I understand why Daniel didn't move those battle wagons, but I think that they have been kind of pacified to the point that
Closer units down.
I think it's just going to be
Yeah.
tough for those units
Alright,
inside
that's
to
not
get out
happening
and get where they need
That's
to
not
go on
happening.
this next turn.
So I'll just make a spore mine.
I agree. It's
Defensive.
also important to note that
Outside of 9.
there's going to be several units, like, for example, the Repulsor Executioner is going to be able to abuse heavy, and pivot no longer costs you anything.
Does it explode?
So
Correct.
these like awkward
end any move
oblong
Within
models,
3 inches, it'll
they
explode.
actually gain movement by pivoting. Terrain effects being a big one, and Repex and things like that.
To be fair, also the
pretty
battle wagons
interesting.
here, but they are set up long ways to hide, so they don't really get to get that extra movement. But pivoting being free is still going to make them much easier to
That's good.
maneuver.
Absolutely.
Alright, going to actual shooting.
Looks like we're gonna get
We're
some
gonna
shooting
start
here
with
from
the
the
Tranifex. He's
Tyranids.
going to put his spine banks into the Burner Boys.
Oh yeah, I guess you take from the tip. You're within 15 on. Never mind.
And I think that's
Yep,
it. I don't think I can
that
see
long gun.
these guys, right? That was
I
the
thought,
intent.
Yeah, the
correct me if
intent
I'm
was
wrong,
high,
I
because,
thought
if I need to adjust.
distance was measured from the
That's-
base to the base, not the tip of the gun to the
How many of those
base.
are they within range?
I know visibility is from the tip of the gun, but
I'm gonna put
I
everything into the Burner
also
Boys.
don't know if they have said that specifically for
Okay,
11th.
okay.
I'm sure they have, and I just don't know off the top of my
Would you
head.
like me just to remove it, or would you like to?
Well,
remove
I hit on 4.
Well, this is a situation where it's very important because base to base, Daniel's Burner Boys were hidden, and the Terrain effects would not be able to shoot. But his gun,
Correct.
being like an extra 2 inches or so, is within range. So
I guess that there's no need to remove them.
Do you have a invulnerable save?
Nope.
One is super dead.
Like, how dead? Explain
Like
it to me. Just gone, obliterated.
died 9 times over, in fact.
something to note here, you can see Daniel
Alright,
positioned
those
with the
are shots
spanner
on anyone
on
else
the
that's
second
worth
floor of this
shooting.
terrain feature here.
So I'm gonna go
That
to
will give him
the
plunging
first
fire,
phase.
which in
Okay.
11th edition is now
So start with the Snarlictor.
+1
They're gonna charge
ballistic skill, which for orcs is a really big deal.
7.
So that means that
I'll
this
put
rocket
it
launcher
here.
that the spanner's equipped with will hit on 4s versus 5s.
Yes. Orcs are going to... Any orc shooting in this edition is going to live or die by
Von
plunging
Ryan's
fire
charge.
and cover. Because they
Get a 7.
already have such a high ballistic skill that any shift of it up or down is going to make a massive difference in their actual output. But unsurprisingly there, the terrain effects didn't have too much of an impact into those models. It's not really what it's there to shoot.
Okay.
It is there for anti-tank. He is the rupture cannon, not the
We
acid
have
sprayer.
4 models left in the Burner Boys.
Something to note,
I'll charge
since
this
Ricardo
Snarlictor.
did bring the terrain effects that
7,
close,
make it. I
the
will
truck is full of tank busters, and
engage.
if Daniel puts them on the second floor, they would hit on 4s as well. They are also +1 to hit and
So
wound to
attack.
monsters and vehicles, so
Push
that
in
would
and
stack.
OC
So that means the
on this
tank
guy.
busters would hit
OC
on
one.
3s
Okay.
before
Orcs
any
sitting on
benefits of
3s.
cover.
What year is this? What universe are we in?
Do you have any other charges?
Well,
or is that the last
we've
one?
seen that in the
Thinking about
past when
heroic
Mordaka
as well.
came out, when mathematically Orcs hit on 3s. They were pretty
It's a
good.
problem.
Just
It's a
doing
problem.
regular
Yeah,
heroic
they were
there
pretty
with
good.
the, commandos
So-
there.
As it stands, you might have some
Ideally
difficulty
just throwing them
getting
on there
there
too.
because of the engagement range
Let's see if
of
you do
that
wipe them, 'cause I don't know if you
lictor,
do
but he might be
wipe
able
them.
to
Don't think
move
so.
around it a bit.
Alright,
But
so
also,
CP is
that
good.
is exactly the type
Roll
of
the
target that
dice
those tank
and
busters are
set
here to shoot into, is that
in there.
T-Fex. So that is
See
well
where
spotted.
we go.
Be interesting to see if we get those shots this turn.
It's like we got a
Or
heroic
I suppose
intervention
in-
here from Daniel.
That's in there. Cool.
In Daniel's turn, yes, and a heroic here to get more attacks into that lictor.
Okay.
I think the idea here is he
Or
thinks the
Derelict.
burner boys are going to
There.
die,
You guys are just
and
gonna
he
have
wants to
probably just pile in there.
get some OC on this
But I don't
objective
think
so he
this
can
guy's
maintain
gonna
it and
be
score
able to-
primary next turn, because the Neurolictor, excuse me, wouldn't have enough
Maybe,
attacks
yeah,
to
we'll be
kill
okay.
both
No, certainly not.
squads.
Certainly not.
Going to the fight phase, we do all the pylons.
Okay, you first.
These are all touching, and he's touching. All right, you get to do your pylon.
This is another change here in 11th. All pylons happen
you can't really get anywhere there.
with air quotes at the same time.
About this guy
The
is about to
attacker
get
will go
this
first, and then the
here.
defender
This
will
guy's
then
gonna
pile
come
in,
here.
and
Get this guy in.
prior to any attacks being made for every single unit that's engaged.
Guess we just pull from the back there.
So you'll see here that Daniel's commandos are going to pile in, the burner boys can pile in, and these other commandos will also pile in.
Let's go this way.
Yeah, no longer
Put this guy here. That way everybody's eligible.
pile in,
Fight.
fight, consolidate as
Eligible
unit by
fight
unit.
there,
It is
but
all
fight
separate
is-
sections in the
okay.
fight phase now, which
Yeah, they live.
is
Alright.
going to split things up, change
Alright.
how
You have interrupt
those
CP, right?
Yes, I do.
kind of the play pattern
Are
of
the
that
commandos
goes,
good
and there's going to
stabbing
be
things?
skill at
I've got regular choppers.
stopping your
in
opponent
the
being able
squad over
to
here.
consolidate
That's
away
one
by
more
piling
feature,
in a
feature.
certain way. So
This
that is
is
definitely
the
something
special
that
weapons team,
melee
so
heavy
they have,
armies will
like, the
need to
Burner
get
Boy.
adept
They have
at
the one
doing to
power
be able
claw,
to succeed.
And then you'll have the breacher ram, which are high strength weapons, and the other guys will just have a close combat weapon.
I'm gonna
So an option
start
that Daniel
with
did have,
the Von Lions.
which is another change, with his war bikers, he could have heroic with them outside of 6
hang on,
inches, right?
please.
For 2 CP.
It is within 6 inches for 2 CP, and
strength
it's
is
something
6
that
for
didn't make a
synapse,
charge.
toughness,
For 1
Oh, okay, I
CP,
see.
heroic
That's
is
a lot of
now
ones and
just
twos.
you make a charge, so it's up to 12
5
inches.
AP1, damage 1.
Okay.
So he could have heroic
going
with
in
them
order
for
from,
1
you know,
CP.
obviously
He decided to do
the,
it with
the
the commandos
burner,
here.
rocket, and then the slugger chop is the knobs. for
Probably a
the
little easier to maneuver.
sake of
um,
rolls here. Only 1 save, so it looks
Potentially,
like
it
we'll
looks
just
like
have
just from
only
my
one
eye
knob
here
in
that
there
that was
here.
a
And he will be left
would have been
on
a
two,
further
so-
distance as well.
And then, do you want to...
Something
interrupt?
that, as spectators, wish we could
Yeah,
have
we
is
will interrupt. It was
the
either
measurements
side or interrupt there.
for
I
ourselves.
think
Just
this squad was
but-
should have been fine enough, but that's fine. We'll do the interrupt.
Oh,
over
yeah,
here.
it's probably set on the table.
and
That's
see
something we
if
can note down, though.
can
That is a good
clear
point.
out that guy before he hurts me too hard. Okay, it'll be with the commandos. You were T7, correct, or T?
Looks like we're getting a
Seven was
interrupt
also-
here.
Yeah, toughness.
So
5.
yes, that will be all of Daniel's CP. He's trying to interrupt with the commandos
Where'd
into
the
the
weapon
Neurolictor
sets,
to try and
button
keep
go?
the Burna Boys alive.
Is it all gone now?
It's right here.
Oh.
You have to select them all.
You just have to click the button on the right first before you do that. All right, cool. Cool. Chop is here.
I'm not sure about this play from Daniel here.
Yeah,
Um,
this will be interesting.
3 6s are sustained because if War Horde, so I get 1 sustain, and then I'm gonna be on 5s here. Okay, you're only gonna have 3 at -1, 1 damage each.
Take 2, down to 5. Alright, Neurolictor will fight next. I'll go everything into the Burner Boys.
Yeah, that's a tough result when you spend 2 CP there. I think he was looking for
I'll
more
hit,
than
strength
that,
7, toughness,
but
with the
I
if
don't think he can be
the
surprised
only
though
2,
either.
AP2, damage 1.
if this
I
commando
have
squad
the same
that
thing, so,
interrupted was the one with the power claw and breacher ram,
and this guy
um,
back here.
I would have been a little bit more okay with that. But I
Then,
think
you
that
have one more fight for
5
sure.
commandos would
Do you
just
think
stick
about
your
that?
standard
Same
choppa,
thing.
no walk is
Not likely to
That's,
kill a Neurolictor there.
you
Winning
know,
on 5s is tough.
Hits.
4-up invuln, wounding on 5s, and it has 7
Forward.
wounds.
AP.
So
Yeah, so he's gonna be gone.
you'd have to get extremely lucky, I think. But
Okay. And then I'll fight back my burn of boys. Just do the
it's like Daniel will still hold this objective though, which is
They're
good.
gonna be
And he
unfortunate.
still has a burner boy and a
one
spanner
sustain,
left.
drop one.
So
Yeah,
things
so-
definitely could have been worse.
Strength 4, so
Ricardo is not going to
Nothing
max
there.
overwhelming force
and
here.
then the close combat
He killed the
weapon.
one commando unit on the center objective,
one hit.
but he's not going to kill either of these or either unit
And
now
then,
on the
we'll get
expansion
5 for
objective.
1, no AP, 1 damage.
Actually,
Save. Cool.
gonna end up maybe being a bad trade for Ricardo here
End of the
because
fight
he's
phase on
effectively killed
your,
60 points of
Ricardo
commandos,
consolidations.
and next turn it looks like he could lose 2 Nerlictors and Von Ryans at a minimum.
Yep,
And
I
this
think
Nerlictor
very
I don't
likely
think-
that they're
here.
Daniel
they
really
will be
has
deceased.
to
Do you go
commit.
these guys back onto the thing here or no?
Like he doesn't have to commit Gaz to clear this. He doesn't have to commit the other knobs.
So they're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This seems like a bad. Maybe Ricardo got baited by this cards a little bit. We'll have
Yeah,
to
he
see.
should max engage
my guys,
on all
we will just-
fronts. Yes,
He
so
will. He will.
definitely will there.
Back in charge on these guys, so we'll just
Yeah, that
These
wasn't
guys-
catastrophic loss for Daniel. To be
Side.
honest, I think the worst thing that Daniel lost in this turn is just too many CP spent for what he
Yes.
was able to.
And the fight phase, I
Accomplish,
will
but-
score. I did destroy 1 unit
I
on
think
the objective.
I would have
Command
-1 to wounded the burner boys and just let Ricardo
6 points for primary. 'cause
see
I
see
did
how
action.
the dice go. You know,
I score max on.
eat the extra
additional
CP
threats for 5.
for maybe a fight on death next
And
turn or
overwhelming force,
something.
I'll score 3.
Okay.
Secondary, six
Yeah,
primary this turn,
interesting.
and it is your go.
Yeah, so Ricardo just went
Alright,
over
hey,
the
that
secondaries
was
he
awesome.
scored there. Like we said, max for engage on all
boys over
fronts,
here.
which is having a unit in every table
do
quarter
that.
outside of the middle, which he did. He killed 1 unit that started the turn on objective.
mice
It was
over
the
there?
commandos
No.
here on the central objective.
Believe we should
So
7. Cool.
that
Good
was
go.
8 points there. And then he scored 6 points on primary because he secured an asset
decide
this
what we're
turn
gonna
by
do.
doing a
You're
action
gonna get
on an
Cinder Ground
objective
and no prisoners.
and
Center
at
ground
least
old
1
there
or more
now.
units that started the turn
Yeah,
within
so
range of the central objectives
We'll have to go
died, which
there.
was again
I have
those.
some stuff here.
commandos.
It is kind of annoying to have all this here.
Uh,
Uh,
Daniel drew center ground,
Sure, what we
which
could do.
is
And no prison squad.
effectively area denial. And
Yes,
no
area
prisoner.
denial from 10th.
If
could always just
as a part-time orc player, I would see those and feel like the
Or
cards
most
are telling me
would
to
don't
go
pick
kill
up
some
the
stuff.
Elector.
But
Absolutely,
Ricardo's done a
especially
great
with no
job
prisoners
Boys
as well.
probably pick up the Elector,
with
but
this
he
Spore
needs
Mine
these
here.
guys.
And what a Spore Mine does, you can't start or
Yes.
end
Well,
in
with the new
advance within
verbiage,
6
it's
inches of
-1
it.
to the cost, so they can
So, with that being
do the-
right,
the
kind
old
of in
heroic
front of the
for free
path that
or
Gaz
spend
wants
if
to
you
go
can
down,
auto transfer
Gaz is going to have a
money
really
to
hard
the
time
Moving
getting
further.
to the juicy
Whatever.
bits of Ricardo's list back here, such as
Words.
Tyranid, Gene Stealers,
Yeah, words.
etc.
So we got, what is that? 25 inches.
I would almost
That's
wonder if
15.
Daniel should
Not even
just
a good
because if he kills these trading
Cards
pieces
there.
here in the middle,
You got
that
tape,
is max
so
on prisoners,
maybe
and then try to
Prisoners,
deny,
Effects have one
somehow
point.
try to deny Ricardo as much primary as he can.
You don't have
um,
anything within 3.
I think that's where my head would
Steelers
be
off, so
in
he's
Daniel's
not within
position.
6, since they're not on the point.
I
They're not-
have this Spore Mine within 6.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes,
Once I move in 3,
I
and
agree. I will-
It's going to, and then I guess
I still
what
don't
you
love
do is
this
always
wah,
just,
but the
do
problem is
the,
if he doesn't wah here,
the expensive
he's
throw
definitely
here
getting
just
hit
to
next
deny
turn,
points and
because
move up the
we have
board.
Gene Stealers
Also
on
have
Ricardo's
the-
expansion that can
Yeah,
'Cause this is
run at
D3
full
plus
speed.
3, so minimum 4.
He's pushed up a little bit further.
reactive move.
He has
Alright.
Gene Stealers up in the sky
That's
that
the
he
order
could
of which
rapid
I move
ingress
that is
here and
for
get them in
2
position.
CP, I can reactive move 2 Vanguard units, so I can dump a lot of stuff in the middle there.
Mm-hmm. It's a 10-inch charge there.
Are you wawing this turn?
I'm thinking. I don't think so. You haven't really given me any good meat here.
No walk this
Uh,
turn.
I understand it.
Although,
I just think
no
that
prisoners is good.
he is going to
Underground
lose
wants
some
me to
units
go there
before the
and
wall,
stay there, so having a
as
five
things
would be-
currently stand.
That would be cool, but I don't.
If anyone doesn't know what the
as
walk
I'm
does
playing
for the
so
orcs
much
is
it
it's
gets
+1
died.
attacks in melee for every unit, +1
No, we will not
strength,
wah.
and
It's
access to
we will
advanced
deal with
charge.
this
Also a
stuff
5-up
in the
invulnerable in every
we have
phase.
available.
So,
And
as an orc player, something you always have to consider is do I want
And
to
then
have
you
more of
would
a
have to-
defensive
8.
Wog,
All reactive moves got
um,
downgraded to 8.
because right now Daniel doesn't know if he has access to
Fine.
fight on death.
We keep on within 3
And a
here,
-1
but
to wound.
outside,
You know, like
I still
if
need
you're not
you
going to walk, you
consider
want to
just
have
the
at least the
bigger
3
one,
CP,
correct?
in my opinion,
To score it all,
to
you
still
can
be
get
defensive as
Or
possible
just
without the
within
invuln.
3.
Um,
If I get within 3 of this guy, so if
so
I
it's always a
so
tough
just
choice
throw
to
a Warbiker
decide
here.
if you walk or not.
Let's see, what does that do for you?
I mean, it is the
It would
question of
pop
an Orcs
that.
player.
These
That's
guys would
their
have
entire
9
game
inch
plan comes down to that
charge,
turn.
which
So if you
is
time
The
it
old
wrong,
heroic,
it
the
can
new
be
one out of
devastating. But if you also
sequence
wait too
is,
long, which I think we
within 6.
might see here, we'll see.
for the new one? Oh, you have to be within 6 to
It
do
can be
it.
devastating
two
as well. If you
CP,
just
yeah.
lose too many of your
Okay,
resources
so,
and then
well, then we have a
you
lot
wah,
of movement
but
there.
you don't
Um,
you
so
don't
if
have
that's the
those
case, we could
you have those
always
units that are
put
dying
guys
when they don't have that
crazy
5-up
behind
invuln, and then you
some
don't have their
stuff
just
there
weight
for
of
you
attacks going
to go
forward
there, but if
when you
that
do call the
goes
wah.
outside of 9 or
So
8 there,
that
and
will
the
be
other
interesting to
2
see how
could
this
just go this
develops.
way. I'm outside of 3 though, so we kind of have to put
I
this
just
guy
think
here, just to
Ricardo
pop
is
the mine.
poised to just jump the walls and get this game going on his turn.
Cool.
So this is an awkward position as
He's
well.
also
So
that
Daniel's
weak
forcing the
for-
explosion of the spore mine here, so that he could advance in charge in theory. Oh, sorry, I missed if he officially called the Wog or not, or did he not call the Wog?
We'll go here.
I did not hear it. I don't believe so.
There.
Well, killing this
This
spore
guy's
mine
gonna
still
go
does
here. Go here and see.
give him the big center
And then
ground
we will keep
secondary
Knob
here
back this way,
without committing too much.
just in case.
So I don't
That pops
hate
that,
it this
gets
play.
me within 3. That's my air denial
Whereas
for,
what I was trying to say
oh,
is if he did
center.
walk, he kind of maybe move blocked himself
this
for
is- oh, sorry.
Gaz.
Center ground.
With the
movement phase.
Warbikers,
Yeah, movement phase, that's supposed
but
to see if I see Grots give me CP.
still
maybe.
waiting
And then,
for his Wog. So this is a good play. I like this play from Daniel.
we could do here is we can't stay out of this. We can't really block you that way. We can move these Storm Boys this way, prevent the Vonlarans from going this direction onto my point. Oh, I do control this point, so, and this one, so I'll still get the 5. I just don't control more than you at the beginning of your turn. No, okay.
So you get 5 for control 2.
Yep, I'll get 5 for control 2. This is a weird one. All right.
Like Daniel scored
Moving
5
these
points for holding 2
Storm
objectives.
Boys gonna go
His
over
home
here.
does count in this primary.
Oh, wait,
Not
you
all
will-
take and
they're-
hold
I have to take these guys, but
primaries
there's also I have to take these
really
guys
care
down.
about your home
Also,
objective.
to ignore everything.
But in
it's,
this
anything that
disposition,
applies.
it
So you don't
matters.
have to do it.
Okay, so their 12 will go down to a 10. They will take to the skies. Away, away.
You can get this guy as
This direction. stay
being
outside
a
of
fly
here.
unit, going up and be able to move through terrain and through
Cool,
models.
thank you for that.
Something like a Storm Boy, this is actually worse
this
for
way,
them
would you
than
like
it
to
was in
react?
11th because
I
they, or
will.
sorry, in 10th.
D3
than it
plus
was
3, it will be
In
5
it is worse for them in
inches.
11th than it was in
There's
10th
the
because
go.
they have to lose
Other
2
side of the
inches
wall.
to do something that they could already do. But for things, big monsters, vehicles that fly, it allows them to just go through walls and models.
So I
That
will
is
have
nice.
this lovely
However,
Ryan with
Storm Boys have an
6.
advanced in charge built in on their data sheet. So compared to like say
A second Ryan with
Death
6
Company,
of the middle.
Space Marines, who do not innately have that. They have that through the assist of
And I still have the
detachments or
2
characters or
CP
something
move
like
to
that.
defense
It's
reactive.
not as detrimental,
Gotcha, and you have
but it is still a
defenses
nerf
and all that,
nonetheless.
okay.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
2
so
inches
what we
less
do
off their
here
movement
is we are
compared to
going
what they were in
move
10th.
Gaz
It's not
back up here.
catastrophic, but it is something that
direction.
Daniel's going to have to be careful of here is staying
start
outside,
mobilizing a
ending
little
his
bit.
move. He can move through, but he has to
Defenses
end
are
his move
D6
outside of
plus
the
6
2
damage,
inches of
correct?
that Neurolictor there.
Yes. Minimum 14
As
damage.
engagement
if they
range
both
is
hit
now
one.
2 inches.
Yeah, so it's kind of rough if you take that battle again that early. Especially, am I outside 2 from you here? I am not, so I'll have to adjust that. We'll have to go in like this. Some craziness like this.
Yeah, it might be tough for him to land
We don't
there.
want to expose Gaz's unit like that. We'll just go right outside 2 here.
The
projecting a little bit
Trinifex threat is really playing mind games with Daniel here. He's
Absolutely.
really, really scared to commit this battle wagon. If he just looks at the positioning of the second
To
Trinifex,
keep it covered.
I don't
so he
think-
doesn't hit, but
as long as he
heavy
stays
will
off
move,
this
that's
objective,
fine.
Well,
the
heavy
second
just
Trinifex
moves
is not
different
going to see
inches also.
Yeah, yeah.
this battle wagon.
That's the new one, right?
So
Yeah.
he's going to have one Trinifex
Hopefully, these
hitting on
tank
threes because he'll
buses
have cover.
do a job
With 2
here.
shots.
Now,
That's the only thing he has to worry about is just
they
2
do not get the
shots.
heavy keyword while
So,
inside the truck. They have to
And
get
he
out.
does have an invuln.
I believe so.
Battle wagons have a 6 up
So,
invuln
we'll
and
probably
Armor of
do it
Contempt
here
always.
Is
That's
I
just
still get
one of
the
their
3
data
with the
sheet
sparking, and
abilities.
as long as wait,
So
how
I
would
don't,
that work?
one
With
Trinifex
sparking, do I still get
on
3
average
move out
shouldn't
with
kill a
sparking?
battle wagon.
Retain heavy.
So
Especially if he's able to
You cannot
offset
be
the
set up on
heavy
the
by
table, I believe, is
having
the
some version of
word.
cover, which he would here.
exactly.
So then it doesn't really matter.
So
I can just
yeah,
shoot from the
he
truck and
also I would
like that.
there.
Cool.
Daniel's still talking through the rest of his turn, but I think if he does move that one battle wagon up here, I think he also definitely wants to move the other one.
Still inside. Don't get rapid fire or anything like that.
Something to note too,
I hope he
Stormboys
has
do
zero
have the
protection
grenade
here,
or
so-
explosives.
well, actually,
Keyword is what it'll be called in
I will say that.
11th.
So, I mean,
They
I'm
currently have
shooting,
grenades.
I'm mostly hitting
but
on 6 and most
one
of
could
it.
safely assume that it'll be upgraded to explosives on all the
Let's see.
data sheets. But because
Okay.
Stormboys on their own,
There, no, it doesn't really matter.
I don't think they kill a Nerlictor, so he's gonna have to
Probably want
hope the battle wagon does something or spend a CP here on either tank shock or
so
explosives.
we'll just go ahead and spin it. Move the other little bit of movement and then move forward a little bit to finish out.
Yeah, I
the
think he'll
movement
definitely
there.
hope some battle
And
wagon
then this
shooting
Battle wagon will follow toe
will
here.
help him.
so
Yep,
I'll
he is
let
moving
enough
that
room
battle
for
wagon,
it.
which I like to
Don't
see.
think the truck left me room there. It looks like it there.
I was hoping to see
Yeah,
tank
I'm gonna
buses
hop
hop
my
out
guy.
here and shoot this
Yeah.
Trinifex. Then his
Hard to name.
battle wagon would be completely safe if he can take down that
It's good for the
Trinifex.
government.
They still could hop out. He didn't advance it, correct? So
Keep that
they still
there.
could.
Dump the OC. We will send Mazrog.
I think I would fall back
the
the Burner Boys
Before I
into
do
the
that,
truck
let's make sure I can
personally.
see
After
that.
it's vacated or
Make sure
even
I see
before,
her
yeah.
Rapids. You have lictors. A lictor can.
I didn't
fire
see
here.
the battle shock, but since
Liquors get rapid for
these
free,
guys are pretty
and they
good
do
at
have deep track
annotating
for
what's
free.
battle
Using the
shocks, I'm
tokens.
assuming they passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be rough. That'll be rough. No prisoners here. I mean,
Looking like this is still anybody's game.
We send Mazrog
The
here.
Gene Stealer unit on Ricardo's
Let's clean out
natural
this area back
objective
here.
really makes me nervous for Daniel. That's the second wave that's going to be coming in if he doesn't clear the first. It's going to be interesting. Maybe Daniel's thinking that
I don't think it's outside of 8.
he'll clean up at least the Nerlictor and that the Gene Stealers
Oh, you can definitely fit.
will
there,
just
that.
trade for the Storm Boys.
Alright.
But
Keep it like this.
maybe Ricardo won't fall for the
This
bait
is
if
the
that
exact
happens.
corner where he could fit.
Okay, has to be outside 8, not exactly.
Yeah,
so
if
that's
I-
good right
yeah.
there.
Knowing
And
Gene
then
Stealers and
Keeps,
Tyranids in general,
Mazrog over here.
my entire
You
turn
will
would
have
be
space back here, but you will be susceptible
knowing that
to
those
the
Gene
charge. We'll make
Stealers,
it to
at the
where
very
it's
least,
a
the one unit is coming.
easier
But
charge.
I
if you
think
do
Yes.
want to
we
do
will see a
it.
lot of Gene Stealer attacks.
Doesn't look like you
I would
are
also
so-
expect Ricardo
That's
to
fine. Keep
try
Mazrog
and find a
there.
way to rapid ingress the unit that he has off the board.
cool.
If he does that, I think we
I
are in for a
believe-
full Tyranid
Um,
all in on
these
the
guys
next
still
turn.
blocking out here. I don't really care for them to go.
That's
that
something
way.
as an Orc player you have to remember
These
too
do
is
this-
every turn that you don't call the wog,
these probably stay.
your
here. They
opponent,
hold point
in
unless-
most
they only have so much
situations,
of
knows
one, right? Yeah.
that you're vulnerable.
So we could charge
So
it
take
away to get
advantage of it,
see
and sometimes
battle
the
wagon into
blow
here.
is just a little too deadly
Here
for
it
the
just
Orcs to come
pops,
back.
And we're good to go. You were outside 6 though, correct? Of the center.
I would
Or-
consider moving
So
the
these
the
two are
Gretchen
within
a
6
little
of the
bit
center.
farther
These guys are
back
within 6 of the
personally.
center.
CP
There's
generation,
multiple points,
that's his
yeah,
only
when you're
source
in
of
that
it.
goal.
Outside of discarding
Uh,
secondaries, I think I'd want to
take
keep
one
them
more,
alive because
And there's
Warhorde
one
is a
kill for no
pretty
prisoners.
CP intensive detachment.
That's hilarious, actually. And you said this will give me full, even though you just can't be within 3, correct?
No, if I will deny you completely if I am
Yes,
within
yes.
3. Yeah. So
okay.
because I'm within 6, you only get the 3 instead of the 5 points.
Gotcha. All right, we will go ahead and move on to the shooting phase.
At the end of your movement, I'm
sorry.
going to spend 0 CP and rapid ingress this Lictor.
Okay, so we're not getting the full Gene Stealers
Behind the
next
wall.
turn.
Oh, and also, would you like to Overwatch anywhere before this? Moving on to shooting.
No.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's move on to some
Interesting.
orc
So seems like these
shooting.
players might be playing this a
We'll
little bit
start
more
with
safely than we
the-
expected.
Let's do this.
No tank bust
cannon
is
on
an
the
interesting
battle wagon
call.
to this turn. Let's
Maybe
see if this does.
Daniel doesn't have faith in tank busts, but
-1 BS. So it will be.
I'd like to think
shots,
that
3.
they could
So 20
definitely
shots.
bracket
I'm just
the
looking
Tyranid
for at
effects.
least 1/6
I would
here.
like to think.
I don't get it. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's,
then,
like I said
sorry,
earlier, I
the-
think that's
the
what they're here to
dedicated
do.
Babas and the big shooters.
I think you try and drive
really
up, you
see
try and
anything
get
else.
as many
I
on
guess
the
I'll
top
ask
of
you
that wall as
later.
you can, and then just take
Okay.
your shots.
Nothing
And
else
if
will
they
go on.
die without killing the T-Fex, at
Yeah,
least
we'll
they
just
have.
do this- go this.
done some
If
damage.
This happens here. As long as 6, you get 1.
My fear of where they're at right
now
now is that that truck gets popped by one of these T-Fexes, and then Raveners, Gene Stealers, something of the like kills those tank busters before they even get to fire a shot.
On that, on 6,
That
we get 1.
Could 100% happen because both
And then
T-Fexes
I'm
can
on 6,
see this
okay.
truck and retain the heavy bonus.
That's it for one. The truck will start shooting into here.
But maybe Daniel's thinking this is just like a
outside.
sacrifice. I mean, he does have firing deck, but he won't get the +1 to hit and
They are
wound against the
currently
monster
hitting.
vehicles with the firing deck. So I'm not sure. Maybe he's thinking it's like another wall for the knob unit that's in this battle wagon behind
Big
it.
shoot us into the Von Rhines.
Okay.
And then everything else inside the truck, the tank buses are going to be going inside to the terrain.
So we are shooting the T-Fex,
Gotcha.
but
We'll start with the truck.
as you said, they won't get all of their abilities.
It's going to be within rapid fire range, and it's going to be on 6s because you were hidden, so nothing there. Cool. Good talk. Orc shooting. So we'll move on to the tank busters here. Boom, 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 boom. All right. The Big Mech Shock Attack lets them re-roll 1s on the hit, and then if I hit you with the shotgun,
This
you have to
is
take a battle shock test.
not
so
true.
We'll start with the
This is not how this interaction should be
so
going.
you'll only get the weapon profiles. You won't get the.
That looks like
unit
Ricardo
profiles.
caught it.
correct.
Oh.
Ricardo is correct.
So,
If you were firing deck,
well,
you
then
only get the
doesn't matter.
weapons.
D6 plus 1.
You don't get any
He's gonna be on
abilities.
5s because you are still unseen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. We rerolled the 1 there, so let's pull another dice, reroll it. Boom. So yeah, we just have the 1 hit. And then this one is going to be strength 9, so you're still on 5s here. And nothing. Cool. Rocket pistols, I do not believe are in range. They are. Cool. Rocket pistols. Phew. There's 2 of them. 6s here. Nothing. And then we'll go to the actual rocket launchers. Since rocket launchers so far have been seen as strength 10, these will be 5
9 and 10 is
D6,
the same for
5
him here.
D3 attacks.
Yes.
Strength 10 minus 2, 3.
Staying on
T-Fex
5.
is
Still
fairly
on 6s
beefy
here,
at
rerolling the
T12.
1s. Cool. And then still on 5s. So snake 2 minus 2, 3 damage each.
-2, so on 4-ups, take 1 down to 13.
Really think Daniel should have got the tank buses out of the transport here.
War bikers.
Yeah, that
But-
seems like it might have been misunderstanding the
Could
firing deck.
go
He
into
thought
this,
that they could
yeah,
fire
go
it pretty
into war
close
bikers
to
into,
maximum efficiency, which
Bonds
they
rounds,
just
see
cannot.
if
You're
you
just
can't
firing
take
from
a
the
few
truck.
out.
And
Just
also,
hold on
as we talked about earlier, you could see the difference. He was hitting on 6s there.
So
If he was able to get on top of that wall, he could have hit on.
these will be on 6 because they are
3s.
hidden.
Well, they have stealth and cover and all
Yeah, they got so much. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. These are strength 5 to T.
And we
5.
could have been
So
looking
4
at a
rerolling
T-Fex that
damage,
is
so you'll have 3 at 0 AP.
bracketed, if not dead, if we're able to get all those
I
shots
believe
downrange.
kill
We'll
them
never
all.
know. It's still
Yep,
a
kill
dice
them
game
all.
at the end of the day, but-
So 1 is dead.
Also to note,
This guy.
Oh, there's a world.
Daniel
where this guy
does
shoots here. It doesn't look like
main
it.
Tau.
He has indirect, so
Yeah, this is his
indirect
main
is
army.
from
He's
this battle
a
wagon,
fairly recent orc
Ryan's.
player, so he's still learning some of these data sheets along with the new additions. So
Cannot see.
mistakes are
It's a lot
bound
to
happen.
juggle at once.
Line of sight on these guys,
Yeah.
so
where Ricardo,
send
by
the
comparison,
other weapons.
plays NIDS and
Okay,
only
yeah,
plays
he's just
NIDS, so
around X.
he knows his
Yeah,
data
right
sheets. He's
here,
still
I
adjusting
love
to a
these
new
different
edition. He has
effects
some
that
new
one can
rules on
reach.
that new detachment,
Start
but
with the 4.
that is
big
fair
shooters
to say that
into the T-Fex to
Ricardo
four.
has more experience with his army than Daniel
rapid
does.
Fire range. We'll have to check that. Probably not. Nope. And then
Like we're shooting a battle wagon here.
nothing. Good talk.
Orc shooting.
Unfortunate.
Indirect with blast doesn't matter. 3 can't see you, so I'm on 6s. Doesn't matter there either. And then the cannon is going to be the shell into the big boy over there. On 6s, it doesn't hit. Sweet. I guess we can send the little sluggas from Stormblades and Neurolictor.
He does
see
have
if-
stealth, so it will be -1 to hit.
I'll be hitting on 6s this entire game. Alright, 1-6.
Stand on top of the wall,
So
Daniel.
this will be on a 5 again. Nothing there. Cool.
It is very
I
vital
have
for
a few
Orks
grots I
to
can see 'em.
abuse the
I don't
plunging
think you
fire.
want to do your little 6.
I really don't like that he stayed engaged this Neurolictor. I don't know why.
I'll let you.
I am
He
touching,
would
so
do
that all
that.
the unit can see.
Oh, you are touching. Okay, so then we'll do all.
Guess he does have
Like,
pistol, so he
do
can
the
still
6-inch
shoot them.
shell,
No. No, I
I'm
don't think
interested to
grots are
see
gonna-
in where Daniel thinks he's
Yeah,
getting his
little
damage out from
grots.
here.
Yeah.
Grot blasters.
As
These
he
are
still
gonna be
ideally wants to kill this
5s.
Neurolictor,
And that,
kill the
or do you
Von
have them
Ryans,
stacking
kill the
BS?
Neurolictor at the very least.
Yeah, it's a
That's
stealth.
they're both BS.
Yeah.
So 5s here. All right. And then these are gonna be strength 3. So I'm assuming
He's shooting
5 to 6s.
grots.
5s.
It's
And then the one
feels like a desperation move.
This is cool.
I will also say something that
God,
he
next time
might
he's gonna
not have
see it.
considered, and it might not matter in this matchup. The problem with shooting those grots is they are now no longer hidden for the next turn.
And
So
Oh yeah, that's true.
the spanner does
if
not have a slugger. you
Ricardo
only
was
have-
able
so
to
it's
get
two
something
Pandas,
down a
Sun
line, he
and
can actually
Neurolictor,
shoot them where otherwise he
pistols.
couldn't.
Yep.
Since you're on,
Uh,
you still get -1 to hit, right?
Yes, because I have stealth.
So maybe a T-Fex.
Um,
I don't think
one
it's going to
hit,
burn him here
and then,
because Ricardo doesn't have a
maybe
ton
on
of
5s.
shooting
So
other
6s
than
will
those
do it, one
T-Fexes.
no AP.
That's just
Save it
something that
6.
we'll have to learn in
Cool.
11th edition, that sometimes getting that
see.
free
Thump
quote-unquote
gun
damage by shooting your
from
little
Maz here.
brats or your
So we'll do thump gun
bolt
from
guns
Maz
off
and
of
his other
some
guns into
random
this
intercessors
Neurolictor.
can
He has a
end up
D12.
hurting you more than it helps you
This
because
one
you
could do some damage if
lose
you'd
the
like
unit
to
the
do
next
the,
turn because
thing.
they're not hidden when they
Uh,
could have.
He's strength 6.
Hitting on 6s for stealth, so I'm good.
Okay, D3 attacks. No blast awarded there. 1 hit, and then I think it's not gonna hit a wound on a 1. Cool. Done with shooting. So we'll
Okay.
move on to charging.
So the entire shooting phase, we've killed one
We have
Von
2.
Ryan Leaper.
We can tank
The-
shock.
Yeah,
Von Ryans
it's
can heroic for free. The
Definitely a downgrade
Raveners
from
can
the
heroic
Tau
for free
shooting
as
that
well.
Daniel is used to.
Correct.
Or at
and then,
-1 cost.
I think these Warbikers could maybe
to be clear
pick
though
up
on that,
the
it's
Von Ryans, but they do fights
fairly,
first. So if he charges,
sorry. It's at the
Neurolictor does not have fights first. So as long as he
Correct.
starts,
That is
with
the only fights first.
this
Yep.
battle wagon.
That is in
play
let's
here.
see what the
Okay.
battle wagon gets here, since they are 4. 4 will get me here. With a free pivot, I'll be able to do what I wanted to do. I think it puts me within. No, it keeps me off of 2 of these guys, and that's fine. If you would like to do heroic there, that's fine. So we'll engage with the Neurolictor here and touch the backside of this point with the
something that
Death
Ricardo
Roller,
can do is here is heroic,
and
but then that gives
Fine,
Daniel
there,
points
and I will
for
start
the
singing
Warbikers
Tank
being
Shot.
there. But he could also heroic on the close side of the
1
Warbikers.
to 2
Maybe
6
Daniel
just
feels
1
like
to
he will
that.
need
5 to
to
6 for you.
uh,
Mm,
charge them as well, and then
Oh.
he'll give up air denial. So
Just 1s for you. All that matters.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not 1s and 2s.
Oh my gosh, I
You
was
still take
scared.
So we did
4.
crushing
I'll
impact
still take
here.
4, you'll take 3. Puts you down to 4.
Definite downgrade.
Oh,
So
God.
Daniel just spent
That was
CP to do
terrifying
more
for a second
damage to
there.
himself than he did to the Neurolictor. That
We'll
is
charge
The way that
Stormblades now.
strat can go now, as it is tank shock from 10th.
See what they
but
get. They got a
5s
4.
and 6s
That
do
means
damage to the
I'm not gonna
opponent,
reach
1s
way
do
up
damage to
here, so they'll
yourself.
just have to go here into the Neurolictor as well.
something to note with engagement and charging and all those shenanigans, you don't actually have to end base to base. The only stipulation is if you can end within an inch, you
Yeah.
have to.
Ideally, I want to be able to come back.
And
up
then
to
also
the
if you
point.
can end engage, so
They
within
did
2
shoot,
inches, you
but
have to.
it-
But yeah, it is a very
at
different,
least
no longer having to
full
go base to
squad.
base if
I'll
required.
still be able to
If
fight
required,
there.
you have a
all
lot
that matters
more
really is the
wiggle
boss out with
room
the power
to
call.
where you place your models.
I don't.
I think that's a
have
big
any
driving
charges
force
the Neurolictor.
for the
I guess
change
we
to
could
heroic
do the
intervention,
little
because
charge and see
there
what
is-
happens there. Maybe
like
we
how
could
many times have you played a game where
heroic
you're
here, see if the
you know,
can
you're
make
base to
charge here.
base and
A
you're
6,
like
I don't think it makes
5.9
around my
inches
guys
away
over
from something
there
that wants to
6.
heroic, and you're like, there's nothing I can
Maybe
do
within
about it.
2 of you.
Well,
Oh
now if you
my.
only had to end with an
Correct.
inch,
Oh, I
you
guess it does,
can
huh?
finesse it.
Yeah.
But then now the opposing player
Free pivot's nice.
could
now. I like that.
change something with that.
And yeah.
2-inch engagement is quite nice.
So Daniel is able to
Yeah,
make a
it's nice
charge
for
there
these,
into that
smaller
Neurolictor
bases, but when you start
by
having a bunch of,
kind of wiggling
mounted
around. So he's in a
units.
little bit better position than
Um,
he was before.
Now let's see.
I don't
These
know
guys
if
are
it's going to
dead next turn.
change
Do I go out?
too
I have to be
much
within
of where
3.
that truck can be shot
Can I
from
get
just
within
by
2
the
of these guys to
nature
fire
of how
everybody
T-Fexes work,
and
but
stay within 3 of
he
the
was
center?
able to
I don't know.
get a little bit of
Good.
movement.
Yeah, I could get a tail end over
Based
there.
on
We'll,
my-
charge with the bike.
Just taking a
here.
guess here, I feel
Okay.
like the
What they
T-Fex
can do here. Yeah.
would not retain heavy
Nice.
to shoot
Oh.
it, which is good.
It's a very big
I
difference.
cannot fall back. Oh, that takes.
Looks
away
like we got a
I can fall back
boxcar roll here
So
from the
yep,
Yeah.
so
Warbikers.
that is
here.
very interesting. Daniel
Can't
just
fall
now
back
gets
and
to
shoot
pick
with this,
anything
so
within
it's
12
just-
inches
it's
to
just safer
declare
to
his
go this
charge now.
direction.
So he is now
Um,
considering going somewhere else. I think you
and
still have to
then
go into the Von
Yeah.
Ryans here.
Regular heroic is now 12
But-
inches. also.
Yes. So I want to try to make that.
So
Unfortunately, I
the
rolled
Von
way too
Ryans is
well.
appealing, but he does have no prisoners, so I think
Not
that
able
is
to
even
move
more
through
appealing.
right
But
at all.
the Warbikers are OC2,
Not
so
unless you're taking to the
Ricardo would not
sky.
score for holding that
Yeah, so we
objective
could go
if that is
here.
part of his primary, because it would be
Let's do
contested.
the other ones first.
But
The other thing to remember
once
here
we
is those
get the boss
Warbikers are
mod in
also
here,
how Daniel's trying to score
and I want
area
to
denial
get
or
him under there.
center
Correct.
ground now. So if he
So
were to
oh,
leave
I
that
guess
spot,
it was
he
7? Just about
loses
7 there.
those points. He
I
could
got
score them later,
boxcars,
but
which
he
is
can't score them
nice.
this turn.
Go this way. Free pivot. and go
But
back
yeah,
this
so
way.
he is now charging the Von Ryans, which is what we expected.
And
Got
that's
all
10,
the
and they'll
distance
still
in the
be able
world
get
to
on this side
to
over
make this
here.
happen. He's still having to play around the potential of a
And then
heroic
this
from those
guy.
Gene Stealers. It seems like they're pretty far away, and they are, but heroic intervention is now 12 inches, so Ricardo
you
could
do
just
have
spend a
interruptions
CP and see if he rolls
correctly.
high enough,
That's
and
fine.
that
As
would
long as we're
absolutely
through,
rip this
just
game open if
probably wanna
he
keep this
made
guy
that.
out this way.
Probably
he
swings
moved
primary.
closer
So we'll have to move this guy
to the
first.
ones on Ricardo's
One is the
natural.
wounded one.
It's also true. It's also true. Those are an option as well.
We'll stay there.
I'm not sure what his game plan is here. I don't know.
Might
about
have forgotten
this
about them.
positioning.
I know he's trying to move away
Avoid
from
the rope
the
as much as
the ones on the
possible.
center objective there.
I'll be able to pivot here if I need to.
But you are
and
correct that he
see,
might have just walked into
keeps
a
me
different one.
at,
We'll see what
11-inch charge there if you'd like to take that.
Ricardo's plan is here.
Which I'm clear with, and then I can always,
And if-
as long as I'm staying on the point, I
There we
can just
go.
move back this direction to the center.
So he verified there that he'd still score
That's the big one, right? If
parry
I can
denial or center
I do
ground.
have a 6-up invulnerable save.
Yeah. And they are T5, correct? So I'm still.
T5, 3 wounds.
Yeah, that's
He's
fine.
not guaranteed to
I can
kill
always
these
take small
Warbikers. If he
things,
does,
or
he
do I
can
have to be within
he
3?
can
You
fall
have
back.
to end within 3 to score it all.
Yeah, that's rough. Okay.
If he kills them, he scores it no
Warbikers,
problem
and it's-
because he just consolidates back.
I can
Will
put
be
you at
interesting.
a 9-inch charge.
The
Yeah.
middle footprints, somebody asked in chat, are 2 different objectives. It seems like with priority assets
Let's hope we kill them
specifically,
and consolidate. I will
most
stay
of the
as
time that
far
middle
away as
objective is
possible
split into
from your
2, so we
charge,
do have
so
6
we're gonna move this
objectives in
guy
play.
This direction. Within one there, keep some. Still 11.
It's,
so I'll take that one.
Think
and
of it like hidden
if you have your
supplies
charge
from
here,
10th
you can do it
edition.
11 inches.
Correct.
That's fine. If you'd like to do that. Or there's this one here. I forgot about
The
these
power
guys.
claw here on the Warbiker.
Mm.
He's now realizing that those
Oh,
Gene Stealers
no.
could heroic as well.
There's no way to get around this charge over there.
I don't think he can avoid it.
Yeah. Okay.
He has to end within 1.
Tuck him in as best we can back here and hope for the best. There's no way. That's it. Dude, he keeps popping up. Mind with a little assistance there, please.
Like that?
Cool.
Yeah, TTS models like to fight you in those
Save
little
his charge there.
maneuvers.
You can't reroll
8
those
isn't
things.
terrible.
Cannot.
You cannot. Unless you innately have it on your data sheet, you
Or at
cannot
least not
reroll that.
for, not for
Yeah.
OST.
It is a above average roll on 2d6, so
Any more charges?
I feel okay with
that's
it. But as we know,
Let's see, you're engaged with just 2 units.
Card is considering
I'm
it.
3, 1, 2, and then this is the ongoing and a charge here.
I
Sorry,
think
1.
I'm gonna roll this Broodlord. 'Cause that's why. I
Be
brought
go.
the
very
Broodlord.
big if
So
we
that
hit
way
this
I
here.
could heroic with them and
Mhm.
not lose.
Feels game-changing to me.
everything. So let's see. Hoping for an 8. Nope.
That is a
Alright,
6.
It is
fails.
Your fight
That's
phase.
big for Daniel.
Gotta, yeah, you gotta be breathing a big sigh of
That
relief
was a
there,
heroic
Daniel.
3, or that costs CP?
That
Costs
costs 1
Okay.
for them.
So we will just go whatever order I want here for fights first. And
Well,
start
the Von Ryans have fights first. You want to start with them?
Good sportsmanship by Ricardo here to
and
remind
then the Neurotic tries
where the
to
fights
fight
first
first.
is.
No.
Oh, I thought both of them did it. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Also, nobody
first.
other than a Tyranid's player will ever remember which lictor has fights first and which doesn't, and that is just the way of the world.
Starting with. Do you have any injured guys over there? No. Then I will start with the chop.
It is the lictor and the Death Leaper,
on 3s,
but not the
Six
Neurolictor.
are sustained. 2 drop,
Right.
but we'll get 1 back. Strength is 4, so we're on 5s here. Nothing. Oh, the
Brutal.
Choppas.
Brutal.
And then we'll do power call here.
Looks like he will not be scoring.
And it is missed. They whiffed entirely. All right.
Will not be
cool.
scoring center ground this
That
turn.
was abysmal.
Brutal.
Not backbreaking
No,
because
you get to choose
he
your next fight. Your fight,
gets to
right?
keep the card. He can
Yep,
score it later.
Reaper's fight back.
But we were probably gonna
I
have a lot
think-
of fighting over the mid ground next turn. That was probably his best
Yeah.
time to do it, though.
Yes, I agree.
They are T6.
I don't think I get synapse. Nope, too far, and too far. So nothing.
Luckily,
Double whiff.
Ricardo's clapback did
I
not
whiff, you whiff.
do anything to Daniel here, so that's could be worse.
We've
He
had
has
a-
6 OC in this objective,
4,
so
5.
plus the battle wagon, so that's 11 actually.
Get onto the point. Cool.
Yeah, it's just losing that
Right, so it's
area or that center ground.
These ones are T.
That is brutal.
T5.
T5. They're all okay.
Yep. Neurolictors are T5.
Choppas here.
You're gonna see the typical Storm Boys here.
6s are sustained. These out, sustained, and these are gonna be on 5s. So you'll have 4 saves, -1 more damage.
Better roll here.
Ooh.
Oh,
Dead.
That will be an Neurolictor, folks.
No power.
No.
Then.
it's a
Now,
good thing I
here's
didn't
an
gamble on that one.
interesting-
Later, the truck.
I wonder if there's any way for that
Let's
battle
find a
wagon to
few.
get to
Well,
those
let's
Von
hope it
Ryans.
does
I
some
don't think
big damage.
so.
4s here.
Oh, for an
We'll
overrun.
see if they
I
think
don't-
about it.
want
Yeah, he will.
this
He will be. He'll have access to an
then,
overrun. I don't think he can move
T5.
enough.
Yeah.
But
so strength 6.
we'll
So
see if
2
they
at no AP,
maneuver a
1
little bit and let us know here.
Take 1. Down to
And
4.
You will have the wrecking ball as well. Let's
On
hope
wrecking
it does
ball.
something here, and it misses.
Oh,
Cool.
Alright.
And then we will go.
One day
on
that
to
will do
on
damage.
fights.
Yep. The
Yes.
Neurolictor will fight.
strength
in
10, AP 0, D6
Printables.
damage.
No.
What a weapon!
Yeah.
Burner boys. And what's the strength on the weapons?
It will be strength.
Be like a
7.
hunter killer missile for our
Okay.
Imperium fans who also has no AP for some reason.
All hits. 5 AP2 damage 1.
Maybe 2 damage 1
Yeah,
into
the
the
Burner
Burner
Boys are
Boys. And they are lost
Goodbye,
without
Burners.
fighting.
Thought Daniel was going to -1 to
Still
win them
able to
here,
fight all
which,
these guys.
knowing what we know now, would have really helped.
Yeah.
They would put it ongoing, correct? That's it. Alright,
Yep.
we'll go to them. Choppas, 15 attacks. On 3, 6s are sustained. We'll move up these sustains, and then
T5.
on 5s. So 6 at
Okay.
-1 damage.
Pretty good roll from the commandos here.
6, takes 5.
Another Neurolictor's
Also dead.
He's
Ooh,
down.
No prisoners.
That-
Wow.
You'll get max on that.
That is max on no
Anything
prisoners
else?
with the
Consolidation now.
Spore Mine.
Spore Mine getting the third.
Touching up here, it can't move anywhere.
Not
these
not
commanders
uh
are going to
not the worst
consolidate.
turn from Daniel
No
here,
way.
but the
That's-
Ricardo's
Commandos
follow up is going to be the issue.
them a little
Yes,
bit.
we're going to get a lot of
No,
stolen genes in this upcoming turn would be my prediction.
nothing's inside the truck anymore. The truck will go 3 inches forward here to
Trying to
move
block.
into this. Oh gosh.
A little easier to get stabbed by. Thing he'll have to remember as well that he wants to leave room to drop things out
fight,
if and
fight.
when that truck
If it
gets
can't fit.
destroyed.
And I'll spin it in a way. Yeah, that's fine like that. And then the commandos are going to go 3 back into the back corner over here.
Important to note here that Daniel is doing a objective consolidation. They have font names now because he cannot end with an
Go back
engagement of
this
any
way.
enemy units.
So you'll go back here.
He is able to just move 3 inches in any direction as long as he ends on the objective or closer to it if he wasn't already on it. So he can move backwards now. There's no requirement to move towards the center. So it's another way that you can gain movement, be able to kind of shift around the
And,
board,
Storm
play
Boys go
around
back to
heavy
point.
if it applies, make your opponent's charges longer, and the like.
I think I would have tried to have blocked the battle wagon a bit more in the front personally
With
that
that truck,
movement
or with the commandos.
with
Probably
the
the truck.
commandos.
Cool.
I guess the truck you're worried about being
Tally
out
the score
and
here.
open.
That is a great spot for the truck. Like, as aggressive as mission it is, that's probably the best spot it can be in for being that aggressive, I think.
Oh, I put that in
Yeah,
the
it
one.
probably needs to be meleeed rather
Five for
than just
primary.
popped for free
Yes,
by a
yeah,
T-Fex.
gotcha.
Although T-Fexes can
Right.
I'll
certainly still get
Frizz,
shots into
I
them,
do
but
not
they're
hit
likely
Underground,
not
will
going to get
hold
the
it,
heavy
and
bonus
then
while
no
they
Frizz
do.
goes right there.
Outflank,
Something in
potentially,
this
or not.
position,
No, I did not score outflank.
he wouldn't be able to disembark onto the
one
second
does.
floor, right?
Should have to make it.
Yeah, I don't
You
think I
have
did
to
shit.
end as close as
There's no real point, 'cause
possible
you already
in an
got a CP this
emergency
turn.
disembark,
Oh,
so
true.
it would have
You're
to
right.
be
Alright,
touching
yeah,
the
we'll pass turn to you.
walls of
At
the
the
truck,
end of your
also
turn,
within bounds of not being engagement and other requirements. So you can normally hop out on the top, but he would not be eligible to do so
score in
here.
primary at the beginning of command phase?
I will score some.
End of command phase, gotcha.
Quick
These guys will stay on the table. Everyone else stay on
quick
the
score
table.
update there.
Everyone
So
stay
Daniel was able
at my
to
real
max
command
Snowbriz,
phase,
so he's
let's
got
see,
5
second
points
damage.
off of that. And then he held on to center ground, as we said. He wasn't able to score it with those war bikers not
Display
killing them
mine
on
and
Ryan's.
secure no man's
And
land.
he still has
Go into
outflank, so he
objectives
still
in
is
the
able to
middle,
do that
and
later in the game
have
if he would
more
like.
friendly units at the end of either my turn for 2 points or at the end of your turn for more points.
Daniel
units
also
more.
should have scored 4 more points
In the
for
middle.
controlling 3 or more objectives by
Holding
my
no
count,
man's land.
because he does have all 3 of the closer objectives to him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's units still
himself
in both
5 on
battle lines. I'll
primary.
put you at 8.
It says 2 or more,
Brutal.
but maybe he didn't hold more than Ricardo.
Well, the top
Oh,
line
the end
there.
of turn, I see. Okay, yeah, I see that.
In
Control
command
3 or more.
phase, I control 1 or more objectives, excluding my home. I control 3 or more objectives. 1, 2, 3. And
These
then...
just FYI, these don't count because they're not wholly within. So I
yeah,
only got...
but it would be at the end of your turn if I want the big points.
Oh, gotcha.
So you could realistically, get like
the new
at
wording.
least-
Gotcha.
yeah.
We're seeing the discussion about the new change
6
to
or 8
display of
units
might,
in no man's
where you
land at
can
the end of your
opt
turn,
to
and
wait
then I don't score big.
the end of your opponent's turn to have more units in no man's land.
Oh, sorry. Since I
for an extra 2
3
points.
or more objectives at the end of my turn, I do get 4 more victory points for primary.
Now Daniel's catching that. So scoreboard should be updated, where Daniel will be at 33 points, Ricardo at 24 here.
For some reason, I read that
Ricardo
as first battle round only.
drawing
No,
display of might and secure no man's land. Secure no man's land
See
should
that
be
in
relatively
relative
trivial
ones?
here. Display of
One?
might,
Anybody in
like we were
range?
discussing.
No.
Very likely he will be able to score the 2 point at the end of his turn if he wishes, or he
So
could
let's see.
more or less pass
Um,
it over to Daniel and say,
I get
I don't think
4
you're going
for
to have
owning
more than
3
me
and
at the end of
4
your
for
turn.
owning 1 outside
we'll
of my
see where
home.
that's-
Is this or and? Do you know?
Once for
For second battle round onwards, this
you
one?
control 1 or more. So 4 for that. You control 3 or more objectives, and then you get 4. So you do not control 3 or more
I do.
currently. You do. There you go. So you get the
I would get both.
8. Yeah.
8 primary
eight
there for
at the
Ricardo,
right
and he has the
numbers.
ability to
Go
score
to,
6 more here
movement.
throughout his turn if he is able to
No
do
reactive moves,
an
none of that.
do an
Nope,
action
nothing in this
on
detachment.
in the range of an
Right
objective,
off the top of my
which
head.
looks to me like that
These
lictor that he rapid
Ryans
ingress last
have
time can
fights
do that
first
more or less
anyway,
for
so
free.
there's no real
And
point in
then if
falling
he
them
kills
back.
a unit on one of the center objectives,
To
which
go
would be those
to
war bikers, that would get him another
units.
6
This
points,
Tyranid is
and
gonna move
that would put a
just
lot of
3
pressure on
inches,
the scoreboard.
So I can see
Outside
the
of
fighter
any
battle
secondaries
wagon.
that he could also still
Mhm.
score here.
Something that Ricardo's going to keep in mind during his movement phase,
I'm touching this objective, and you're touching that one.
he's got to know the WOG is next turn. And
Yes.
This lictor is just going to scooch to the
What-
back of this.
what can he do
objective. Actually,
to
where is
lessen
No Man's
the
Land?
blow,
He's going to be on the objective holding
while
within No
also
Man's Land.
doing enough damage this
He's gonna
turn?
Stay put.
Otherwise, I mean, each of these knob units that Daniel has will
This
easily
turn
pick
effects, I'm
up
gonna
a
make
Gene
sure
Stealer
he's wholly
unit.
within No Man's Land as well when he does his move.
Okay.
So it's going to be spicy. Something to
Yeah,
consider. So Gaz himself gives his unit
Let's
+1 to
see,
hit
let's
and
see,
wound.
risky ones. Gene Stealers
Also
are
with
going to
crit
advance.
5s, and Makara gives lethal.
They get to do whatever they
And
want.
with Warhorde, your detachment rule is sustain 1 in
13 inches of
melee.
movement.
So
let me do-
lethal, sustain, and crit 5s. Warhorde also has access to a stratagem for crit 5s on a separate unit.
Yeah.
So both units
hold
here
it
can
for
be
you.
crit 5, lethal,
Let you do
sustained,
movement.
and they will absolutely delete whatever they touch.
Need to go
So
13.
it's going to be interesting.
Yes, it is going to be a question of how much damage do these Gene Stealers that are coming out to play right now do this turn, and then what does Daniel have
Right.
left? And when we call the
I
wall
can't
next
believe
turn,
Kirby
almost certainly,
exploded by me crewing
uh,
it. The best
the
strat in all of
more or
Warhammer.
less, I think the
That's good. I
game
don't
will
need
likely
to
be
hold it
decided
anymore. I can just
in the combination
pile
of this
these guys
turn
in.
and then Daniel's next turn.
I agree.
Fairly typical with orc games. Whenever the wall goes, it's usually once the wall is over, you kind of have a fairly good indication of where things are going to go. Also, a follow up on a chat
You can
comment.
do a disembark into engagement and fight,
The
but you have to do
objective
a hazard
consolidation,
It's
the unit has to be able to get on the objective
roll.
to
Ones and
make it,
twos.
or if they're
Ones
already
and
on the
twos,
objective,
you
they
take
can
a
move
mortal
3
wound.
inches. The rest of the unit, if they are
Are your
not on the
boys one
objective,
wound
just
or
has
two
to move
wound in
closer
their-
to the
They're
objective.
they're knobs, 2 wounds each.
Okay, so yeah, you'll lose like 2 or 3 of them. If that.
Yeah, but if you exploded,
Unit has to get
I
there. Not every
have
model
to disembark
does.
anyways and do that, right?
The unit can go
Yeah.
wherever on the objective that it wants,
then
and then
if I put them in
and
engagement range of
any
you,
model
you're
just has to
fighting
end
me,
closer if
you're
it's not
probably
ending on top of it.
allocating attacks there.
that's true. These guys.
You know, also, I will
raise their
say,
dice, they go
take a moment
10.
to recognize Daniel's
More
resolve
than
here
10.
because, like I said, his secondaries last turn were kind of telling him to go murder. Take control of the center, go kill as much as possible.
10-inch charge there.
But he managed to
I think they are
you
gonna
know,
just kinda
keep
hang
that
out. There's no real
within
point to move
and
them up. We didn't get the
play it
6
slow in
charge.
return.
The 6 on the advance that we
Um,
wanted.
So,
Mhm.
Try to
signs of a
outflank
good
this unit and go
Warhammer
for
player.
Gaz when you disembark, or if you disembark.
Yep. Sometimes you know more what your army needs to do compared to the cards, and
So I think
compared
we
to
just do
10th
some
edition, you can always just
staging
hold on to
with
those
them.
cards and try and do them
They're
later
just gonna
if you're
be
busier
behind this template.
doing something else now.
Okay.
You won't have the problem that happens so much in 10th edition, where you have a turn where your opponent's army is completely in your face and you draw 2 action cards. First of all, now there are only 2 action cards in the secondary deck, and it explicitly says if you have one, you can re-roll the other, so you don't have to hold both at the same time. But on top of that, if you're basically saying I don't have time to do actions, my entire army needs to activate this turn and do damage, you don't just not score those cards. You can hold them for later, hope that you push enough damage through, and do those actions later in the game.
Okay.
I believe that
We're gonna have
the
this Death
action
Keeper,
ones
he's
are
going to
cleanse and
advance.
plunder.
Correct.
He needs to go
Cleanse
10.
being exactly what you know from 10th, and plunder
stay
doing an
on
action
the
in your
objective
opponent's
there.
territory, I believe, off the top of my head.
This Tranifex is gonna move up 3.
Sounds right.
I think it's a terrain in your opponent's territory, which is
Doesn't make
not
it,
trivial to do, depending on
unfortunately.
We'll move
your
into
list
motion
design.
first. Help.
I think so, yeah. Let's see. He's gonna just scooch up. 8s. He is not advancing, so he could do the action.
Mhm.
This guy's gonna touch this base and pivot. I think that's about as good as he gets, so he can see that battle wagon at least while still getting my heavy bonus.
We're going to be shooting into battle wagons
good,
here,
good.
not that truck, at least as things currently stand, at least with that one T-Fex. So we're going to be
He has
shooting
got one
into
within no man's, but
the
I think
blue
that will
battle
be
wagon,
fine.
the
These
darker blue
Raveners are
battle
going to
wagon
advance.
on
Okay.
That is
Daniel's
not
natural
what I wanted
expansion.
to see.
This is
Not great
We'll
advance
have
rolls,
advancement
I will say.
there.
We had a
This
2 on
is
the Gene
a
Stealers, the second unit, and now
8-inch
a 1 on
charge
the
right
Raveners.
now.
Ricardo's dice are not
Hey.
helping
I
him
will
out
spend a
between the
command point and
saves
reroll their advance.
that failed heroic and now these. So he's deciding to re-roll that advance. If only he could roll that many dice and advance that far. Ooh, brutal.
Classic. Classic.
The 1 into a 1. You hate to see it.
Brutal.
So I was thinking that Ricardo would try to
Brutal.
position the 2 Tyranifexes to shoot Gaz's battle wagon and let these Gene Stealers try to charge them.
Yeah, we do the 2
But
and 3 there.
it looks like he's lining up for the other battle wagon,
Okay,
which is
this
the
guy
darker
gets
blue one here on the map.
Here,
Um,
instead of 2 of you. Yep.
I'm not.
That is a 7-inch
I'm not
charge
sure.
now. Okay, I'll do that.
Because Gaz is positioning his battle wagon. It's a lot more constricted to get out, and Gaz is a fairly large base, so it's going to be a little more interesting to emergency disembark them here than the other side, I feel like. But maybe I'm
Assuming
wrong.
they even die here.
Right.
Or the battle
So-
wagon dies, rather.
We'll have to see how this goes. I will say that Ravener unit could pick up that battle wagon.
Okay. Good.
especially if it's wounded.
Reinforcements.
That unit
Yeah,
does
I mean,
hit pretty hard.
there's currently 2 T-Fexes pointing at it, so I think the idea would be to kill the battle wagon and then hope those Raveners
Empty earlier. There is tank busters still in there. Just
going
to make sure
after
you're aware.
the
Yeah. If I roll
knobs
like a 2,
at
I'm
all
going that
inside.
way.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, especially when that battle wagon does die
Right,
to
plus
these
1
2
to charge.
T-Fexes,
Twos
if it
always
does,
fail now.
is that
True.
Daniel is required to disembark as close as possible to that battle wagon, meaning that essentially, if he can, the model has to be touching the hull of the battle wagon. So it'll be
Yeah, this
harder for
guy
him
out
to maneuver outside of that charge. Although the battle wagon is big enough that he probably can make that charge next to impossible by just disembarking back here. But then he is further back for the wall turn, so it's a bit of a give and take.
Well, the cool thing about 11th here is Ricardo,
Sorry,
with the unfortunate advance of 1, the Raveners are only right there. But if the Daniel disembarks,
he's going to be
in a chargeable distance, and Ricardo rolls high enough, he could go for them. Or if he rolls even a 3, he could just tag this truck here. So
Yep.
Ricardo giving himself options here is the correct play.
Yep, now you roll your
Strat
charge, see
reserve,
your
which
number, and then you
is
get to declare
this
targets.
people.
You don't have to declare before you make your charge. So, as we saw earlier with Daniel, where he just randomly got a 12-inch charge opened up to him, you have to at least check and see if I was going to make that 5-inch charge right next to me, but maybe there's something more interesting that I can go after.
We have a question in the chat. When you recycle a card now that is once per game, does it go back in the deck or is it still discarded? No, it's a discard, so it's gone. It's not a recycle.
Still turn 2.
It is just out of the deck,
So
no
these should
longer
all
to be
be off
seen.
the
You draw
templates.
something else.
Here we go.
Much like the New Order stratagem works in 10th, the only change being that you can only do it once per game now. You can't do it
going
repeatedly.
To shooting. Is there anything you want to do at the end of my movements?
Do
Nothing.
I want to Overwatch anywhere, maybe? Don't think so. Nothing.
I'm not sure an
I
orc has ever said that sentence before.
I'm hitting on
The free
16
shooting
already.
phase, what do you mean?
I saw what orc shooting does in my normal phase.
Exactly the same as my normal shooting. Why wouldn't I do it again?
Oh,
Exactly.
some CP.
Volume, right?
You hit on 6, you hit on 6. Am I right, folks?
He's going to be out here. Okay. So that way I get another unit.
Depending on how this goes for Ricardo, one advantage that Daniel might be able to access now is if he doesn't lose too much of his army, Ricardo has kind of brought his targets to him, so that the advance and charge on the wall is much easier to land. You have those targets right in your face.
damage ones into the command.
Well, we're seeing the classic all-in here, right? Like this is very much
Everyone
an
is
all-in
here.
from
Yep.
Ricardo, and if this doesn't do enough damage, then this is the game. So, like you said earlier, between this turn and Daniel's next turn, we'll probably know who's.
Start with
We'll see the writing on the wall,
this
if you will.
effects into Gaz's
Absolutely.
units. And you have anything to shoot the spine banks at, really? Nope. Also, yeah. Also the battle.
Yeah, this battle wagon took 4 damage there.
He is
We're
touching
gonna
that
start with
terrain
the big
feature,
guns.
so
So hitting on 3s for +1 to hit, -1 to hit for heavy and cover. Yep, saw that coming. Spine
That
banks
is
to make
huge
myself feel
for
better.
Daniel.
Hitting on
Two
Ricardo's
missed on
dice
the
are
electric cannon.
absolutely letting him down here. He is not getting
that'll
much
be
of a
1,
break.
AP0, 1 damage.
That
Into
is
the battle wagon?
Yes.
that's big.
Yes, his battle wagon.
Okay. 1 damage.
That's the problem with those T-Fexes.
Alright, second turn
They are
effects.
a casino
Everything
cannon
into
for a
Gaz's
reason.
wagon.
Alright, so we are just going
Here we
after
go.
Gaz, like you
No.
mentioned earlier.
1 hits.
1 miss.
Oof.
If I re-roll that, I don't get to re-roll the charges.
He rerolls this. It's 0 CP.
Going into
Right,
yeah,
keep
you
rolling
have to
this
keep
guy,
it for a
so-
reroll charge.
Yeah. I'll spend a
Gonna
CP
all
and
in.
re-roll it.
Oof.
Oh, okay.
Better hit this.
All right.
So
Okay.
2 hits.
Alright.
Both wound.
3
AP4.
wounds.
2
6 up
sixes.
invulns here.
Invul 6? I fail both.
Fails
Minimum
both. That will
14
be a
damage.
dead battle wagon.
The battle wagon.
I think that
Now,
makes
something that
sense.
Daniel can do here with
So how
Warhorde
does
is if
this
he does
careen
Deadly
work?
Demise, he can
Because it's
careen.
before.
So you,
Which
you roll
he's
to see
mentioning
if it
now.
explodes.
So careening
And if it
is
explodes, you can use the careen.
you can
But
move the full
you're supposed to
movement
disembark first, then roll.
away.
Ah. So how does Kareen work now?
That's something we'll find out tomorrow.
maybe they won't even have Kareen anymore. That'll be so sad.
Yeah.
Now they just added in
so
a new
for
detachment. They're
purposes
not getting
this
rid of it.
interaction, I'm not sure how to move forward with that.
Let's just roll
No,
for it. 1, 2, 3.
Green is the same. You just get up
Disembark
first,
after.
you blow up, and then you move,
Okay.
and then actually do the damage in that area. I
You
think.
disembark after. So roll to
Roll the
see if you
deadly.
explode. Yeah.
Do we explode? Is Kareen in play?
So
Ooh, very close, but it is not.
no. Alright.
So Daniel's not going to explode here. He has to get Gaz's unit out, again, as close as possible to his unit,
It will
to
be a
his
hazard.
transport, and then he has to take hazardous.
He
He actually takes the hazardous first here.
Popping and engaged, so you've blocked out
Looks
a
like
lot
he's
of
not
this
doing that.
over
but-
here.
I think Kareen would have been a mistake. Although it is a cool stratagem,
Probably fit
since
one
you have
here
to
if
disembark
be.
first,
We'll see.
Daniel has 2 CP, he has access to fight on death right
Yeah,
now. If he were
which
to use the Kareen, he would
might
he would
need
lose.
here.
Yeah.
Now I have to keep within 9 for coherency things, and that should work like that.
Yep,
Go
he can
do
stop
this
himself from
here,
going
this here.
on that side, and
Gaz
now
is
he can just
most
kind of fit in.
importantly back here. And then this guy can't fit there unless we do
So
some
that
scooching.
rerolled hit did end up working for Ricardo, as he got 2 wounds through and killed this battle wagon,
Yeah,
but
it's not gonna work like that.
cannot
Don't
stress
worry about
enough
it
that
after.
he's going into
He's
declaring
gonna have
at
it. He's
least
definitely
4
gonna have somebody
charges
here. We have
with no
four.
reroll anywhere.
Makari can take up this
And-
spot right here.
One thing that is interesting about the charge phase in 11th is
Actually,
even
we'll do this
those
right
gene
here, put
stealers,
this away,
as close as they are
put a
to
knob here, and we'll be able to
Ricardo's
hit.
unit,
One more knob here.
a 2 snake eyes on a charge always fails.
And that is
Basically
a
every
full
charge
minute.
is now 1 inch longer
Okay.
than it
Two.
used to
Let's
be.
roll them dice.
So it's
Ugh.
going to be interesting to see
Please,
where
please,
these
please,
things
please, please,
land.
please. Holy shit. Oh
Ooh.
my gosh.
That's a lot. That's
That's-
7.
So that
mortal
is
wounds.
7 wounds for Daniel here. Ones
3
and
a half
twos
dead
now.
mobs.
Cool. So 1, 2, 3, and a half dead. Not the worst.
So-
So it's 1.
Something that came up,
it's
and I don't know if it's
2,
been
and then it's
specified
whatever's closest.
just yet, but
It's probably this guy just because.
Dan and I played a practice game of
7
11th,
there.
and
This is an 8 here.
I had an Emperor's
Probably
Champion
this
that
guy.
has +2 to charge to character
You know
units.
what?
So
This
does
guy's the one
do
with
does
defense,
Snake Eyes still
and the innate
fail?
one,
Like is double ones
1,
always a
2,
fail, or is it
this guy.
just only a fail because you have
Same.
to
At
roll a
least they have
3
more than
minimum?
one wound
I think they
each.
did change
No,
that rule,
sure.
right? Didn't they change it to
They
be
didn't
re-roll the
have
charge roll now?
to.
But you have to end engaged.
It-
But
Alright,
Well,
back
so
there.
when
they
we played
did
the game,
change
we
it,
did
but-
not know.
Goodbye.
Right, yes.
Battle wagon.
But they
And then
do
I'll
also,
Please put that
um,
there so I don't forget.
if you have a bonus to a charge, it
Yes, I guess
would
it's
still
fine.
land.
Okay, cool.
Because it's basically just a plus to your dice roll.
I think that is all of my shooting.
Okay.
So yes, if you had a
So
plus
what
1 or a
charges?
plus 2,
Alright, these
a
gene
2 would still
stealers-
make it. It's not an auto fail like a
That's 7.
hit or
Nope.
wound roll. Yep,
Alright.
so we're rolling here, and there's just no
We're gonna
rerolls.
do
Ricardo's rolling charges until he's
these
done rolling
Raveners.
charges.
And 8s.
Just realized
make it. So they will.
I lied.
double
Kareem may have
charge,
been a
yeah.
decent call because Gazian is
Put
battle
this
shocked.
guy
Yep,
into
there's no
this
fight on death there. He could
here.
potentially fight on death somewhere else, but
into here.
no fight on
This
death for
guy.
Gaz's unit as they emergency disembark, which means they come out to
Walk
battle
in.
shocked.
Oh, we're gonna move this one first.
So we got the Raveners double charging here, the truck and the battle wagon.
7. 2 doesn't make it, so he'll be engaged there. So we're pretty much just gonna have the regular Raveners into the truck, the special
Ricardo-
Raveners into the battle wagon.
Also doesn't have access to that precision strat as he doesn't have any CP. That would be very nice if any of those gene stealers hit Gaz's brick. I could try and get rid of Gaz and Makari for sure. But
8.
yeah, Ricardo is just
I guess he's gonna have to go
data
with
sheets
them,
and dice here. No rerolls,
and
nothing,
then he can.
no
Those
stratagems.
guys can pile into the truck.
Scary thing to think about though is the Broodlord is damage 2 with devastating. It's like the perfect profile for killing knobs. However,
Next, we're gonna
knobs
do-
have a
let's see, we got
built-in
two
-1 to
chances
wound
kill
currently
Gaz.
with the data sheet we're using if your strength's higher than your toughness. So the Broodlords would be wounding on 4s
Start with
versus
equal.
3s.
It looked like a 10-inch charge for that one. A
Oof.
3 will not get them there, so they should be able to. Yep, they can go to the war
barely
bikes,
make it.
but they are not going into Gaz's unit.
Oh god.
They're
We're
there.
going in.
Yep.
We're getting some tough dice rolls from both sides here at moments. Odds are that will be a dead Warbiker unit, which is worth many points for Ricardo here, as it scores him 2 points for his primary and is... Actually, I guess it's just 2 points for his primary here, but...
You ready?
The
Box
big
cards.
charge.
The 6.
6.
Nope, not close enough.
Failed.
Brutal.
Oh, what could have
Huge.
been the old charge rolls?
Huge
That would've
break. Huge break for Daniel here.
we're
So it
gonna-
looks like he's going to lose Warbikers,
Um,
probably a truck, and that's about it.
Question for clarification on a,
That's not bad.
the
Maybe some
charging
Storm Boys in his home.
like,
That's
was there
brutal.
Verbiage of
Yeah, but that's survivable. The
piling
game is
in
just going to
and
come down
like,
to
piling
what
in
can,
has to
what does Daniel have
unit
left,
now,
and
not
what
necessarily
does,
model? Or is that
I
something the same?
believe
uh,
so.
what does
but
Daniel have
I
left,
can
and what can it
pull
do?
Some of these guys into engagement because as long as you are within
Yeah.
3, I can pile into you.
Understood.
There'll be some pile-ins here, this is true. The only thing for Ricardo to remember is that also lets Daniel get a
Use it to
pile
Stay
in.
outside of my engagement.
Might be
now,
tough for him
correct?
to get Gaz
Yeah.
to actually swing
I
here,
believe so.
but we'll have to see where
Because then I
they
can't
move their
end
models.
Within, 1, it's a failed.
The Dobbs
Charge.
are
Mhm.
pretty good at killing Gene Stealers. They're 2 damage
My
each, so
Those guys are not going to be doing anything this turn, so they're just going to be picking up the back.
Okay.
Alright. Failed charge, not charging, engage, boom. Death Leaper, we're going to roll it because it's funny.
There's your snake eyes.
was funny roll.
Oh boy.
Lictor,
Oh, yep, that.
there we
There it
go.
is.
There's an
He gets to
11.
do-
Got a-
he gets to do whatever.
Got a full all in here from
I'm out
Ricardo.
here to make
Yep, no
disembarking
reason not to.
harder.
Okay.
So that was Ricardo charging his
Train effects can't charge anyone.
Lictor into the truck over on the
Actually,
side.
you within 2 of the wall here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna roll this guy to see what happens. He gets to do
Ten
whatever he
makes
wants.
it. Oh my gosh.
free pivot. Ricardo's just pushing everything
Save a
forward.
new tank shock or you have no CP?
I have
Dang.
no CP. Yeah, I'm just
No.
occupying space so your tank busters
Yeah.
can't jump out on the other side of the wall,
Mhm.
and then I get some free movement to do whatever I need to do.
Ow, that wounded Tyranifex is
Right.
right next to the tank busters that
yeah,
will
this
inevitably
guy's obviously doing
be
the
jumping out here.
thing.
Yep.
So this
Okay.
hyper adaptive unit of regular Reveners.
Central
Um,
objective?
Hyper
Okay, so I
adaptive
won,
give
so if I kill
the
these
unit
bikes, I
sustain
get
1
an extra 2 CP
in melee,
turn.
and
Mhm.
they are
Okay.
twin
I
linked
think that's
with
all of my
anti
charges.
monster
Do
vehicle.
you want to
5
heroic
up.
with anyone?
So they
I got 2
can
CP.
they could definitely do
I
some
think
damage.
they're,
The truck's probably not along for this world.
There
heroic
should.
where. See, if I heroic with the rune third, I have a way to block you from piling into Gaz's unit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's
That's interesting.
better because then I can just move this guy here and block it. Yeah, and I think that's the ideal situation here. And it's only 1 CP, correct, for this
Yes.
one? Okay, so we'll do that. We will heroic there. Boom. With a 5. 5 gets me into engagement.
That's probably worst case scenario for Daniel there.
Does not block as much as I want it to, though.
Like he's
I
potentially
can
might
reroll
lose
that,
those
correct?
grots now as well.
Yeah,
No, you
cannot
cannot.
reroll it because of the 1 CP per unit per phase
Yeah.
rule.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
But
what they're
it
mentioning
does
there
make
is
it
now
so
every
that
unit
this
can only
would be
use
your
one
move
stratagem
closest
per
in the unit.
phase. So if you heroic and you fail that heroic, or in this
So
case
he-
you
if
make
we
the
don't
heroic
have
but not
the
as far as you
veteran.
want, you are not
Yeah, but
able
I'll
to
still be
CP
within
reroll,
the
even if you have the
engagement
CP.
range of
You
2
can CP
inches.
reroll with something
I
else
can still
in the same
allocate
phase, but
attacks to
not
this unit,
that
but
same
it won't
unit.
be with as much as I want.
Yeah. Still, you'll be able to get. You'll still be able to get much.
That was a
lot
good
there.
attempt,
Just
really
start
good play
moving everything.
here
I
from
also have to
Daniel
worry about
to
concurrency here.
try to
Yes,
keep
can
gas
I
units
get
alive.
this grot here? Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of just trying to
that
blunt
able
as
to
much
actually
damage as he
get-
can here, and then just hope that what he has left for the wall turn is enough.
It's also getting more
everything's
OC
here.
on this point.
The ability
So if the Storm Boys
try to move
do
block you
die,
into the pile.
he's got more
That's all
OC on the point now with the grots on here. So
The only
not
problem there
hard,
is that the
not
grots
delicious.
might go down
Yeah.
too, depending on how many gene stealers get put in
I
there.
don't think I'm gonna be able to get a lot of grots in a fight.
We'll just
That's
have to
not
see
really
where
the point
this,
here, though.
where the attacks go,
Yep.
what the dice tell us.
Going to the
Yeah.
fight phase. We do all the pylons. So starting with me,
Yep.
this guy has to go here. Touching. This guy can shimmy. Still be within 2. This guy can shimmy.
Oh,
Be within 2.
Eric,
This
something that
guy can
Daniel
move
and I were talking about
forward.
during our
Agreed,
practice game.
okay.
If I chose to be
Alright.
base to base when I charge
Tank is
somebody, because
chilling,
it's
he's
it's
touching,
habit at
artifacts
this
are
point
good.
still.
Let me get my
Can
free
you still
movement for
shift
these
that
gene
model
stealers.
out of the
No.
way?
If it is base to base, no. So yeah, you essentially never want to be base to base anymore. You want to be 0.1 away if you can. So then you can then move.
That's gonna be a hard habit to break for sure.
Just move over here to
Yeah,
reinforce cohesion.
yep,
Oh,
100%.
some internet.
It's just like, oh, well,
Beautiful.
going base to base.
All right,
lining
now
things
the
up.
fun one. Broodlord is going to move and pivot.
I still don't know how many Ricardo's actually gonna get to attack into Gaz's unit.
Nah, it's just blocking more. So he'll just
Not many,
I
I think
I
this
don't
guy
think.
can get touching this guy, but then you have to worry about cohesion, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could get him there though.
I guess he's got the Broodlord into him. That's
wanted to.
probably the main thing he wants to
Yeah.
do here, huh?
Easily.
I'm not going to get a lot of
Absolutely.
fights in, but it's better than.
But winning on
nothing, 'cause
fours,
You're also not going to get a lot of.
and it's
people in.
only 5 attacks.
Gaz won't be able
Kills
to
what, about 3-ish?
fight this phase.
Yeah, depending on
Maybe
how the
it's on
things go.
2s.
Trying to get
For
some
me.
more gene stealers here. Again, this will let
That's the other thing, right? You want to make sure you stay out of my 5-inch
Daniel to
range as well.
pile in, but yeah, as they're
So
mentioning,
that's good for that. So it'll just be some knobs.
Daniel will be able
knobbing
to
it up.
attack with some knobs here,
Knobbing
but
it
he
up.
will not get Gaz to attack this turn.
Alright. That is all my pylons, I believe. Yep.
Okay.
I feel like
These are
I
all
would
pylons.
maybe
All right, we'll go.
arguably opt to just
Here.
not
in here, and then
not pile in with the Gaz's unit and let them kill the 2 or
The ones
3.
holding you into engagement, so
cannot
you
get this last
can
guy
charge
fight
next
there.
turn.
In charge.
I agree as well.
Can't get here.
Because then
here.
Ricardo will have the
So
CP to precision
moving
out
forward
next
anyways,
turn.
just in case.
If they stay
This guy's
engaged.
already here. Grot's moving in. The problem is I don't really have a good answer to the Broodlord unit over there, just chilling. Okay, that's that. Gaz's unit, you're already able to fight here. This guy's already able to fight, so moving this guy up. So you only have 3 I can fight. As long as I stay outside of 2 of this guy, I'm fine. So we can get here to fight with this guy. It keeps me outside 2.
So he
of the
is
rest of
opting
them.
to pile in.
Can I get within 2 of this for this guy? Yep, this guy can fit right in the crevice.
Curious
here
to see
fight.
if
And then
Snickrot could
stay outside
once
of
per game
2.
jump
The
onto
closest one is
Ricardo's
actually this
home
way, so
objective
yeah, we
next
just
turn though.
get in here to fight.
Yeah, I
believe it
think
keeps him out of range.
within 8, so it's
from
just
other
whether
guys
he's screened
fighting
out by
them.
that bio
Cool,
board.
cool, good there. And I think I can get nothing else there. Maybe one more here.
Although he doesn't
Doesn't
gain
look like
too
it,
much there, because they would be
but
tied on
we'll
OC,
see. Nope,
I
not there.
believe.
Oh, he's
Bio
at
War
2,
is
so
OC1
he's
as well.
outside of
Yeah,
it.
it's not
fine.
sticky, but I guess Daniel.
I forgot to say at the start of the fight phase,
He does score
Broodlord
5
will
points
give the
here if he
Storm Boys
controls
punishment.
Ricardo's home at the end of the
Broodlord will
turn.
give the war bikes.
Well,
Or
Snickrot
sorry, not at the end of the
is
turn, at the end of the game.
So I can't
Okay.
pick Gaz's.
Snickrot is
Gotcha.
lone up. And he is pretty
And then
he could
Makari,
definitely kill a Biovore.
go in.
Yeah,
over
it's
here,
just if
he
he
is-
makes that
won't
charge
do the
and
-1
everything else.
damage, which is unfortunate.
He does hit on
but
2s
that's,
and he's twin linked with strength 6.
okay.
So I mean
Last one,
it's
to wounding.
very real
Think they're-
possibility that he
this is
kills
gone.
it.
Maybe I
But
give it to the Grots just to. Nah, it will make you wound on 3s. Maybe you don't get through all of them.
I guess we'll
and
see
then
what
this is all done, this
what
is all done.
secondaries Daniel gets after
Yeah,
this
yep.
fight phase.
This is all stuck in here. Good. Your turn. Up to you.
All right. Starting with the actual fights. You don't have interrupt CP, right?
Nope. And I don't have any with fights first, so.
Gotcha. We'll start with these gene sealers into the bikes.
They do have a 6 up there. Oh my gosh, so many dice. T6.
That is
Few devs.
On 5s. So 6 AP2, damage 1.
6 AP2s putting me on 6 up Invuln. Knob's gonna be last in all this. So, alright, that's just 1 bike dead, and you had how many devs?
5 devs. And I have the Broodlord after.
2.
That is the unit.
So, yep, that just killed the squad exactly.
Okay.
Cool. Dead. These are AP2 you said?
Yes.
Oh yeah, oh wait, we already had 1-on-1. So yeah, they're all dead. Cool.
Losing the war bikers there, not surprising.
Few primary points there.
Yep, that'll be 2.
But we did see
plus the 4 for the action.
Gene Stealer unit. I mean, yeah, kill 3 Warbikers, but
Which made 14 primary.
it wasn't going
this
to do
turn.
a whole lot more than that.
Alright.
in reality,
secure
so-
and display. Alright.
Yeah. Daniel really needs
We're gonna do
to
these
get some
Ravagers.
damage here next turn, but
Just the 4
Yeah, I think
hyper-adaptive
it's
into the battle wagon, everything else into
What
the
he
truck.
has left, how these disembarks go if they happen.
These will be 6s will be sustained because the hyper-adaptive are leading them.
Just
I don't know if
pretty big
Daniel's
impact from these
call it,
attacks
but-
here.
And what is your toughness?
I would
Okay.
maybe -1 to
So
wound
everything's
these
on 5s,
Storm Boys.
3s, sustained hits, and 5s.
It's definitely an
twin
option.
light. That'll be 10 AP2 damage 2.
10 AP2 damage
Let's
2
say it's
into
a
the truck.
3. Could be a 4. It's a 4. So we're on 6s here. Yeah, what you
That's
say?
It's a
Yes.
a
dead
lot
truck.
of damage. That is a
And
dead truck.
Very,
Very
much enough
dead.
to kill it.
Okay.
So this one, we'll just pull this one
I
out.
think the problem here is
Get it out.
he
Lictor.
might be losing some tank bustas to that
Over there.
Lictor as well.
And now this, with being outside
And the Lictor's
two,
gonna
means I'm
overrun
going
as
to have to
well.
Take the 1, 2s, and 3s, correct?
Yeah, because the desperate escape.
Yeah. Which means I have to be outside 6.
If he can't fit
As
within
close as
6, then the
possible, so I
model
can put
just
one
The model is
immediately
gone.
dies.
Boom.
Correct.
Put 1 here. And then this guy can go 1 here.
Probably needs to get that big mech down here pretty soon.
And then
I agree.
after that, so where's my 6-inch mark?
Big mech
It's
should be able to fit on
And
inside the
shock
wall,
attack
though.
gun here on the
No
back
worries.
side of
We'll say
6.
another thing, we don't want to interrupt their game. I believe you also take the tests before you disembark now, so you don't have to drop the models
Yeah,
that
that's
aren't
fine.
going to fit.
Knobs
or that
over
are going
here,
to die,
like
rather.
6, because once we've taken
All right,
this
yeah, saving a little bit of
here,
time in theory.
And just make it
The
easier,
overrun
you know.
pylon is for
fewer
everybody,
things
right?
to-
You get to do it with whoever you want.
The Lictor,
Lictor
and
will
the
get
T-Fex
the
will be
fight.
able to do it.
The T-Fex,
Yeah,
unlikely.
that's as close.
But-
I have to be as close as I can though. So like
Yeah.
this guy can go here. It doesn't change anything.
He does not have to be
Alright,
as close as he
and
can
then we
anymore, I don't
will
think, with this situation of
Some vans
disembarking.
in that unit.
But
You still do.
And
You
it's
do
gonna
when
be
you
on
emergency.
1, 2s, and 3s.
It is now.
Cool.
This is also just
I
ones and
rolled none.
twos.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh,
didn't
Gaz,
matter.
Why couldn't you do that?
All right,
Hilarious.
excellent.
That's
So
awesome. All right.
none
and then
lost
I
to the
roll to see if it
disembark.
explodes.
Yeah, now so when your
Nothing.
transport
Okay.
dies and you emergency
It's done.
disembark,
Pew.
you still get
I'll
the
put
full
the
6
Lictor, he's
inches.
gonna do his
You just have to be
pile
as
and
close
fight.
as possible to
Sure.
the tank while you're doing it, or the destroyed transport. So
I
the
think that
disembark
is-
they did correctly there.
I
Are
think
you
that
a
is the
character?
case, but I thought
Yes,
that
I am.
You are a character.
depending on the variant of the emergency disembark,
I will do precision
didn't matter
into
as much.
The guy.
Well, you're right. Every disembark is an emergency disembark. It's
So
it's
that
not
is
the
just 3 AP2 damage 2.
There's
starting
no
with
like
the
2
character.
levels
Okay.
when the
You'll
transport
have 6
is
up here,
destroyed
so
anymore.
Make one he lives. Yep, and they are battle shock, so I don't get to reroll. I don't even think I have the CP for it.
like Daniel just
Yep,
lost
okay.
the
No way.
The,
big mech with shock
the
attack
Mech.
onto
killing a
precision.
character will give me
Power,
the CP.
precision, and Ricardo gets a CP from the Lictor, like you just mentioned. So he'll have 2 CP to work
Alright,
with
and
in
then
Daniel's
the-
turn.
Oh, we forgot about the hyper adaptive into the battle wagon.
Yep.
And we might see another transport go down
This
here.
is
We will
T12.
see.
Okay, so anti-vehicle monster 5 up.
I don't think so. It's going to be saving on 4s here for the battle wagon.
And twin lights. So it'll be 9 AP2 damage 2 to the battle wagon.
It's going to be wounded,
Alright.
but
For 5s here, damage 2.
It's 12.
Daniel's forgot about his armor of contempt.
Still alive.
He is still alive, but I think he took 2 more damage than he needed to there. But that is big for him, so he doesn't
Cool.
run the risk of that
Now
unit getting
the
tied up
Vents.
as well.
That is the difference, I think,
I'm
of the
gonna
battle
put as
wagon
many
being
into
bracketed, though,
gas
is
as I
not taking
can.
that 2
True.
damage.
And the rest into the Storm Boys.
Okay.
So that is these 3. Brood Lord.
Yeah. Could be a lot of split attacks here.
So it's just 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. All right, and then this guy can't go into anyone, into nobody. His only valid target is the runt herd, so he'll go into them.
So it looks like 2 Gene Stealers and the
And
Brood
then
Lord are
rest
going into
the
Gaz's unit.
Storm boys. So it'll be 5 into the storm, 1 into the
Yes.
runt herd, and the rest into Gaz's unit.
And he is
We'll do
not
5
going to be
into the
killing
Storm
the
Boys first.
Grots. He's not putting many
Okay.
attacks into that. He's focusing on the Storm Boys and Gaz's unit. Only 1
Those
attack
are all
going to the
damage too,
Grots.
correct?
Damage 1,
Damage-
AP2.
damage
1 model's attacks.
Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s.
T5.
Strength 5 for Synapse, so 4s, rerolling 1s because you're on an objective. So that'll be
Yep.
8s, AP2, damage 1.
Yep, the
And
is dead.
Storm boys are going to be gone.
1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
The one guy into the runt herd.
Mhm.
That'll be 4 AP2, or sorry, 3 AP2, and then 1 death wound.
We're dead
3
Grots.
AP2s kills, and then you said 1 dev, correct?
Yes.
So total 4.
yep.
Good. What gone?
And the
And now
we see
Stealer
what Gaz's
and-
unit
sorry,
loses.
the Brood Lord and the 2 Gene Stealers. You are 2 wound models, but one's at 1, so I'm going to start with the Gene Stealers. Hitting on 2s. Are you on? You are on the objective, so I will get to reroll the 1s to wound. Toughness.
T6.
D6, so on 5, so that'll be 2 AP2. 1 damage.
Believe that takes well, yeah, AP2s. Unfortunately, it takes 1 down to 1 and kills the other one that was already on 1.
Alright. Brood Lord.
Not devastating so
Let me
far.
Change this one. Interesting. I'm gonna change this guy out.
Brutal
because I
roll
wanna
from the
change this
Brood
one.
Lord here.
Not great for the Brood Lord.
He is strength 7, so these are 3s, twinling.
So we're gonna get
One
3
dev-
wounds.
devastating.
AP2 and 1 2 damage death wound.
1-6.
Oh, it's gonna
and
kill 2
the
more
damage on
knobs.
This one is 1 as well.
These are 2.
Not devastating.
Okay, so just 2 knobs. So the 1-on-1 dies, and then 1 more.
They will be tied up though,
Um,
going to
this
this
guy's
next
still
turn.
eligible to fight. This guy's not. This guy is. So we should probably just take out. this
Assuming
one, right?
Ricardo doesn't pull out of combat, which I don't believe he will. Then he'll also still be able to.
And that's all
consolidate.
of my fights.
Alrighty then.
What's interesting is
Eight attacks
Gaz
first
can
with
still
third and
pick up
Grots.
this whole unit
Okay.
by himself, basically.
All of them are going into the G's, obviously.
Well,
Unfortunately,
aside
he
from the
can't
Brood
attack
Lord.
this turn
Well,
Yeah.
because he is
Grots,
not
doesn't matter, we'll
in
never get to
engagement.
These are on 3s with sustains, 1 drops, and then strength 5 to T5, correct?
T4.
Or T4, so 3's here. So 1, no AP.
I think Daniel might have been better served there,
Take it,
pushing
take
Gaz
it.
closer.
1.
Maybe not
One
right
is
at the
at
front,
1.
but closer
These are on
to avoid
5s,
this
with the one
opportunity where
sustain there.
Ricardo got to
And
take some
then,
damage and
strength is
not
2,
get
so
hit
I'm
back by
assuming 6s.
Gaz.
Oh, 2 as, no AP.
Well, when he disembarked,
Take them
Ricardo
both.
still
Dead
had
Gene
a.
Stealer and
I know
one's
he
at
just
1.
used the CP, so yeah, a little more.
And then everybody can fight here except for
Yeah,
Gaz.
well, he didn't even have it
knowing-
in the
Guys here.
in the
And
charge
2
phase.
G's. Oh wait, did you pull him out of
Yeah.
range? You did.
I
I
pulled
should have started
1.
there.
Yeah, I pulled 1 out of
Ah,
range.
Damn it! I was trying to be cheeky. You pulled
That is
him out of
actually well done
range.
by Ricardo. So he pulled 1 out of
Alright.
range, like he said.
These are
So,
gonna be on
Daniel
+1
is
to hit,
still
+1 to wound, so it's gonna
engaged, so
be
he doesn't
threes.
get an overrun, so he can't pile in again.
Crits
He only
on
gets to attack with
another
what
one on the wall,
is
so
currently engaged.
does
So
not matter there.
pulled at least
And
1
then,
knob out by
2
pulling the model he did.
So you'll have 6 at -2.
6 saves on the Gene Stealers. Okay.
4 Gene
Just
Stealers.
5
Just
die.
5 ups. Be 4, it looks like. Yep, 4 dead.
I thought he rolled a 4 there.
That was 1-5.
Alright.
Okay. And then
think.
the
There was 6
sorry,
saves
the battle wagon
and only 1 5, I thought. So there should be 5 dead, I
grab it
thought.
over there.
But
Start with the def roller. Is there anybody wounded over there actually?
Possible.
No.
No. Okay. Well, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so Gaz is going to be
Yeah,
consolidated,
doesn't matter. All right. On
engaged here.
2 drop, and then strength 9 to T6 on those guys.
T5.
T5. Sorry. So we're still on 4s and 5s. 4 at -1, 2 damage each.
Kills 1, puts 1 at 1.
Okay. Do the wreck and ball extra attacks. It misses, and then we'll do the grab and claw extra attacks. They both miss. Cool. And then that is. Oh wait, you need to fight with your lictor over here.
I killed your character.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Everybody's over here. Cool. Fight. It's all the boss now. I got confused.
Boss knob
We'll start with the close combat weapons here.
just has a choppa. That's
And,
interesting. He doesn't have the smash hammer on him.
6 star
Wonder if
sustains.
that's a mistake on the war gear. But
And then sustain.
Could be.
And then strength is 5. T is
6.
okay. So just going to be 4 at no AP.
Save them all.
And
Just
then
roll your 4s,
choppa.
kids. Easy game if you roll your
And
4s.
then these are gonna be on 5s as well. Nothing there. Okay. They do nothing to you. Congrats.
Going to consolidation.
Yep.
All right, these Raveners, they're gonna go into these lovely tank busters.
Now,
Yeah, getting tied up there is pretty bad for Daniel. And
thinking for
really
next
doesn't have
turn,
an option.
the only thing that has
I'll get
fallback
as
and do
much
things
OC on
access
this
is
point as
currently
I
in the
can.
battle wagon, I believe.
Correct.
So anything that is tied up will be tied up,
Okay.
unless Daniel
Okay.
chooses to fall
This
back, which he
defect
doesn't
is
want to
gonna
do
move
because he is
forward
about to
a little
wall.
bit
He absolutely
and
has to.
pivot.
So that wasn't catastrophic for Daniel, but I do think that
Lictor
he
can't
is
move
going
'cause
to
he's
be
base. These Gene Sealers get
moving
to
uphill
do
a
their
bit in
stuff.
this
Do you
next
have
turn.
fallback in charge?
No.
Well, I think in reality, Ricardo can still lose
In that
Raveners,
case, they're just gonna shimmy
most
on
of the
up a little
center
bit.
Gene Stealer squad and the
Free
one that's
movement
on
is
Daniel's
good movement.
home.
Mhm.
But the problem is he has one more Gene Stealer squad and then lictors and shooting. I don't like Daniel can still do enough damage here to where Ricardo can't kill enough because it will still be the WOG and still maintain that.
Yep, we'll have that invul.
And also the knobs inside of this
And then these Gene
dark blue
Sealers
battle
get
wagon
to
here will be
consolidate.
+1 toughness as well, so they will be T6.
Only the Broodlord's touching, so they're gonna move forward and get some OC on this point.
Yeah, I just think I just don't know if Daniel's going to have the clean activations, especially with so many things being tagged here, to be able to
I think
cleave through
that's
all of these
my
things.
consolidates because the Von Ryans did not charge.
Especially because
For me,
if Gaz doesn't
I'm
fall
already
back
here with you.
and Daniel
Might
charges
as
with
well
something else, unless he plays around
squad.
the Lictor,
These are once OC traits.
which is the only
always auto pass this squad.
the Lictor and the Von
Just
Ryans,
guarantee. It doesn't
there's a
do
decent chance
anything
that
really,
Ricardo
it's
will
just
get the
like
first activation when we go to continuing combat, which means
let's
he would
do,
very likely
and
pick
I'll
the
fall back with Gaz.
Gene Stealers and Broodlord that is engaged with Gaz, so he might lose more of those knobs. But you also made a good point that as long as Gaz is alive, decent chance he cuts through that entire unit, nonetheless. But
Daniel will also have fight on death guaranteed next turn.
true,
So
if he
even if
doesn't
he-
use anything else.
Yeah, he could just be thinking like, well, I'll just fight on death with Gaz's unit. But it feels kind of bad to spend 2 CP for 5 Gene Stealers and a Broodlord.
If I have to end with an inch, I have to, right?
it's just-
Also, that
So-
depending on whether
So,
he
right
gets his
here,
extra
where does that
CP
put
here
me?
from the
12
Grots,
inch range. Yeah, that's
he might
fine.
want that
Right
CP
there.
for crit 5s as well.
Only 3
It's
inches,
just going to be
though.
interesting to see how Daniel uses
So you can't
his
make it
resources in this turn,
you
and
can't make it into
this
1
is
inch.
essentially as we
Maybe
talked
in
about
1 inch here.
earlier in this turn. Daniel's turn just
No,
decides the game here.
so
If
you
he's
can't
able
go
to
this way.
find more
Can't go
damage
this
than we're
way.
expecting and cleave through enough bugs here, he's going to be in a good position. But
And
I
then
do think
this
he got
doesn't
tagged a
move.
little more than he would have
Um,
liked.
I think the tank buses being tagged is
get a
like the
lot of
biggest
OC here,
detriment.
correct?
But
They're 1 each.
so something
So
I wish I could see the exact measurement, but
Shadow
Gaz's
Box,
unit
9,
Nine?
10, plus
doesn't
the
look
threat
that
effect,
far
so
outside of
15.
engagement
I will
range
never
of these
have
Gene
OC,
Stealers.
so
If he
there's
can
no
send Mozrog over here to
here.
charge and pick up this
Come
Gene Stealer
here.
unit, and then can Gaz pile into the second
and
Gene
then
Stealer
Oh,
unit and
interesting.
pick that
Get that
unit up?
overrun fight. Yeah,
Everything
Yes.
is where it
that
would
could be very interesting.
Alright, that's the end of my fight phase. I
Because
He did
Daniel
move in
could
that
just-
direction, so he might be
and
thinking
I'll
that.
bet
as well.
on
Yeah.
display of might at the end of your turn. I
Taking
believe
a
I
bet.
have 11 in no man's land currently.
So Ricardo here is electing to score to the display of might now for
secondary?
the 2 points. I think
Yep, yep.
this is a time where he could
Yes,
at least consider
yes,
holding it
yeah, cleanse and
because he
defend.
just has so many more units.
How much do you
Maybe
have?
And then
Very
Ricardo,
much
as we
time for
expected,
Shadows in the Warp.
Yeah,
poured
I figured as
secure
much.
no man's
Alright,
land
let's go ahead and start
and
with closest one.
was able to
Actually,
max
before
his
that,
primary
they
up
changed
to
how the command
14.
phase
So
works.
Ricardo has a
so any
pretty
units that
big
have to take a test already have
lead
to do
here.
it before
And
the
then do it
shadows.
again.
going
So
into
you'll
this
do
turn.
your normal one and then my shadows one.
We have a lot of
Alright,
battle
so we'll
shocks
do the
going
battle
on
shock
here,
again.
and then
Yep, so
Ricardo did
or
call
King
Shadows of the
Bustas.
Warp.
Do they minus one?
Nope, not currently.
And then we'll do the battle
Minus-
wagon. Oh,
Yep. Anything
we
at
can,
half or below here has to take a normal
good.
battle
Good.
shock or something that is
wagon.
already a battle shock.
he's bad.
So we got the battle wagon battle shocked currently, and then
Gas.
then-
there's going to
Gas
be
unit.
another sequence
He's
of
good.
battle shocks
Crots.
Gretchen?
from Shadow in the Warp.
They're good.
It's
And
past battle shock.
Uh,
Wow.
Can they do it again? Is
nothing
the
else had to
question. Though.
test.
Shadows would be
So
moving on. We'll do we'll do Grots
Gretchen
first.
-1.
Yep, they're done.
Gazgul -1.
Gaz is 6 minus 1 does not do it. Maz
Just
is not doing
fails.
it.
Just failing
Stick
everything
rot.
here. Yep. That's
No minus 1. It's fine.
No
it's
minus.
fine.
Yeah, he's good.
Battle
Stick
wagon
Rot's
again.
chilling.
He's
Wagon was already shocked.
Commando minus 1 or no?
Yes.
Okay, so he's gone, and then Tank Bustas. Let's say everything's battle shock this turn.
They failed.
I think
Yeah.
Bustas
Except
fails.
for my
yeah,
guys
that might
inside,
be the
correct?
nail in the coffin
Yes.
there.
They do
Okay.
not have
He's-
to test.
He's just got his one unit that can use
Just
strats,
has
so that's
not good,
guaranteed
right?
doing
Snake Rot
crit
and the
fives
guys
here.
inside. Yeah.
Okay.
It also
whatever it
means
That's
losing primary for Daniel. He lost his
Right.
home here.
The
And
thing
I
is,
have-
they only
Um,
Nerlictors
and
over
that's
here,
all he
so
really
it won't give you
could
the
have
minus
had.
one to hit and neither +1 to wound.
Yeah, defense stronghold and cleanse. Center ground still and outflank still. We can send. Snake Rot
Yeah,
in
so
for
a
little
lot
bit.
of cards.
We'll
Cleanse
do
is
quick
obviously not
action
the
if we
turn
want
for
to.
that.
This turn
Nobody's
probably gonna be
everyone's
two.
battle
We are
shock.
kinda,
Defense
I
stronghold's
guess,
going to be
after
tough.
Wah.
Um,
Otherwise, the game's over next turn anyways.
Center
So
ground
we all are going
outflank.
to Wah.
it's got a lot of cards, but it's really just going to kill these bugs ahead of him.
Where do we start? I don't have that much that needs to move or can.
Fortunately,
here,
none
so-
of his cards are really helped by doing that. Maybe defend stronghold if he's able to hold on,
Yep.
but he has a whole nother unit
Moving
of
on
Gene Stealers
to
that he is
two
just
affairs
not
I
going to
don't
have
control,
anything to
and
be able to
then
interact
Grots,
with
so
that.
I will not get
So that's
to
just going to come crashing into whatever he
do
has
any
left.
Fun stuff there. Everything is battle shock.
Yeah,
Maz can advance and
I'm hoping
charge
for a
still.
miracle here,
Don't need him,
but
so we start Maz.
that was a pretty
rolling his
powerful
advance, it's
shadows.
only a 2.
Yeah, this is a big
Fantastic.
deal. No fight on death for Gaz,
Very
and he stayed
important
engaged.
movement.
So it's
You still have the
can-
Von Ryan's reactive for free.
That's fine.
Yep, there's
Yeah,
reactives.
I can't end anywhere else besides outside of 2 of these guys. I could
Ricardo
go
will
here.
likely trigger here in the middle.
That means I can go this way on a 6, this way on a 5.
Those Gene Stealers might even get away.
Or I just go here to
And
guarantee
yeah, I think that's
that this is a 3.
pretty much going to wrap
3
it up.
there,
But we'll
and then
see.
this
We'll see
one's
what damage
still-
Daniel can
this
get
one's
through
7
here.
Now. And that's
I think
fine.
the play
Don't think
is sending
we can
Mazrog
go
to
through
this
though,
wounded
so
Gene
it
Stealer
won't
unit.
work.
Yeah, but I think
Let's
he's already
Will
committed to
go
move
ahead
Mazrog up the
and,
field here.
Yeah.
Happy there.
Yes.
If I was Ricardo, I reactive those Gene Stealers.
Absolutely, because if those survive, then it is
So
game
we'll
over.
D3 +3. 6. So
So
they are going
those
to
Von Ryans are
go
moving 6.
this way.
I would right now move those Gene Stealers because nothing else is going to be eligible for that reactive move. Because as Ricardo has tied up most of Daniel's
Yeah.
units,
Right,
that means
start
his
getting
units
the
are also tied up.
Knob and Warboss unit out.
Unless he has a better use for that CP than we're
Well,
seeing. But
he decided to do the Von Ryans for free, which I'm not sure.
theirs is a
Why waiting?
enhancement from their from that lictor detachment. So sorry, an upgrade. So they do have an innate reactive move.
Drop them in. Boom.
Yeah, but he
Cool.
can't.
Warboss.
He wouldn't be able to
Drop
react
outside.
to
Oh,
both
movement I
units
can
from
move through it
one
indirect,
unit moving,
so-
right?
But disembarking.
I
Does
mean,
also does
I think
yeah.
so. I mean, in 10th, that's how they end it. I'm not sure if
Let's go
they've
back.
clarified that in 11th
Warboss.
about multiple activations.
I don't
It's two
know.
different abilities,
OC
so it's
6,
not.
And you have 15 total here
um,
right now.
They're both
Right.
not using a strat.
Okay.
I think he,
And you have
as
how
far
much
as I
for
know,
this
he
one?
could have moved those Gene Stealers.
I
They're
also
all
don't
one-
think Daniel
it's
should
gonna be
disembark on
10,
this side of
15
the
touching.
battle wagon personally,
Okay.
This guy's touching, so 11.
because then he'd be within the
This
reactive
area
range of
wants
this Gene
us-
Stealer. So even if the
Looks
order
like might
operations
kill
is
something. We're in the wall though.
one reactive
Probably
per
feels
one
like
unit
we
moving.
do
This
it.
would
It's really lucky.
get theirs. So
Okay, get all this unit out first, and then we'll move on to actually moving them around.
guess let's see where he decides to make the final placement here.
Outside 3 there.
We're going to see a little bit what the new banner knob data sheet does.
Go back here.
Looks like
we will advance them.
he gives the unit a 5-up
So
invuln
we don't really need to be
always,
shooting in this turn. It's a
and
6.
while
Oh,
the
we
WOG is
dodged.
active, they're
Let's go.
+1 toughness.
Should have given them here we go, but it's too late
So-
now.
Was also holding the enhancement for the
Think.
fallback and charge, I think, or maybe the war boss has it.
Yes, yep, I believe it is in that unit for sure.
The
So it
war
looks like
boss
he's
has
just
it.
electing-
I see a number per goal.
Since he was able to, since he got a 6-inch advance, he's just deciding to
Oh,
send this
yeah.
unit past.
Puts me at
I'm
4
interested to
charge
see who
there,
his
3 and
targets
4
are
inch
here.
There. I'm gonna get obviously the other models in here.
He's
Gives
And
me
how
that
he
try to
expects
get
to deal
some-
with these
That's all I
Raveners.
really need, just to have the options.
This unit with because they're not battle shocked, so they'll be able
Correct.
to crit
They
fives
will crit
here.
5, yep, 100%.
This is the only guy that has that fallback shoot and charge.
But if he charges the Tyranid
Let's see.
effects, now he's left himself open to the maybe a heroic from the Death Leaper,
Can't do
which
that.
does have fights first. Could be a little awkward, but
Yeah, also, if I was Daniel in this spot, the T-Fexes are no longer your
I think I
problem.
really need to focus on where I'm committing
no.
now.
They're killing
Realistically, I
2.5
probably want this
knobs
whole
a
squad
shooting
going
phase.
forward.
Correct, yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't think I
they
kill
are
Tyranid
only
effects.
here to risk
definitely
the
don't.
or to threaten the
pepper
battle
gun,
wagons,
so-
which we saw the
Yeah,
impact that they
it's like I
had.
either go in here
um,
to try to clear out the middle,
Which,
and
admittedly, I
move
think
all
some
this
of that
here.
was Daniel just being a little too
But I
conservative
think
with them.
Eugene Steelers
But
is
yeah,
a
at
big
this
part
point,
of your
the
army as we
the
kind
T-Fexes
of
are just
force
OC
them to go
bricks.
after
They
this
do not
turn,
they do
and
not
then we'll
actually
just deal
impact
with
the
damage
game in
the
terms of what
Raveners
they're
do
going to
next
kill.
turn.
The Gene Stealers and the
Yeah,
Raveners are
that's where we have to be.
the real damage left here for Ricardo.
For some reason this isn't working like that. There we go. Whatever. Got 12 here.
Let's take a
Set
look
this guy in
at
there, so he's got to go back to his
Daniel's
movement speed.
secondaries.
And I think we
got
need to shuffle this to
cleanse,
make sure that I'm in. Okay,
defend
we're already at
strongholds,
charge here.
outflank still, and area denial,
That's fine.
or
Alright,
center
I mean,
ground.
Snick rod, do we really
Correct.
need to send Snick rod anywhere?
At
Uh,
the end of their unit's movement, I'm going to spend 2 CP and reactive 2 units.
Okay.
Yep,
and they
so now
move
we're
a
getting
flat
that
6,
reactive.
So I'm going to move these guys and the Death Leaper.
Sure.
Interesting.
Interesting to see where he's going. So he's pushing the Death Leaper back.
And the Gene Stealers are going to move a flat 6.
Yep. Yep. Kind of as I talked about earlier,
Definitely should have here we go. But oh well.
these reactive moves are just really going to blunt the options that Daniel has here for this wall turn.
I think here we go has to be at the beginning of movement, so I couldn't even do it on Snick rod if I wanted to now. That is unfortunate.
So yeah, now those Gene Stealers are quite far away. Any charge into the Gene Stealers is going to need to charge that Death Leaper as well, so the Death Leaper will get the fights first. I think at this point that knob unit just goes into the Raveners
both
and
units,
potentially the
and I'm at a
T-Fex.
CP.
So something
The
to
Raveners can
note
still
that
heroic for
Daniel
3,
just mentioned
and
is he's
Raveners
considering
are engaged, so they can
using
do
Here We Go on Snickrot,
Okay.
and that gives +2 to advance and charge, and he's going to use his once per game teleport. So
Let's see.
his charge would then be a 7
Go for a cheeky.
with a
Is
reroll
that 9 inches or 8?
versus the
This is
9.
8. Okay.
Definitely much more makeable.
Puts me on there, ties you for OC. If I fail
He
the
is going
charge,
So he
after
did the play that I mentioned.
Yep, he is going after
Yeah,
that
do that.
Biovore, like
Puts
you
him on
saw.
there, ties you. Try to
During
fucking
Ricardo's
get
turn.
in there with a reroll if we need to.
I promise I
And,
didn't send him any kind of information.
Nah, you pretty
It
much
looks
You
looks
saw this
awkward.
game.
But
Anywhere would you like to overwatch?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that
Yeah,
is
that's
kind of what
Oh,
Snick
okay,
Rot
never mind.
is here to do.
We'll move on to my shooting phase then.
I mean, you've also got to send some
Um,
kind of pressure because a lot of
Alright.
players, even though in reality for Ricardo, losing his home probably doesn't really matter. But
I'm gonna shoot
a
everything.
lot of
into
players
what
will
we're
think,
engaged with here.
"Oh no, my home, like it's like your
I don't
actual
think
house, right?
realistically
Like
we
I have to keep it safe."
Lava has
Um,
glass.
So maybe he'll
over it,
turn
it's
something
indigo.
around
Oh,
to
yeah,
deal
the
with
lava's
that.
indirect. It's probably gonna have to
Snicker
go
up.
put it into this Gene Stealer group over here, indirecting. I do have
And
line
as we
of
talked
sight
about
over
earlier,
here, so lava there,
if
get
Ricardo
you
is, or
an
sorry, if
ideal
Daniel is
site
able to
with
hold
the
Ricardo's home by the end of the game,
As
it
long
is
as
5
any
additional
model in
points
your
for
army
him,
can see me, it's
which
hitting on 4s.
is unlikely at this point with
Ah.
just boss Snickrot,
that
but
makes
it is
sense.
at least some pressure on the back.
All right, 2 go through and then strength 5 to T4, so you'll have 2 at no AP into the sorry,
Revenant?
T-
They're T5.
yeah, okay, so you'll have 1
Okay.
at 0 AP,
Shooting into the
Uh,
Raveners.
Dead guy.
Kills a guy.
and then the lava, the blast weapon.
Another
Do I
guy.
get blast here for how much?
2.
2.
Full fresh brick of 11 models.
Still on 4s though. I'm natively hitting on 5s though. So
This
I don't
just
think I
really
get
doesn't give
6s or
Daniel an
4s
answer
there.
for this Gene
So
Stealer
it'd
unit
be,
that's sitting on his home as well,
fives
like right
then.
outside his home.
Okay, we'll do 5s.
That's
Yeah,
brutal.
I think it's pretty likely that Ricardo has
3
2
hits,
full
and
Gene
then,
Stealer units to
6
use,
is going
Oh, wait,
to be
I think-
and that
I
5
think
up in
indirect
one is only going to go
just
so far.
unmodified 4s or higher. If something else can see it, something from your army, yeah.
Even my BS is higher. Interesting.
I
Gretchen
believe
can
so.
see.
Because 6s are, if nothing in your army can see that unit, it's always
It should be
unmodified
his
6s.
ballistic
I
skill.
didn't roll any 4s, so we're good there. So, these will be on 3s though. So just
Yeah.
1, no AP into
You did it right.
And-
It's on fives.
And then we'll do the
Correct. Yep.
Damage?
1.
1 is it? 1.
And then the kill cannon into the unit in front of me. D6 plus 1 puts me at that many.
Daniel could opt for a
And
grenade
so we're hitting
here.
6s. Nothing. Cool. Everything's
2
but
CP to
6.
use.
Alright,
1 is going
that
to
is
guaranteed be
going
crits on
to
5s.
include, tank busters. I have the rocket pistols. I can go into melee combat.
Mhm.
The pistol
Hilarious.
keyword. I don't think I have anything else.
Just one
Mhm,
shot,
no.
though.
So we'll just do the boss knobs rocket pistol into the lictor.
Okay.
This one to hit.
Stealth? Yep.
Raveners don't have stealth. Can I see them with? I'm engaged with them, so probably
you can see 'em.
better. It's only a 2 damage weapon. That's a 3 damage weapon, so it's probably better into the Raveners anyways.
I believe you
2.
can't shoot out still,
Why is
even
this
with
2? I don't
pistol.
think he has
It's
2.
just what
Yes,
you're
he does,
engaged with.
actually. That's
Which he
thought-
is engaged with them, though.
So 2 attacks.
With the Revenant? Oh, okay. See, I
one
didn't see
hits,
that one
Yep.
model.
And then
E5.
strength. Yeah.
But yes,
so 5.
otherwise you are correct.
So 1 at AP2, 3 damage.
Dead guy.
There's another
2
Revenant.
Raveners down and shooting, not bad.
And
The only downside is I
hits,
think
I
those
don't have
Raveners
any
were fairly
bonus, so I
dead
shoot
because
here.
they're probably taking the brunt of that knob unit.
Guess
But-
the
Yes.
front can throw his pistols into
So this damage isn't really accomplishing all that much, I don't think. But
this is on
we
a.
will
Is
see.
he -1 to hit at all? Oh
Yes,
yes, he is.
does cover.
Yes. And then what am I shooting then? Cool. Ma's advanced, so he can't. Okay. Going on to charging phase.
Or grenade. Everything's battle shocked. Use your CP.
We will start with the knobs since theirs is pretty important. See if I need to re-roll it.
I guess he does
Okay,
want
roll
to, yeah,
7.
potentially
Seven.
save
Means I
for
don't get
a
into
reroll
Gene
charge.
Stealers. I get anything on this side of the board except for the lictor, which is where we're just gonna have to go that way. So we're gonna send War Boss is going to be wounding on.
He did
That's right,
like
he has
triple
the,
charge
the
here.
huge chopper. If we take the risk of trying to kill that, no, I think we just send everything to the Raveners. Deal with that later. War Boss being the most important on a 7. Let's get him in here. Blocks out a
Don't
lot of
base to
tools, so we'll be
base.
able to get him back where he needs to go though. Put him back 7. Okay. Outside 2 of the lictor. Cool. I think the next one that really matters is getting the band knob over here. Outside of 2 of this guy. We make sure we do that. Okay. I'm gonna place the band knob in there.
I think at this point I would just
These ones get here.
be okay
This one
with
goes here.
touching the turn effects.
Banner knob will go.
Yep, just blunt his shooting.
Maybe force a battle shock,
Right
and
there.
then
Sure.
you don't lose this objective because he's below half, and he's not synapse right now, so it would just be 2d6.
will have to go here to cover that 1-inch gap right there. This guy's gonna have to go here. War boss next to make sure he shoots or hits. I mean, during fighting. And then I can't get anything else this way. There's a pocket there. Be able to get something there. I can get Banner Knob. Banner Knob can probably go here to get within range of fighting. And then we have one more knob there. That's gonna go here.
Moving a little bit farther than 7, but that's okay.
The problem is now we can lethal ore, but that's okay. Mozrog's charge. Let's go.
Yeah,
He
I don't
gets-
think
he
it's
gets a 7.
majorly affecting things here.
You have interrupt for free.
Question is
Ooh, just
Makari
outside
within
7.
This guy? Just the
This
Von
guy,
Ryans?
just the Von Ryans. Yeah.
Makari outside of 12 of the knob
Doesn't have
units?
the-
I wonder.
to get there.
Because that would give
Yeah,
them
Get
lethals.
there.
Correct.
It only gets me here or here. Oh, it doesn't even get me here.
Yep, he's got to go
So I
into the
gotta
Von
go to
Ryans.
Ryans there. Which, I mean, if we're gonna send Mozrog anywhere, we'll send him there. This side. Yep,
That'll work.
1 inch here. We have another 5 inches. Cool. We have 1 inch there. Is that all my charges? We can send this commando in just for extra shots. Commando's gonna charge. He's got an 8.
Tau player
Yes,
calling
I
melee
just need to
shots.
get as much, what's my battle shock token? Much attacks into this unit as we can. And then,
Might be easier at this point for
oh, yes.
Daniel to mark which of his units are
Snick
not
Rod's
battle shocked.
charge. We need a 9. And he can.
Right.
We're gonna go. Come on,
Nice.
Snick Rod.
Snick
We don't have
Rod's
any
Snick Rod
in
makes
there
the
with the
charge.
Biovore.
Roll out.
Fights
Might
first
kill him.
anywhere on your side of the board, which I'm engaged in. Just the Lictor, but I didn't charge him.
The Von Ryans and the Lictors.
Okay, so just here, and then everything else, and then you fight first.
So it
from
needs to
here when we
start
get to
with
ongoing
the
combat. So start with
Mozrog.
Moz to try to crump some Von Ryans here.
Pylons first.
Oh yes. Apologies. We have to do them all at the same time now.
This also might,
Don't want
the
to
fact
go
that
through
that
this Lictor,
Lictor,
'cause he
yeah,
pushes me out.
he also wants that Lictor to
So we'll
live,
just stay here.
because
This guy's
now
gonna stay here.
Gaz will get to attack first,
We're
as
all able
things
to fight
currently
here, so
stand,
that's good. I'm fine with
because
that.
Ricardo will have to fights
Um,
first.
Moz's
No, they'll
already able to
alternate.
fight. I don't need to mess with him.
No, so yeah, Gaz
Before
is
charges,
going to
we do
hit
the
before he
fight
gets
on
to
the board, right?
attack here, I
Anything
think.
that is eligible to fight.
Okay, so when we'll get this squad here, I'm already within ability to fight here. Makari is going to be giving only Maz lethals, which is not fantastic. But they're not touching here, so we'll go here. Go here.
He cannot fight with this unit.
We'll go here.
I'm not sure how they.
We'll go here.
They're just piling in.
And then
Oh,
Gaz
pile in.
will go
Yes,
and
of
touch
course,
the
of course.
point, just in case that matters later on.
So yeah, so I was wrong,
Wait,
because there's only
Ricardo,
one
of
fights
course.
first that Ricardo or that
Oh,
Daniel
this
is
You
engaged
you
with,
already?
and he
Yeah.
made
Okay, we're good.
2 charges.
And then that's all mine. Your turn.
Alright.
Actually made 3. He made enough
Sorry, this
where
one little grot is gonna go.
the final fights first will be Daniel,
He's grotting.
meaning that Ricardo will get to
He's in
go
the
next in the
grotto.
sequence, and Ricardo will select those Gene Stealers almost certainly.
Get it, the grotto.
The ones that are engaged
I don't even own
with
that grotto anymore. It's not fair.
Gaz.
I think that's all of my
Unless-
pylons, because everybody here is touching.
Still a decent chance that
So now I will.
Gaz
start with
kills
Moz.
that whole unit.
It's because you are about
Oh,
He
if you
is going
didn't
to take some
charge
damage
that
on the rifle.
to the
commando,
Nerlictor, you have a minus
um,
1d8.
you'd be able to fight with Gaz first.
And I get
Is
a
that what
plus
you're
1
saying?
wound against you with my army.
Depending
Better frickin'
if he didn't charge the
roll
commando
hot.
and
Alright,
Mozrog doesn't kill the Von
start with,
Ryans, he could,
Yeah, well, this doesn't matter. Start with the Get Ripper.
but he
um,
probably
plus
should.
1 for the wall on
So
this one, and this
the
is
only way
plus
that
2
that would have
up to
worked is if
3.
there was exactly
Sixes
one fights
are
first
lethals
unit
and
for both,
sustains. Oof. And then strength on this is going to be 8.
and he
so
didn't
we
kill
just
the
fight
fights
through.
first unit in
Yep.
the
Or you, yeah, okay. 5.
process of fighting
Only
first.
1 at AP 1, 3 damage. And then we'll go on to the next weapon.
No,
as well.
you're winning me on 3s. You got 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm toughness 5.
Sorry.
So. Yeah. AP
AP is 1 on that one. 3 damage each.
on 5s. Fail 1 damage.
One dead Von Ryan.
3.
That is a dead Von Ryan.
Going on to the big champas. It's on 3s to 4s. We get 1 sustain there, and this is gonna be dev wounds. And
Damage?
this is strength 8 d4. Sorry, I have to roll this. So we've failed the 2, but you'll have 3 saves at -2, 4 damage each.
The 4 damage dev kills him.
I didn't get a dev.
Oh,
That was my hit roll you saw.
so 3. Fail them all.
Dead Von Rides. Unsurprising.
Yay.
So they will not get to fights first.
Cool. And
Next
then
will be that
your fight
Lictor.
first Lictor goes,
Yep.
I
Yes.
believe.
No characters here, right? Lost
No,
knobs,
they're
just
no
the sergeant.
longer. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. So I no longer get to reroll hits of 1 against that unit. It will be strength 8.
That reroll is
Sorry,
also from Ricardo's 1
threes,
DP
4
new
AP2
detachment
damage 2.
in 11th.
Yep. Non-knob first, everybody else. Sorry, everybody else first in the knob. This is gonna be on 5s for my invuln. I got 2 dead.
Only 2
Yeah,
dead.
Yes.
Could have been worse.
Take the ones off
Absolutely.
point, I think.
That
Actually,
is all
let's-
of my fights first.
and then we'll just go on with the knobs here.
Crit
I
5s.
don't
Early
think I'm gonna
crit 5s,
need
right?
crit 5s here.
It's probably right.
But
I don't
we'll
know.
do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
no,
Everyone's
no.
battle shocked.
Yeah.
You're not going to have any strats to use next turn.
Sustains on 5s is gonna overkill the unit, but I think we just need to make sure we kill them.
Yeah,
turn.
this
Yes.
unit hits incredibly hard with crit
I
5s.
can't use the CP. We might want to do crits on 5s on the
There's nothing
on
else.
Snicker
Daniel.
Rot. No, we'll do it on this squad.
Oh,
just
Snicker
to
Rot,
ensure.
of course,
We're
of
gonna crit
course.
on 5s here. We will not be getting Macarius lethal or we're just outside of it. No.
Okay, I know it looked close, but
So
you
it
just checked.
Sustains.
They will not have lethals.
Start with the.
Should still be enough,
start with
you would
the
think.
huge Choppa now. This profile is 6 attacks now, baseline with cleave. Do I get +1 for cleave there?
Yes.
So
Just one.
+4, yeah, and then +1.
Seeing the new
Good to
cleave
note here.
happen here.
12 attacks.
Yep,
Right?
good to note here.
6
Cleave
plus
is
4 for the
now
war
new in
boss,
11th.
yeah,
It
+1
is
for
the
the
melee
war,
version of
11,
Blast,
+1
so an
for
extra attack
the-
for every 5 models in the unit you're
That's
attacking.
+1 to hit. So we're going to be hitting on 2. And
Oh,
we need it. Sustain there on that one. And then strength is going to be 9 here.
T5.
So you're going to have 7 saves, -2 damage each.
5.
Every 2 failed
Wounds.
saves kills a guy, unless one's already
2.5 dead.
wounded. Nope. So 1 dead, 2 dead, 1's at 1.
Attack squig. +1 to hit, only 1 hits. And then strength on this one is only 4. So 5 will wound, 1 at no AP.
Save with no AP.
And then we'll do the 30 plus 10 for the wall on the power claws here. These are going to be hitting
It's a
on,
lot of power claws.
threes.
It sure is.
Oh, that's a lot of ones.
Look at all those
But
sustained.
we are critting on 5.
They get them all back. All the misses come back.
Sustained on 5s here.
Right click.
Right click. Boom. And then
Beautiful.
these are strength 10 on the wall, so we are on 2s here.
Twos.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's from Dead
So you're
Raveners.
going to have 30 saves.
Maybe 6 up
30.
saves here.
Just a casual 30.
Yeah,
I believe they're
yeah.
good.
Like,
Yeah, I don't.
I really
I-
hope so.
15
Valiant
times
effort.
over.
But
I
Yeah.
still have the banner knob to hit.
That
too,
is
dang it.
quite the unit, but that was slightly overkill.
Okay,
But
so. and then
yeah, I
we
think
can
at this
always
point you
just
go,
pop into
yeah,
there.
when it's time to
and
consolidate,
pop
they
on the
consolidate
point.
there.
Good
Well,
there.
you can
That
fall
is
back
all
in
the
charge
fights
if
first
anything.
fights.
Or does it fall back in
The
charge?
last charge of this phase.
Oh, we got Snicker up still.
Just fall back in charge. Because
Any
of
minuses to
Vanguard.
hit or anything right here.
Here comes
Oh,
Snicker up.
Snicker
So
Rot,
can we
of
do
course,
it?
of course.
It's 2 sustained.
This is strength 7
Beautiful.
on the wall. You
Fours.
are
Easy.
below
Or 3's twin links.
So we're on 3s. So you're going to have 7 saves.
Nick
-1,
Rut.
2 damage.
It's-
oh, sorry.
it's
those last
twin
two are
linked.
Let me.
There you
He
go.
remembered.
Oh.
No!
Oh, here.
Just,
7
we know it
saves,
was 5,
two
roll
saves.
2. Yes, beautiful.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't
just
matter.
7.
Yeah.
AP.
He's dead.
7 on 4s.
That's a dead-
So take 4.
Dead by war.
8 total.
2.
He is gone. Deadly
Goodbye,
Demise.
sir.
He is
No.
not.
Snicker Rot is the beast. And now he can just tuck in behind this wall back here
Done. Malnow
3
can come up
inches.
Here and here.
and
And
be
so
extra
you need
annoying
to choose your fire.
to shoot.
Going with the
So-
Gene Stealers. Oh, sorry. Start of the fight phase. Gas has -1 hit from that Broodlord. I forgot to
Okay.
say it.
Yep, yep.
So we're gonna put everything that can fight into Gaz. So it'll just be the Broodlord and 1 Gene Stealer. and the rest into the Gretchen.
Does it have to be within 2? Not at
Uh,
2, or is 2 within 2?
2 is within 2, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Easy money.
So we'll start with the Gene Sealers into the Gretchen.
Not my
The
grot.
Broodlord will actually be wounding the knobs here on
Reroll
4s.
T2s.
Daniel remembers the rule.
Rerolling 1s.
So,
16. Well, 13 AP 2. And then 3 mortal wounds.
There's a 5 of people.
Rots.
All right,
Not
so we
enough.
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
10
Yeah.
to
Three
because there are also
mortals,
3
that'll
dead.
be 11.
Yes. Yeah, that's dead. It is gone. Gone.
What was
Darn
it?
Grots.
How many is going to
The
Gaz? Broodlord and
boys at 1 wound.
Just the
No?
Broodlord, I
Alright,
believe.
I'm gonna start with the Broodlord.
Mhm.
Hang on to.
Maybe it was 1 based on what you just said.
No, you don't get precision, right? You have to CP
No,
that.
yeah,
which you don't
it's a
have.
CP.
Gotcha.
Uh,
T6.
so on 3s, twin links. So that'll be 3 saves, AP 2, damage 2, and 1 2 damage.
it's only
dead wound.
2 saves
That is fail them all.
here, but
Alright, so 4 dead.
So he lost
dudes,
4 total
Fantastic.
with the dev wound.
We like that.
and
yeah, it should
Oh.
only been 3 though.
Your
Yeah,
strength was higher or not?
it was higher.
Oh, now he's
Yeah,
remembering.
so it's -1 to wound there. That's too bad. All knobs have -1 to wounding
Gotcha.
when your strength is higher.
So one's alive. Because I got 1 3.
Okay, there you go.
So we have 1 knob. Beautiful.
Yeah. I got it. Cool.
Toughness.
T6.
So 1 AP 2.
He's thinking of
damage
Mega
1.
Knobs. They're T5 with -1 to wound. But
Fails.
Alright, so use that 1.
Okay.
And
we just got 1 knob and
that's
Gaz.
all of
Gaz
my
can pick this
fights.
up.
Okay.
But unfortunately,
Um,
Gaz is
you're
dead next
on
turn
go?
because there's 2 Gene
Yep,
Stealers looking right at him.
Lucas already fought, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Lucas already
think-
did everything going on over there.
Not too bad there from
Um,
Daniel, but I think those Gene Stealers are just
we
going
are
to
going
collapse
to
and more or less.
Sweep with
Wipe.
Gaz's weapon.
Yeah, he can't fight on
Maybe-
death with him either.
We will
So
still start with
He
one
might be able to
power
fight
ball
on death with those knobs over there.
-1 a
but-
hit.
Yep. +1 with Gaz, so we're still hitting on 4s. And 5s are now lethal.
I mean,
saves.
realistically, Ricardo could
Oh,
also just
Right.
not even.
And then,
He could play it slow,
these
knowing the
are
wall is
1, 2,
mostly
3,
over,
so
and
you'll
just
have,
score
2
points and
at
ignore those
-2,
knobs over
2
on that
damage
other
each.
side for the time being. But
2 dead Gene Sealers.
And then we'll go to Gaz here. One hit.
big
Hitting on
attacks from
3s here.
Gaz.
Ugh.
well,
But
sustained.
sustain and
Gaz hits on
and
2s.
lethals
What
on
is he
those,
doing?
Which is nice. And
That's
then
right,
those
that's
are going
right.
to be on 2s as well. So you'll have 10 saves, -2, 2 damage each.
Alright, so
Believe
the
that is the
first
unit.
3 kill the Gene Sealers.
It's the image.
And then the next 4 kill the Broodlord.
That'll do her.
Because they're 2 damage each, right?
Yep.
Tragic.
Alright, and then we'll go
I
on
got some
to
tank busters into that, and I believe that'll wrap us up here.
Commando, he can no longer pile in. Oh, I get an overrun pile in, right?
Yes.
I think
She
that's the
is,
next 3. Can I get within 2?
Daniel.
Easily. Come. We'll do the commando
End of
first.
your
Actually,
command
let's do
phase.
all
He's
these
going to score
right here
0 on
together, since we have
primary,
other fights.
and end of your
Okay.
turn, 3 or
Just
more
go to the top of that to
objectives.
the right here.
He's not going to have either. He's going to have
No.
2
Oh, he has 4
objectives.
attacks though. Okay. This
Yep,
one +1.
because Gaz is
and then
battle
this
shocked.
is on 3s.
So he's going to
2
score
sustains. And
maybe
then this
center
is on
ground
5s.
for
That's
small.
Maybe
maybe?
little.
So you'll have 4 saves. 1 AP, 1 damage.
Does it?
That's about it.
AP 1?
Actually, he won't even score that because
Fails
Mazrog
them
is
all.
also battle shocked, so he will
Okay,
not
each,
be able to
kill him?
trigger it.
He's down to
No.
2.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
If
you're
it was
right.
AP 0, I would have saved them all.
Very close, very close. And then these are on 3s. No sustains.
Victor's
here.
on
How about
2
these are
wounds.
also- these are strength 5. You're T5, correct?
T6.
Dang it. Alright. Alright, well, I mean, 5
Pretty
saves
good
at
rolls.
AP 0, 1 damage.
Takes 2. He is exactly dead.
On. Old Commando got him.
No more fighting. We will go ahead.
About that
and
boy.
consolidate
now.
and pile in where we need to. I did take this one back. I'm never gonna be able to control 3 here.
Only 2.
To
Right
get
now you
back
only
here.
Only
Battle
true
shots.
One.
2
Well,
tragically.
I have snake rot back here.
Oh, you too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Shout on the warp
okay,
doing something.
Busta's over here.
Never before seen.
On the 3 here. Can't get
It's
rid of
interesting. I don't know if we
here.
mentioned it now that so all these battle shock
All
units that
on
you guys
to
are
the,
seeing,
objective.
they
That's not
don't
really working.
unbattle shock even if they
Cover,
survive next turn
um,
or stay above half or
window.
whatever the case may be.
Can
They
go
will have
this
to
way.
continue to retake the
Behind.
test until it
Until
is
they
passed.
pass. Yep. They won't have any of the
And,
minuses from any of
knobs.
the
I will push into your guy so you can fight me. What's your
Tyranid
melee
stuff
look
for
like?
Shadows on
Come
the Warp, but
crazy
yes, they
vortex.
will at a minimum have to test again.
It does force
if
you
they're
to
not-
fall back and shoot if you want to get in.
I cannot fall back and shoot.
Yeah.
Blasted
so-
into the
just fall
sun
back
by
and
Gene
charge.
Stealers in
fall
the
back and
meantime.
charge, yeah. Fair enough. We'll do that. Everybody else will go this way. Excuse. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
also
Daniel
mentioned
opted
that
to
Turn
pile in.
effects. Hitting on
that
3.
T-Fex will be able to fall back
strength
and charge, but
is
not shoot, so
8.
it's probably not going to fall
You kill
back.
my synapse creature.
I am now T6. Doesn't matter though.
3 AP 0, 2 damage.
0, 2 damage. Let me. Sorry, let me move these guys out of the way.
It's an
so
awkward
they're
profile
up
for the
here.
knob though.
3.
It is
Look at
2
these.
damage and their save isn't
Look
the
at
best.
Save all but 1.
2 damage.
And just one guy
Bad roll.
dead.
Not bad.
Okay. Alright. End of my turn.
Gaz, do you want to consolidate him or Mozrog?
100%
Gaz will
consolidate
consolidate
gas.
this way. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
there
get
you
out
go.
of your range to attack me though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
do
think
what
it's
you
going to
can.
matter too
Maybe
much,
just
but
pause
yeah,
here a little
might
bit.
as well.
He was never on the
Not when they
right
can advance
to
in
get to the point.
charge.
So he
Nah,
just
they're
goes this
they're
way.
getting there.
If I
But they
shoot
can
him,
always
then he
roll.
has to
Remember,
advance. That's fine.
Snake Eye charges
Shoot this
fail no
guy.
matter what, so
There.
they're
Okay.
that is possible.
And then this was not eligible. Was eligible to fight Moz. I mean, the best thing I could do is get. Oh, I can move into him. No, I can't. 5-1. Dang it. I'll get here.
Also, if I
to
was
try to
Daniel at this
recover
point, I
from
would
your
probably
shots when I'm
discard a
back
card
so
at the
that
end
way
of the
I can move
turn.
back
He
this
has
side
so many, it's gonna be hard for him to score them
from the other T
at this point. Just
Yeah.
at least get a
So you only
CP.
get 3 inches.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
I just gotta put
Doesn't have
one
a
on the base.
ton of places to use them, but
There you go.
That'll be good.
I think for Daniel
Cool.
at this point, I think you're pretty much resigned that you're probably going to lose the
move
game.
back this
So if
way.
I was practicing in this
Yeah.
moment, I would just be trying to score what I could to kind of practice for a team environment where
Cool.
something
You
like
can- do you
differential
have
score
anything that
matters.
needs to- I think it's dead that I was engaged though. Never mind.
Nope.
Except for that guy, yeah. But he's not base to base, so I guess you can move him.
It's true. I could move him 3, so I'm just gonna pivot him so he's on both objectives and touching.
So,
I do not get cleanse, defend, outflank, or center ground. Outflank. Two
well, I think he could actually score
you do
outflank
have
with stick rot.
1
right?
for outflank.
It doesn't
'Cause
matter that he's battle shocked. No.
Oh no, they didn't make the knobs didn't make it across this line.
But
No, I
stick
don't
rot's
think I-
there.
The stick
and
rod is I
six.
don't.
So I'll score 0 on
He
secondary.
might be
and
within
0
6
on
inches
primary.
of the
That's very
back wall.
punishing
That would be the
turn.
question.
Yeah.
How many units do you have wholly within no man's land? 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 is all it looks like.
Alright, I have 4 with just these lictors and gene sealers, and so I
Yep.
will
So
score
Ricardo
5 for
is scoring that,
big display.
pushing his lead even higher. Seems like Daniel
Alright.
did not discard a card there.
Your turn.
Yeah, I think
Secondaries.
the writing's on the wall here,
Plunder and a
folks.
grievous blow. I assume you can be grievously blowed.
Oh,
I do not.
13,
I do not have
13.
anything at 13.
He does not have anything over 13
Damn.
now. But I believe it's still a
So that's-
free
It's
cycle.
discarded, and I get a new one.
Yes.
Beacon. Okay, and
You do.
plunder.
Beacon's
So
pretty
this
simple
is-
form here. Plunder,
Plunder
the new
is
action
do an
secondary.
action on a on an objective outside of my territory.
Terrain area outside of your territory. So he has to get
They
to.
have to. Oh, it completes
It's
immediately.
like this
okay.
lictor is going to be perfect for it.
Yep. He just touches that
And
terrain that
beacon
he's right next to.
is-
Doesn't have to be an objective, just terrain, and then
Your beacon unit
that'll
is on the battlefield outside of your deployment zone
score 'em
and
points.
outside your territory. Awesome. I'm gonna pick a lictor up here. He shall be beaconing,
Yep, yep.
and he's probably also plundering, because the territory line is perfect.
Plunder.
Primary. Let's see. End of my
Ricardo's very
command
much in the
phase.
driver's seat
Oh,
here.
do I have? No.
Yep, I think this
Uh,
should be a fairly quick conversion.
I control one or more objectives, excluding my home. I do, so that's 4.
Just too many
Do
Gene
I
Stealers
control
left
3
here.
objectives? Let me see.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Yes. So that'll be another 4.
Yeah, I think if there was any
And
hope,
at the end
I
of my
think
turn, I will let you
um,
secure, and I have to kill
Mazrog clears the
this
home
guy to
for
get the extra
gas,
points.
because there honestly is a world where Mazrog
Command
tanks
phase.
that
I
Gene
don't think
Stealers.
I
They have
battle
devs, but he does have a
shots to
field no
do
pain.
anywhere, 'cause he
So,
killed my units.
It is still not very realistic that Mazrog survives it, but
if only they were an
if anyone's
infield.
going to have an opportunity, it's probably him,
Right.
especially while battle
Battle
shocked.
shock again on Mazra.
No,
Wait,
no,
let-
no.
Let me pass it. Are you
I
sure?
don't want you to pass. No.
You sure?
stop.
I don't
No.
know.
Yeah, the
Going to movements.
I think the main problem for Daniel there is he just had too many things
Daniel
tagged
took
on his
it.
wall turn.
Well,
Just really blunted his ability to move his good
Well,
hitter units into where they wanted to go.
6 plus
And
8
then,
is
as I
14
anticipated, I think
outside
that
of
reactive move
10.
with that
Yeah.
one big Gene Stealer
Bridges.
brick in the middle, just keeping them
new
completely healthy and
campaign.
ready to swing back, was just something that I always kind of thought might have been an issue for Daniel in this matchup.
Yeah, with sending Mazrog to help clear the home, they couldn't reactive there because they were engaged.
They were engaged, yep.
Yeah. Kind of just
This guy's
Just
gonna
know that
switch
you
over
were gonna
here
have
and plunder.
2 Gene Stealer units,
mhm,
but
and
one of them is going to be tanked by Mazrog, and maybe Gaz can kill like half-ish of the other Gene Stealer unit if Mazrog cleared the home.
Here,
So-
so he can do an action.
Wouldn't have been as
and
bad,
go
maybe.
within an inch of that battle wagon, or 12 inches of the battle wagon. Yeah, there we go. On the objective, within 12, and I can see all your stuff. This battle shocked, or at least this guy. So I will get a +1 to wound against him.
So pretty
and
clear where
him,
the first Gene
and the
Stealer unit's going.
knobs
It's going to
are
go
not
finish
battle
up
shocked, so that makes me sad.
Gaz, quite
sad,
likely.
very sad. Makes
Um,
me happy though.
This T-Fax
And
is gonna come
then-
back.
question is, yep, that
He's gonna
T-Fax
move
is
the
just
full
going to
mine
stand on his home,
Ball.
stop Snickerot.
Pivot.
That's now Ricardo's for the rest of the game in all likelihood. And then it's just where's
That's
the center
just
Gene
true.
Stealer unit going?
It's a hilarious image of the Trinifex pointing at Snickerot.
At one orc,
Yeah.
one orc with a dream.
But hey, he is in cover, so
Reaper
he's going to hit on
once we get him in the
4s if he
fray.
shoots him.
I don't like the sound of that.
He's gonna
He has a
advance.
5 of invuln.
Sure.
Needs to go 10. Key sealers are going to advance. Need to go 10.
Yep. So they are going.
They're going to
So,
go
so
to
it
have options here.
does seem like
That 2-inch engagement
Ricardo
range
is-
feels very awkward with the amount of space they occupy. But I suppose always being able to fail a charge is a hilarious bonus.
this is true. I think Ricardo, yeah. So it
'Cause I
seems
don't
like
know
he's
how many
not going
times
to
I've
really
rolled Snake Eyes doing a charge. and
all
I'm
in
just like,
those
thank
knobs on
God
the
I'm
side there.
2 inches
So they
away,
might be
so I can
Right.
just.
they might be
More.
eating Death
More.
Leaper at maximum. It looks like
All right.
Maybe a mistake.
potentially some Gene Stealers
Actually.
on what they.
engage, so he can shoot
what
his
they
big boy
roll.
gun.
I mean, even if this is technically a mistake, Ricardo is still likely to win this game, but
Yep.
I think
that's
the
it. We're
answer
gonna move this
is,
liquor up a little bit, just so we can say hello.
if you're that confident that this unit's going to pick up gas,
right here.
I think you handle the
That
second
is
biggest problem
my
with
entire
everything
move.
else.
So
but
going to shooting.
Yeah, I think. I
Normally
mean, I
this is
think
when I would make a spore mine,
I think that unit just picks up Gaz
Would
for
you like to
free
roll?
now
Or-
because of how
wait.
saves have
So I'm gonna
changed.
shoot
He has to roll them all
this
at once.
fucking
Roll
guy
now.
with
This is
everything.
The first one
Wait,
kills
he's
Makari,
-1
right?
to
Just
hit
the
as
power
it
of that
is.
is so much lesser than it used to be.
I will spend. No, I will keep his CP, just in case I need it later. If he dies, he dies.
Rupture cannon hitting on 4 for -1 to hit. Boxcars, please. Double
2
fours.
It's alright. 5 up invuln.
Strength 18 is your toughness 9 or higher.
Nope.
Let's show me a 1.
2
Ooh, 2
invulnerable
saves. 2
saves,
5s
please.
ups. Classic.
Why couldn't have been 1-1? 2 5s. Go. Fuck.
Only 1?
You want
He's
to
got
hit
a-
hit point reroll it because it will be a minimum of 7 damage.
Did that kill him? Yeah.
I think you just let him go.
Just take the you don't.
I can't.
He's
use
not
the
gonna
CP.
accomplish
I should
anything at this
probably use
point.
the CP here.
You can fight on death with this unit if he doesn't spend this, but
That's
if he does, he
fine.
can't.
Fighting on death isn't too much here.
It's better than
you
not
can just
fighting on
minus
death.
one
Mean.
wounding.
What do you
So
mean?
we'll do the -1
There's
to
a guy with
hit,
precision right
we'll do
there.
point reroll
He's
here.
gonna precision your war boss out.
So go down,
A lot of
Go
attacks.
down to 1. Come on. Snicker out. Fuck.
He did
He
reroll.
did re-roll it into a
failed.
1.
10 damage.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yep.
you. I don't know if that's enough. Poor Snickerot.
Snicker had his moment of
Alright.
glory, and it was brief.
Alright. Rupture cannon, battle wagon, and spine banks into. Can I see the tank busters? No. I can't see that commando either. We'll put some haha funny shots into that guy.
No.
Alright, rupture cannon. Boom. Hitting on, I believe, 4s with -1 blick skill. Heavy doesn't count anymore while you're engaged, so 2 hits.
Okay.
You are within 12. Your toughness is
12.
12. So I'm wounding you
Wouldn't
on
it be
2, so that's +1
5s?
wound.
Ew.
That is 2 invulnerable saves, please.
Alright. Come on, dice. Don't fail me now. Damn it.
He's also
Engagement is
engaged.
-1 to hit. Yeah.
Take
Oh,
a
but
lot
he
of
didn't
damage.
move, so he gets heavy.
Unless
Oh no, heavy doesn't count
No,
if
he
you're
doesn't.
engaged now.
Let's hope he
That might be
corrodes.
what he's.
You
What
are
is,
battle shocked. No green.
Ah,
You
why
do
gotta
explode
Why you gotta ruin my joy, man?
because you killed my
Why you
biovore.
gotta ruin my joy? Dang it. How about we just
So
move
we're
this
gonna
on?
blow
Dang
up some of our own knobs here, it
Come
looks
on,
like.
Just let me green.
The
About
pain
it.
continues.
Oh,
And the
I
commando.
worked hard to battle
likely.
shock you. Okay.
I'm so upset. All right.
He worked hard to
we'll
battle
call
shock you. He
things
says he
off.
hit
We'll
the
do
battle
some-
shock you button.
Commando. Oh, he's just dead. Yeah. Okay.
He's gone.
Tank buster's been 6.
D6 damage too.
Yeah. No.
No. All right. I got a 1 anyway. So this one.
Knobs.
All right. Fucking. Come on. All right. So 3.
They're just 1.5 guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Mozrag.
Damn it, Mosrog. He's got to feel no pain though. So hopefully it's not high. Okay.
Just you. Easy peasy.
He feels them both. Okay. Cool.
Down to
That's
6.
fantastic. Oh, you're doing it for me. Okay.
Yeah, this is one-way traffic
yep,
for the
okay.
most part.
You already moved my commando. That was him. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
The battle wagon doesn't
Dang it,
fit in
battle
the
shock.
black
It's
hole.
too big, it won't go in the destroyed.
There
you
he
go.
There you
goes.
go.
Just kind of drag him around in there until
Alright, I think that is all
sucks
of
him in.
my shooting. This unit's gonna do the special action.
Oh,
He's
spine
gonna...
banks. You forgot to use spine banks.
Oh yeah, spine
Mazar.
banks. Spine banks.
I do think this is
Strength
technically
5,
5s.
T7. No, he's TA.
yes, I think
If it-
he's. I think
Wounding on
he's
4s with a +1
forgetting
wound,
that
so just 1, 0 AP. 1
heavy no longer counts when you're engaged.
No, he mentioned that. I think he's just getting
he
it
is doing
confused
my
with
special action for
-1 to hit
primary
and
is
-1
plundering.
ballistic skill
Ballistic
being the
skill,
same thing.
yeah.
That is the charge phase. We're gonna roll the Death Leaper.
Little things that we'll all get wrong until we don't
He got
for
a
a bit
5,
here.
which does get him in the War Boss, so that is
Mhm.
where he will go. Gene Sealers.
I have to assume there's a good chance that
They're in.
Death Leaper dies. He's gonna try and precision the War Boss, I'm sure.
Snake
But
eyes.
Yeah, the Death Leaper's dead after he
Snake eyes.
probably kills the character.
after we
once.
just
If
saw
it-
40 power claws. It won't
If
be
Ricardo
40
can
by this
Snake
point,
Eyes on this other Gene Stealer unit,
It could get interesting. I don't think he'll be able to catch up on the scoreboard, but
No.
Ricardo can, so he'll have to get Snake Eyes twice because he does have the 1 CP.
So something to note for everybody: if you're ever down 30 points by the top of 4, you've already lost the game. You cannot win.
Gene Stealers.
This is true. Here's your. Or wait, no. You could score 60 points in the last 2 turns, technically. At the top of 5, if you're down 31, you've lost.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have the cards. Odds are you've lost either way. So we didn't roll the Snake Eyes that we could have re-rolled. I think it's highly likely here that Gaz goes down. So we're going to lose Gaz, Mazarog, some amount of knobs, and potentially the War Boss. He might elect for precision.
This is actually super interesting because let's say he doesn't precision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to the failed saves, he has to take it on the boss knob first. If he only rolls 1-1, then Makari tanks literally the rest of it, and then starts taking the devs.
Okay. So I'm going to.
That is true.
Before I select the target.
But then Gaz would likely not die.
I lied. After I select my targets, I'll spend 1 CP on Surprise Assault on the Death Leaper. It will force the knobs to take a Battle Shock test at -1 because of the Death Leaper's leadership aura.
Oh, be the one, be the one, be the one. It's not the one. Fuck. All right.
A lot of failed battle shocks here.
That will give me +1 to hit, +1 to wound, which your Battle Shock already gives me a +1 to wound.
T6 doesn't matter for this. Oh well.
Death Leaper, Precision into the War Boss.
Okay. Yeah.
He's still -1 to win though.
But
Yeah, starting with the War Boss.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
hits.
it should just cancel out. Yeah.
on T6, so yep. All
5.
those. AP.
5 starting on the War Boss.
Ooh. All right. Ah, dang it. All right. 2 damage each. War Boss. He's got a 5-up invul naturally, and we're on the wall. Okay, so
He's
2
gone.
damage each. Yeah,
8
he's
damage.
dead.
2 falls into the banner knob.
Yep. Banner knob, it goes down in wounds, down to wound
2.
count is 4, so he's gonna be down to 2.
Yeah.
Come.
Alright.
And the last one's
And
safe.
I will get 1 command point for killing a character with a Death Leaper. Oh wait, does he have that, or is it just regular lictors? I think it's just regular lictors, so he doesn't get it.
I don't know, Ricardo. You're the
Okay.
one who plays NIDS.
Oh no, he does. Feeder tendrils, I get a command point. So I'll get 1. Alright.
Lovely. Jeet Stealers into Gaz
Oh,
and
did you want to pile
Mazarog
in?
here.
Because I don't have any pile-ins. Everyone is eligible to fight.
Yes, let's get the pile-ins here so that I can make sure everybody on my end has a chance.
Ricardo still is eligible to pile in there. You're only
Gotta
not
snack
eligible
it
if
a
you're
little bit.
not, or if you're base to base. He still could shift things a bit, but he's not too concerned. He's happy with where they're at the moment.
And yeah, this guy's just gonna go under there more.
Like Daniel's trying to get some damage
Fight that
out
guy.
onto the
And there we go,
turn
this way,
fix.
and then
Yeah, might as well. I
this
think
is gonna
Death
go
Leaper is probably
towards the,
quite likely overkilled at this
oh.
point, so he's just gonna try and do what he can do.
He's gonna be under there. Okay. And then Gaz's unit can't. Cool.
Alright. CP doesn't matter because I think your entire army is battle shocked.
Everything is battle shot. We are shooketh.
Been a lot of
We
battle
have an
shots.
army rule this game.
If Daniel
Alright.
did
All throughout 11th. Congrats.
survive with the War Boss, Ricardo wouldn't be able
these Gene
to
Stealers into
precision
this level
for
man.
Gaz.
I will get a +1 to wound because you are battle
Maybe because
shocked
like he
and
doesn't
you
need
have
it,
12 of
but
your lictor.
Makari can do some crazy stuff
D8
sometimes.
with the Feel No Pain 5-up.
Where did Ricardo?
Warp and Vuln though.
Reroll
Ricardo
ones to
had-
hit. Strength 5 with Synapse, so on 4s, rerolling 1s to wound because you're on that objective.
I missed what Ricardo
So
used
that many
um,
devs on
his CP for. Didn't he
4s.
have a CP in the charge
Let's
phase
go
that he
away,
didn't need
let's
to
go away.
use, and then he just got
19,
another
damage
one
1.
for killing a
He
character?
used surprise assault to battle shock the
That's
knobs.
not good.
Ah,
Damage
gotcha. Okay.
And then how many devs?
6 devs.
Put 6 more on here and roll out some Feel No Pains. Oh, he feels enough to die. A couple
Okay.
times.
Mazra
Mazar
dead.
gone,
Oh,
as expected.
dang it. Poor Maz.
See if Ricardo will precision here. I think that is.
Um,
Well, I guess actually you
Yes,
don't
you-
really
oh,
need it here. It's just one boss knob.
if I spend a CP here, I can't do that one again. I will spend a CP to give this unit precision,
Okay, he is doing it.
and we're
Yeah.
gonna put Makari first.
Yep. Get rid of that
No,
one,
my
and then
God.
just let everything else go through.
You will be, if your strength is higher, -1 to wound.
Yes. All right. Bonk. And bonk. Rerolling ones to hits. And strength is 5 toughness on the boss knob. 5, so 4s. No +1 to wound because too far away. So 4s, rerolling 1s. So it is 18 saves on your 2 up invulnerable so far.
Dean Makari passed these.
Oh.
He did. Passed all of them.
Unbelievable.
Like I said. Like I said.
Okay.
Cool.
Dude,
Unbelievable.
it's insane, dude.
Cool.
Well, he still has the
Broodlord's
Broodlord
attacks are
and
not
the
precision 'cause he
the
cannot see
devs
me.
still go.
He's still
Wow.
gotta get through him. Yep.
And boom. Twin linked. So 3 more on the boss knob.
Boss knob
This
dies.
isn't
That's
into
it.
No, he cannot see Makari.
Makari
his
survives.
precision
Now it's just
attack
dev
cannot be
wounds.
allocated to him.
So I
So
think
Gaz
it's still enough.
lives.
Thought it was
No,
10
2,
but yeah.
4,
No, it's model.
5,
model.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just enough
So, one kills this.
with
one kills
devs
this,
because the
and then
Gene
other
Stealer
one
or the
survives
Broodlord's
this.
damage is 2.
Okay. And then we will have the 1 damage dev wounds happen. So that'll be 7 of them.
Oh, I don't get any fill pins or anything, so it's just my card.
That means Gaz is on
And then
4,
it's
and then
gonna be
yes, it's
four.
He
literally
dies on the
Gaz.
wound. Unbelievable.
And then
Despite
2
tanking all those
more
ones.
2 damage dev wounds from the Broodlord.
Yep.
On the wound.
Ugh.
Tough.
Pains?
No, we don't get Philippines.
So close.
All right.
So close to.
That is all of my fights.
And as we saw last turn, he could have turned and dropped most of that unit, if not the whole thing.
Death
Yep.
Leaper attacked already. He precisioned out. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
You will have
see.
a -1 to hit because the Nerlictor, and you are Battle Shock.
Do not get +1 to hit because the War Boss is gone. That's fine.
So here, while we're
This
finishing
guy
up
goes
those
here,
attacks,
and that
Ricardo
guy's gonna
here
get
had
sold, but
Beacon,
he's
which is at
6 into
Lictor,
Death
and
Leaper.
Plunder.
Yeah,
He
go
should
2
score
damage
both of those
transfers.
fairly trivially.
Still on the wall.
He's
Beacon
doing
will
both
take
with that
until
Lictor.
the end of
One down.
Daniel's turn, but he's not going to be able to kill that
So
Lictor.
we're 5s here.
So, yeah, gonna
Not
score
enough
there.
do get
I should
sustains,
have
which is
another
nice.
big
And then
primary
strength 10
turn.
still on the wall. So
Yep, that's already lined up.
So 9 at -2 damage.
Into the Death
Yep,
Leaper.
so I think it's going to be a fairly big win for Ricardo, all things considered.
4 ups.
Daniel's going to struggle to score
He's dead.
here.
All right, and then we'll go.
Leaper is
to
gone.
Other attacks.
Yeah.
This guy.
The game is over.
Yep. This we go into Tyranid.
So-
attacks.
I don't know if it's an appropriate time, but
Two attacks.
what do you, if you could give advice to
And then-
Daniel right now,
Minus 1 to hit skill.
what would
Yep,
what would
so
it
5
be?
Still doesn't matter. We sustain on
Um,
those, and then
Two biggest things, I
strength
think
10, so
he
it's all
used some
5, so
CP that he
for
didn't need to
-2
use,
damage.
some heroics that he didn't need to
Then we have
heroic.
the
The
Take 2.
um, there was a 2 CP, was it a fight on death that did
Attacks
basically
off these.
nothing earlier in the game?
Just,
I can't remember exactly what that
regular
was. I
Choppa
feel like he was
on
pretty
these,
cavalier with the
-1.
CP. And then the
And then,
other, just in terms of using his army, I
maybe
feel like
66
the
and
battle
up,
wagons
last
needed to
one.
be a little more
Right.
aggressive just to push forward. I know he's worried about the T-Fexes, but
So
as we
The
talked about, if you get cover,
consolidation.
if you
Oh,
prevent heavy,
he can do
probably
things.
needs
can
2
smack
T-Fexes to pop 1 battle wagon, and even then he might not.
2 hits.
And also I think
And
what was
+1
really
to
bad for
wounds
Daniel in this
on
game, he had everything tied up
3s, 'cause you're
going
-1 to
into
wound,
his
right?
wall turn, and the only unit that wasn't tied up
Yeah,
was
so
in a
2 AP0.
transport, and that is the one that could fall back and do something. So I think if you
yeah,
have a
watch
unit
that
that can
also.
fall back and charge,
So
that's the
damage
unit
is
that you're more
2.
aggressive at
One
protecting the
dead.
rest of your army with,
One dead.
while you wait for the wall.
Okay.
It's also arguably his tankiest unit because they have a 5-up invuln
going to
always.
consolidations.
Can
Can your
so even
knobs fall back?
not
and
during
shot?
the walk.
You
Yep.
kill the
So
that
he
has
could
the
kind
acid
of
enhancement.
shoot that unit
Cool.
out
That'll work.
earlier to try and do some, like maybe that unit goes out and definitely kills those
I'm
Von
going to
Ryans
consolidate.
on the center,
I think I
scores
have
the
to
points.
still go
Now
towards the
Ricardo
nearest
has to
model,
go
right?
through that brick. Even if he kills it,
Nearest
you might be able to
unit,
fight
yeah.
on death if you're not
Yeah,
battle
so
shocked.
we'll be going there.
And then you have more, if anything
No
lives,
matter
they can
what,
fall back and
I
do
would
something.
have
And then the rest of
to
his army is more free to move
this
and
way,
maneuver and potentially
that
have a
will
wall
make
that
it harder for me to
lands
get more
harder
defects
than we
and
saw here
put
because he was
more
just so
models
tied up.
into my defects.
I
And
really
can
also
still
think that
daisy chain
a
it, so
mistake
that way we get
is
enough people on the objective.
relying on the firing deck to do damage with the tank
Also
buses,
that,
not
yeah,
hopping
that's a
them
good point.
out.
And we still
because
have cohesion.
That unit should like gravely injure a T-Fex,
That's
if
them.
not kill it.
These guys are going to move.
And then at that time, he
I
had
think I
both
go towards
battle
the
wagons
objective,
still
this will
alive.
stay put. Actually, he's going to go on the other side.
Yeah, I think that was just
And that's
misunderstanding
them.
firing deck when
And it
he's
is your
coming from an
consolidates.
army that doesn't use it
Okay.
to an army that does
they'll
there.
stay where they are. Don't really need to consolidate anybody right now.
Yeah, he played his first
two
turns of the game kind of like he
21.
would play Tau,
Yeah,
which
I
makes
mean,
sense.
Maybe we get this
You know,
guy
kind
this way.
of staying back, being
Get him
passive,
out,
but
so we're good.
you got to find the
Right.
balance.
At the end of my
With the melee
fights,
army, you can't just hold W because then you'll still lose the game. But it's okay to be a bit more aggressive and lose assets.
And Beacon is ongoing.
Okay.
So you should be running
Well.
around 4 here. This should wrap up fairly quickly.
Let's do some battle shocks. I'm at -1 anywhere around here or no?
Death Leaper's gone.
We will do tank bustas, and we heard.
We determined the fallback and do stuff was on the war boss who's now dead, correct?
And then knobs here.
So they can't even fall back
Not
and
forget,
interact over here.
I put
We love
I worked
that.
so hard to put those there.
I know, but you've killed all the rest from some. Gotta get some luck somewhere else. For primary, I do control that one. That doesn't matter because I have to control at least 2 to score anything, or 3 at the end of the turn. Yeah,
Like Rot
so I guess
MVP of the
let's
game.
Draw some more secondary cards. Let's see what else I can do here. Overwhelming Force and Beacon.
Overforce he can forward, beacon he can't.
I'll make I'll
If
make the
it
tank
survives,
bustas. Yeah,
that's the end of my
nothing
turn.
survives. Nothing survives. Let's be honest here. Yep, we're going to put
Good
the tank
Overforce.
busters up here.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Actually, no.
Tank
I don't have enough
busta.
movement to do that fully.
Yeah, shoot into the T-Fex, fight
Yeah,
on death
5
with the
inches to get up,
knobs.
correct.
And
Yeah. Won't even
maybe
work
you
that
kill the
way.
Gene Stealer unit, but
Can't shoot here. This guy's outside 6. You're just gonna give him the 6-inch. Could shoot this vehicle here, so we'll just do that. -1 to hit. I'm gonna be hitting on 6 cents. Fine. There's no way to get around that. There.
go to the top floor.
Yep,
Nothing
at least
really
get some
to
of them
do
up
on
there
these-
for plunging.
These beacons, cleanse, overwhelming force. Is he's T-Fex on the point, correct? Yeah.
He
I
is on the
said
point,
so.
yes.
Maybe the tank buster spike, and I get a little bit of points here. This game is definitely over though. Alright, let's move the tank busters in here. This is the only rolls that matter. I won't charge anything so that way I can fight first here. Because neither of these have fight first, and then we'll see what happens after that. Keep as many these knobs, or these guys on here. Alright. Going on to shooting phase. Let's go. Bum bum bum.
They're actually blast, so
We
you
will
can't
use their
shoot them.
pulse
The
rockets,
Tyranid
for this turn. I don't even
This is
think
true.
it matters though because you're T12, correct?
Yes.
The pulse the rocket.
And he still has his blank.
Hit roll,
And
+1
they are
to wound,
blessed.
+1 to hit, +1 to wound. So we'll get that one.
That's crazy. If he had the war boss still, he could have fallen back and charged. But
Yeah.
that getting
So
precisioned
we'll
out
still be hitting on
loses
normals
that enhancement
because
as well.
+1 to hit. So let's see.
So yeah, these shots actually can't be shot because of
No
blast.
here. Oh, it's a blast up, and I can't shoot into
He
that one.
figured it out.
Never
Yep.
mind. They are not going to shoot anything. I will target this Neurolictor.
He will make it
Would
lone
you
up
like to
6.
spin the key to 6-inch lone up?
Yes.
Alright,
Yep.
so they will shoot into nothing. Alright, moving on then.
You can shoot this T or no? This
No, I
terrain?
can't. There's
No,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have movement to get there unless I like moved all the way back here, and then I'm like too far away from the point. It still doesn't even work it.
Yeah.
It's all good. Started this charge anything. Still need to do our islands here.
We'll say, we talked about
Like to
what
move
Daniel
closer
could have
to
done
me.
better.
Yes.
Also, I have to give it to Ricardo. I think he played this pretty well. I think that was the latest I've seen Ricardo all in. It was only turn 2, I suppose, but surprised he played turn 1 so stable and
Passive.
weighted. Yeah.
It's gonna be these 4.
No, but I think
Yeah, I mean, with 3 Gene Stealer bricks, usually that,
Womp womp.
especially going second, right? But I guess
for
Daniel
rifles,
didn't
minus
like
1 hitting
really
each
move
hit.
up.
Yes.
yeah,
pretty
I just
much
feel like
anything,
there's when you have
but-
advance and charge Gene Stealers, just the
And these guys
itch to want to
that'll
shove them
stay
down
on
the
that
board is
objective.
pretty strong. But played it well, timed it well.
Go walk.
I think a lot of that was
So
helped
we
by
are on,
Daniel
5-2.
just not getting himself in the right positions that he
This is
needed to
the
be
first
to
round
like
going
project
here,
that
4
threat.
energy, so that's
And then
4
yeah, I
energy.
think it just kind of
Um,
cascaded to the
gosh,
point that
that's,
he
fantastic.
lost a
Wow,
little too
two
much
hits.
and
2
crucially
hits.
was a little too tied up when he actually had all of his
2
damage
wounds,
activated.
-2 damage.
2 wounds.
And also to Daniel's credit,
fail 1.
I think Warhorde is
Okay.
clearly the stronger detachment
2
here in 10th
Kills the wounded
compared
guy.
to Vanguard Onslaught.
Alright.
But just looking at them before the game, I was worried
Another
about
battle
just
clause going
how
into
many
the
reactive
T-Vex.
moves that Ricardo had to be able to just,
Cool.
when you're a melee army who really only gets one
And then
turn
you
where
go
they're at full
5 for
strength,
1 at AP
being
to
able
the
to
T-Vex.
reactive
Blanket.
move up to 3 units away
And then
just make them
yep, that will be
somewhat
fine.
uninteractable
I
for
find
that
that.
turn is really strong, and I think we saw that happen here as well.
Toughness.
T6. Oh no, rather lot T5.
T5, so on 4s. So that'll be 7 saves, AP2, damage 1.
AP2, they still have a 5 up invuln because of the banner knob. How much damage was 1 each or 2 each?
Yes. 1 each.
Okay, so that's 2 knobs dead.
And 4, 1 damage, that comes after the Broodlord. Rerolling 1s to hits on 3s, twin linked, hilarious. 2 AP2 damage 2.
Alright, we're good on those.
Alright, and then 4 1 damage mortal wounds.
Which kills the 2 more, so it comes a total of 4 killed.
Okay.
Alright.
T-Fex.
It's like Daniel's text did not.
Probably
I
should've
think he
kept
killed
these
like
guys
1
there,
or 2
stop
Gene
them moving at this
Stealers.
point. Although I do have a few.
Yeah, I think
It'll
it's
be
mostly
3,
just going to be
80.
wrapping up and scoring here very quickly.
Yeah.
Damage 2.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that, was the strength higher though? Doesn't matter though. You had
yeah.
4s and a 5, so we're good. Yep, so this dead, this dead, this dead. Cool. Just the banner knob left.
Banner knob and some tank busters against the world.
Consolidates. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
try out OC. Make sure I'm with a 9.
Pretty
Okay, I got
brutal.
6 and I have 9 total right now.
Okay. I will not be able to out OC you, but I will prep for next turn.
I mean, yeah. Alright,
He's OC6. What?
Banner knob, I
not
think.
get overwhelmed.
Although OC goes on to
Wow.
them now, I
I
believe.
will not get cleanse, defend stronghold, center ground. Let's see. We'll discard outflank, I guess, for an OCP. Not that it matters.
Grab a CP, a little
moving
too
on
late to start doing that, but
turn.
good idea.
Beacon will complete, so I'll get 5 more secondary. Cleanse,
Stop,
bring it
he's
down,
already dead.
bring it down, discard, draw.
Bring it down, yep,
Tempting
exactly.
target. I will be able to
Gets
take
all
any that you
those.
pick, I believe,
Yep.
this turn.
Sure, give this one.
Ricardo's just going to score.
These
Daniel,
guys will
unfortunately,
advance
is
and
not.
charge into
So
him,
Daniel's going to end up at
and
33
charge.
points, and
Yeah.
And
Ricardo
this
should
game.
get pretty close to
Okay.
maxing, if not maxing.
GG.
Yep.
GG's. I'll score
And that is
tempting.
the
I'll cleanse
GG.
with some lictors. I'll
Yep.
do my special point thing to give me 14 primary again. And that'll be
Oh.
5 for
Ricardo is
tempting
maxed on
and
primary.
cleanse. So another 10 primary.
Actually, showing a little bit higher than maxed, but
Yep,
So
but
you
that's
have
just something that needs to
you're
get fixed
at
with.
48 primary, so you can only score 45.
But in the last turn,
Okay,
he probably
so-
gets close enough.
And this one is 38. So next turn I would get no prisoners, can't do, center ground, already
So you would
score.
spend to cycle no
I'll
priz.
spend a CP to redraw.
Outflank
I'll be
easily
able to
done.
do that.
100 to
And that's
33 is our
game.
final score.
Yeah, brutal.
Yep.
Brutal.
GG's. Shall we convene with the commentators?
I don't want to hear it. uh,
Daniel's tapping out.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
That
I
is
can hear
fine.
you guys.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey.
Good game, guys.
Oh, you had
Yeah,
us muted
yeah.
that whole time? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, no, very good game. I think you guys handled yourself well for our first stream game. It was fun for us to watch.
Was it?
What were your
Was it
guys'?
fun, Eric?
Yeah.
What are your guys'
Yeah,
thoughts?
it was fun.
Yeah. What are your guys' main thoughts? I guess we don't have to get too deep in the weeds, but
Go ahead, Ricardo, you first.
I mean, for me, I understand how Orks play. I know the WA's like the big play around, so I made sure I had the 2 CP for the reactive on that.
Oh,
mhm.
wait.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the game? Okay, I will continue to record that. I thought you were gonna talk about feedback for the videos. I will continue to record.
Gotcha. Are we live?
Yes.
So yeah, I had the 2 CP for the WA turn that I saved up, so I could reactive my gene sealers and something else that if I needed both gene sealers.
Yep, very strong.
And then ended up saving that last pack of 10 that ended up cleaning up the rest of the game.
Yep.
I rapid ingressed the third gene sealer unit. I took him off the table so I could bring him in, so I knew it would take 2 packs of gene sealers to kill Gaz in his entirety. Because I know the first one's going to go in, not going to do enough, and die. And then I knew Makari was going to scam me somehow, some way.
He got so close to pulling it off. That was crazy.
Oh,
The 18 no ones.
I
Legend.
was so excited for that moment. I was excited for the Korean that never
Yeah,
happened.
me too. Me too.
Yeah, Dustin called it ahead of time. He was like, Makari's gonna blank all of these, and
Yeah,
by
that's-
God did he. But
Luckily, I had the extra CP from the Death Leaper to make it so the mortal wounds would kill Makari at the very least.
Yeah.
And because I knew if I put them all, let's say I didn't precision with the gene sealers, and he only gets 2 1s, because I'm 1 damage with the gene sealers.
Yep.
The 2 1s are gonna kill the knob. No other ones go to Makari, so then he saves the rest of them, and then that's it.
no, I think precision was the right call there. It just
Yeah.
sometimes you roll 18
Well, you got-
dice and none of them are ones. You know.
You also got lucky on that because you did the surprise assault, which I was surprised it took you to 0. And if he managed to spike some 5-ups there, then you can't precision, and
Mhm.
Gaz lives. And Gaz can pick up the whole unit of Gene Stealers pretty much by himself.
Yeah.
So that was it was a bit of a gamble there, but yeah, I mean it worked out in your favor.
Yeah, because I know the Death Leaper has a pretty good chance with the 6 attacks, AP2, damage 2, and then if they fail it, they'll be +1 a wound. And if
Yeah, it
they
was
have,
good CP management there. I think using
Yeah.
the CP to generate another one, so you got 2 kills that you might not have gotten otherwise. But
Yeah, 'cause I knew
Dustin
he-
is right. It is. It could just I don't get the first kill now. I don't have the CP. Maybe now you leave Gaz alive, but it did work out for you there.
well, my big
It
issue
only-
was the -1 to wound or the fight on death with the Death Leaper, because then the War Boss just kills my Tyranid effects, and the knobs clean up the Death Leaper after. But then being battle shocked was good for me, and then the Death Leaper having the -1 leadership aura greatly improves the odds of them failing the test.
Definitely.
Could you Ricardo, could you promote me to a color so I could show Daniel something?
You are Crucible, right?
Yes. All right. So, where the Gene Stealer unit is right here, where Gaz was, and they were engaged with the Gene Stealers on your home. I'm very, very curious if you would have moved Mazrog because you were somewhere there, this way to deal with them. It looked like Gaz or Makari would have been able to pile in within 2 inches and get engaged to this Gene Stealer unit, and you wouldn't have procced the reactive here. So I wonder. I was really curious to see if that would have worked, because that would have been really, really cool play.
Instead of sending Maz up here to deal with just effectively Von's Ryans because he's able to react.
He's going to reactive. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that was something that I thought was going to be tough for you to work around in the matchup, just knowing on the wall turn that you're going to walk into so many potential reactive moves and just make
Yeah.
things like unchargeable or 10-inch charges when it could have been a 4. Yeah, I think that was just tough to play around.
Yeah, Tyranids in general are kind of tough to play around for me.
I think
Well, as
also, I mean, it seemed like to me that we were kind of talking about the tank bustas that I think you were trying to firing deck out of the top, thinking it was going to be max efficiency where you just get the gun. So I think
Mhm.
potentially hopping those tank bustas out, and also potentially trying to work around these walls, because if you get the tank bustas up on these walls, then
Yeah.
you get plunging fire, and then they actually get to shoot hitting on 3s instead of 6s or 5s, whatever it was.
Yeah. That was the original plan, was get the burner boys over here, just for the spanner, and then get the looters, or sorry, the tank busters
Tank
up here.
bustas.
Problem
Yeah.
with that was that he had that lictor right here at the start, so like to get outside the 2-inch engagement up there would have been almost impossible to get them
Well, I
up
think by
there.
the time because you moved the truck up here, yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
think
truck
there
was
was
up
room for
here.
you to get up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's room for you to get at least a couple of them, or at least some of them poking around, so you get their abilities and stuff. You might not
Mhm.
kill
that
the
was-
T-Fex, but
That
you
was when
also
the
might.
Ravners were still behind this piece back here.
Mhm.
Because like
And
the thought is like tank buses will if they don't kill the Trinifex will do a lot of damage to the Trinifex, and maybe at minimum brackets him. And because at that time you had both battle wagons still alive, and if you remove one Trinifex, then one of them on average like probably doesn't kill a battle wagon in cover. You know what I mean?
Especially with
Yeah.
the bracket stacking with
Right.
Mhm.
the cover. They'll be hitting
Yeah.
on 5s with the Rupture Cannon.
Yep, and if you're in a position where they have to move, they don't get heavy to offset it, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, we don't have to get too into the weeds. We can talk about it more later. But yeah, it was a fun game. I feel like you guys played well. Obviously, the score got a bit out of hand, but I think that was just the nature of one of you was going to push over the line, and Ricardo got a little bit too much before the wall, and
Yeah.
then also
think-
battle shocked you and your entire family lineage with that shadow.
Yeah.
So that was tough.
Yeah. I could have probably gotten some more screening out here to prevent the other brood, the broodkeeper and his Genestars getting over here. Like Storm Boys being right here could have gone this direction to push it out. Because I mean, in reality, they're only 65-point units, so like to help myself to prevent them from getting that close, I probably should have been there.
You also
know.
put your entire army right here. Like your
Mhm.
whole army was here on this one
Yeah.
corner.
The idea was
And-
Gaz goes shooting out this way. Knobs can either go this way or shooting out this way and just try to expand out this direction and then push for the home for the ending points. Because realistically,
Eric-
my home was not going to be like he doesn't get extra points for my home, and I just need to control at least 2 or 3 points.
Yeah, Eric and I were talking that we felt like you were a little too passive with your battle wagons. Like you're a little too scared of the T-Fex
I felt
threat.
that, yeah. As soon as I ended my movement turn 1, I kind of was like if I put a battle wagon here, like
As long as
sure.
you make sure you have cover and you're not getting shot
Yeah.
by both T-Fexes, you're pretty safe.
Yeah.
Or
I
force
think-
them to like not have heavy. Like that's also a big
Yep.
deal.
Yeah. Like I said, as soon as I didn't move it for turn 1 or even turn 2, really I didn't move too far. Turn 1, it should have been here just to have a better threat and just threat projection in general. And then the other one probably should have just gone up into this pocket. The truck should have moved up here. The other one goes here, still gets cover. And then that way I
Yep.
still have movement here, movement here. Maz goes
Yeah.
this way to protect whichever way he needs to go.
Mhm.
And then, yeah.
I also think you should have. I mean, I don't know exactly when it would have happened, but just in general, I think you want to try and use that banner knob, war boss unit as kind of your initial screener. If you want anything getting attacked before the wall, you want it to be that. So kind of
Yeah.
push that up to be more accessible, so he's not connecting
Yeah,
with
because it's already got
Gaz's
the 5
unit.
up
Or
invuln.
yep, they already have the 5 up. And then the other thing that we were talking about that I felt like really hurt you is when you went into your wall turn. Not only was everything battle shocked, everything was tagged except that one unit that was in a truck or in the battle wagon, and that's the only one that could fall back and do anything. So your like wall turn was like set, right? You really didn't have any choice of how to interact with it outside of maybe what Dustin suggested by like swinging Mazrog around. But even I think if you
And if I
if
wait another turn, the game's over anyways too. So
no, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have won there. The point was I just think that
yeah,
like try to get that other knob unit being the one that's absorbing the damage. Best case scenario, they take some damage, maybe you fight on death in the process, and then whatever's left can still fall back and go do stuff. And then you know, Gaz has a better, he can actually go after something. Like he gets to pick where he goes. You have more access to things. I just felt that that's kind of where the Waturn went downhill. Is just
Also,
you can't fall back and do stuff.
whenever Gaz initially got charged or like tagged, I felt like I wouldn't have piled in him at all and just let him kill the couple knobs that kept him in engagement, and then you can go, yeah, you can charge wherever you want.
That's also an option.
And also, like, because if by staying engaged, then Ricardo got to fight before you, so it's like, just like you need to have been fighting on your terms every time. You know what I mean?
yeah. If Broodlord was here, he was going to be able to get to pile into Gaz if
But he wouldn't though, because you had two things engaged with him. If you didn't
Yeah,
pile
you had.
in.
with the rune
had
third in, yeah,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
the
so they
Stormblade
wouldn't have
thing.
been able to move. He would have
Sure.
gotten whatever he could on those knobs that he engaged, but then if you pull those as they die, then potentially you're free.
Yeah.